Did you watch it or concentrate it? Because it was hard for me while I was on the show to pay attention and look at this guy, look at this guy, look at this guy. You see anybody that because what I was saying earlier is I appreciate these guys that are going to be top five. Some of the top, the Banks kid and that Will, what is he, Will Thomas or Will Jackson or something like that. He they're top 10 picks. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
is this? I appreciate that they can contributed to the combine, and then I noticed the drop off of the guys that weren't as good. Did you see them excel? And did you see the difference in that, like I did, or are we just going
Yeah,
through
it, when we were talking about like what we
Will
were looking
Campbell?
forward to, like just like
Mm,
no injuries, like not the hobbles. It was kind of the smoothness, the quickness. I seen there
mm,
was really only two that I kind of like for what we need to do, and that was the guy Zabel and dang, the guy with the mullet. I forget his name off the top of the head, but
The
those were
Radledge kid.
yeah, those were the
That's
two
the guy I
guys
like.
that I was gonna say those were the guys that kind of stuck out to me, and I hope we can at least land one of them. You know what I mean? I hope the coaches were
Yeah,
seeing what we were seeing too.
yeah, that's good. The offensive line's a big problem, and we know that as a Raider Nation, we know that we have a problem with that because I'm kind of tired of a bad quarterback play and everybody blaming those big boys up front. You know what I mean? Because they go through a lot more shit. But I seen that last year a lot, Jason. I seen a lot of blaming on the offensive line. It was just an excuse to me. And but they, just like what people throw at me, hey, there's a problem with the offensive line, but people come up to me and say, hey, they were the 15th ranked defense. I mean, 15th ranked offensive line as far as both areas concerned. We know we didn't have a good run game, you know, but the win rate of the win rate of our guards and tackles was good. It was top 15 of running. That means we were opening holes for these guys. They weren't just getting there or they're getting there slow. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
is
put
it
it up to
is it our
Minshew
running
because I
backs?
mean, yeah, because like they like the line wasn't throwing them interceptions. That was Minshew. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
that's how I looked at it. Because I mean, he
And
like Minshew put us in bad situations. Like it was just not good. But that just put the pressure. Because I mean, we seen people were open. It's just he did not hit them. Like he did not get the ones that were open. He hit the other team. So it there was a lot of things that went bad last year. But for the
mm,
line, I thought what we once we moved JPJ, that's when we started to kind of gel a little bit, and it was really just us plugging in that other guard position pretty much all season to try to find a fit, but we just didn't have it on the roster.
Mr. CT, what's up, man? Thanks for being here, man. Sub to the station, see what's up.
Yep, salute.
Sub to Raider Nation Jason, man. He's been here, now he's starting back up, bro. And I'm glad he chose to ask me to come on the show. Because Low Rashidas, what's up? Because I would there was no doubt you gotta have Raider Nation Jason on the Raider Nation Live show, bro. That sounds great. Raider Nation Jason,
Appreciate
Raider Nation Live. Shit, you
you. You
gotta
feel
blend
me?
that. You gotta mix that
Yeah,
in. Wrap it up,
appreciate you.
smoke that shit. Wrap it up and smoke it. That sounds dope. But anyways, man,
Definitely.
we got good questions over here. What was that one that I had? I was way back up there, but it was about a lot of people get bored. We talk about the big boys, so let's go down to the divas now. We got the receivers and the running backs and the cornerbacks. My view, if you want to hear it, I'm not gonna go on a rant because I want you to tell you your thing. But I was impressed with the DB speed. They were really fast out there. And then I said that I wasn't impressed with the wide receiver speed, but the top tens are all 4.3s, and that's good.
Mhm.
The top 10 fastest guys at wide receiver. I don't know if they're fast. They're fast, but I don't know how they could catch and what their range is. But I was impressed with the guys that I see, and there was like maybe 12 of them that got 4.3s. That's good. I like that. I don't know if they're top guys, but I noticed some names and they were pretty quick. They were fast. The 4.3 is fast, and 4.4 is fast. So there's not going to be a problem there as far as speed, but the corners were way, way, way faster. Um, what was your that before we start getting into the quarterback situation and disagreeing with each other on that stuff?
I like
What's your
this.
impression? How DBs and receivers in a nutshell? Yeah,
So for DBs, what I look for is the guys, because the problem with between the DBs and the wide receiver are the hands, right? So you know what I
yeah.
mean. Like if you can't catch, you're probably gonna be a DB. But like
Mhm.
I look for those DBs that catch hands catches. They don't do the basket catch or like catch. They use their hands and they snatch it. And there was a
Mhm.
couple. What was that? Kobe Bryant was one that I liked his ball skills, and then oh
There's
goodness.
another Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
from Kansas. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Yeah, because there's a one that went to Seattle, I think. But
yeah.
yeah, there's him. And then there was another guy. If it comes up, I'll remember. But yeah, just how because I like when they run the drills and the announcers kind of talk about them too. And then what they were saying was the only thing that they didn't know yet was speed. And then he ran like a 4.5, so they're like, oh yeah, this guy's a total package. But
Mhm.
if I think of his name,
Mhm.
I know I wrote it down somewhere too. But and in fact, I'll tell you
Oh,
right
you
now, one
remember it,
second.
even though you remember it in the long run. So we're gonna bring up receivers probably all night.
Oh, in fact, it was Trey Amos from Ole Miss. He
Oh,
ended up
Trey
running a
Amos,
four
yeah,
four six. Yeah, yeah, him,
he's up there. He's up there.
Jade Barron for a nickel. Jade Barron would be a replacement. Ran a 4.40,
Did you see
and
him
he's a
on
good
his? Did you see
tackler.
him on his gauntlet? Or did the DBs didn't really do it like a gauntlet drill? They did something similar, but it was.
Yeah,
I would put them through that to get their catchy steals
yeah,
going, you know. But
yeah,
if I like that, Amos was good. Amos was high. Man, there's a lot of talent there. I could. They were all look like they have ball skills. Their all footwork
mm,
was good. And then the thing that I'm noticing, bro, there was some, going to receiver, there was some little dudes. Remember we were noticing that
yeah,
155, 160, 100. Finally, you get a 202-pound receiver. I'm like, man, I think college is going more, the get on the boundary. You don't need that big guy to run deep anymore. Hit the boundary with the speed and just
yeah.
elusiveness. Now that's the way college football is going. And if
Those
college football is going that way, the
Mhm,
pros are going to get there in a little while. So these big
mhm.
guys might be getting. It might come. It's going to come back. The big guys are going
Yeah.
to come back. It always does. But
The guy I like was Higgins though, Jaden Higgins. If you seen him
I
on
run
these
down.
drills, like his hands are huge, and it was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, we
Yeah.
need it. Just I don't know. I liked him just because when you watch him play, he comes back to the quarterback for the ball. He's one of those kind of receivers. Like he's gonna come back he's gonna help the quarterback out, like one of those feed me type wide receivers. I like that. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I hope
Raider Ryan,
hope.
hit stick stepper. What's going on, man? Thanks for being here on the Raider Nation Live Show, bro. Thanks
Yeah,
for being here. We got our special guest, Raider Nation Jason. Love that name,
yeah,
bro. Where'd you get that? Raider Nation Jason. Where'd you get that? When that pop in your head, man? When that pop in your head when you started doing the
man.
commentary?
Someone actually gave me that name. Because
Raider Nation.
just all I used to talk was Raider. So they were like, man, you want to get your own show and talk about it. And then there's a gaming JASON. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the JASIN to make it out of respect for him and his channel. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But shout
yeah,
to
he
him
did.
too,
So
man.
if it, he didn't trademark that, you could have took that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I say, man. But I like the iron's pretty cool. Just a little play on
Yeah,
words too.
I wouldn't trip on that, man. Go ahead and use it. Shit. There'll be two of us. Which one they like?
Yeah, it's like a month.
So you can have Raider Nation. If you guys did a little collabo, you can have Raider Nation Jasons. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
S. That'd be dope right there. Maybe he's a Raider fan. I don't know if he's a Raider fan.
yeah.
Oh,
I think he is too.
Raider Nation.
I think because he does. I think he does strictly gaming and stuff. So shout out to
Oh, gaming. Yeah,
you
right.
know. I try not to step too much on his toes with my gaming, but
Hey, Mr. Davidson, Aaron Davidson, what's up, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. Just like Coach Gravy
Yeah.
show, man. This is Red Nation live show. So hit that like. Tell your friends, hey, Gravy, Red Nation Jason's on the tube right now. So we gotta get it going with this combine juice.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, let's go. At quarterbacks, let's go.
Ooh,
1 through 3. 1 through 3. Right, 1 through 3. We go. Pretty much all of us are gonna say who number one was, but I think it's close between two and
yeah,
three, and we're gonna be. We talked
yeah,
about it a lot. We talked about it a lot, but they might know. They might know who it is.
yeah.
But
Might be
you and
surprised. Might be surprised who we say too. All the
oh yeah, yeah.
favorites.
You think we could get a five? You think we think we could get a top five or top three? What do you
Oh,
want to do?
I'll say maybe four. I was say maybe.
Let's do a
We'll
four. I'll
try it.
take a four.
In fact,
We'll try
let's
five.
give it a five. Let's get five.
Okay. I might mess up at
So
the
like
end
we said,
because
we know who won. We know who one is.
yeah.
Two, I'm definitely gonna say was my guy Brady Cook. Number two.
Yeah.
It could have been a flop between the mechanic, Mr. Max Brosner. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna say either 2, 3. It could be, it could be swap. But for four, I want to say, yeah, that's a tough one
Yeah.
because
We,
like
we
I
should
want to
we should
almost.
have did three. We should have did three.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause like I want to say Will Howard, but man, there was some time. Ewers was all over the place. Like
Oh, I
Milrow
got one.
was.
I got one. What about Riley Leonard, bro?
Yeah, okay, there you go. If I had to pick a
Number
four,
four.
I would have to say Riley Leonard. Yeah, because he was sharp. I like the way he was getting the ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the
Well,
guys
what?
just didn't look comfortable. Like
That's
Dart,
you
Dart.
see.
I loved how smooth. Yeah.
Mhm. That's what I want to see, though. I don't know. I don't know, Jason, if I'm the only one or it's the first time you heard this. That uncomfortable fit, that uncomfortableness is what as a coach is what I like. I don't want you to be comfortable because you're not going to be comfortable. If you're comfortable playing a game in an NFL game, then you're good. Then you got it sold up.
Mm,
The game slows down for you and you know where you need to go. If you're under duress, then you're going to make mistakes. And I want to see how you respond to that. And then the coaches there, the structure there, and they do it real fast. And they say, come on, let's go,
mm,
tempo, let's go
mm,
and we have to uh, get these guys in an uncomfortable situation because you know that when they're in their own combine, when they're in their own place, they're throwing to their boys, their coaches, the structures, their 40, 50 passes that they want to do. You know, the the NFL coaches say, well, we want you to do this and that and that, and that, but how many times are they going to do it or whatever? It's not designed or ran by NFL. It's ran by their college, and it makes them look good. But
mm.
the uncomfortableness, and if you can overcome that, like Dart did, like Riley Leonard did, and other guys that we mentioned, and then you notice that people had problems with that. You notice that Milrow and Dylan and a couple of the other guys had problems with that structure, and it's gonna drop them down a little bit. Milrow, he has a cannon, has an arm, but that's it. Everything else is jacked up. So, we could go on an arm and Richardson 2.0, but yeah, would you want to be compared to that guy? You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to be compared to Richardson right now. You know,
Yeah, like
but if
if it
he's
was
just
just off the running ability, then
mm,
yeah, Milroe's the guy. But it's
mm-hmm,
everything that he can't do.
able to
He
throw.
can't do right. So,
Nah. Christopher Raiders, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Gift the family memberships, bro. Thank you very much. He's a member of our crew. Jeff, what's going on? Any Raider boosters? What's up, bro? Thank you. I've seen that guy many days, man. Many. I've seen Chris and Jeff many days this week. Had the opportunity to be on their shows, man. Pump up their shows and see what's up. They're great dudes, man. They got it really going on, bro. Robert Pinion, you know what's up, man. He moderating the show. My boy D Men is moderating the show. Make sure we hit Raider Nation Jason's leak in there, man, every couple of minutes, so people can know where he's at, so they can start pumping up his show and watching it, man. I need to get where I need to get like that. I need to get like Raider Nation Jason and get them subs like that, so I can start making a couple dollars for the wife who quit bitching at me, man. You know what I mean? You go make your money, hubby. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, for real.
Sweetheart Henny, who's that, bro? Who's that? Sweetheart Henny, Sweetheart Henny came.
I think,
I'm getting all these females in my chat, bro. What's up, Jason? You bringing them all in or what?
man, trying to do what I can. You know what I mean? Trying to,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
it's all for the nation.
Yeah, man. Sweetheart Henny, thank you for being
Hey,
here, man. Ready to Ryan, be a member for 4 months. Way to go, Ryan. Happy to see that, man. That's real good. D Mokes, what's up? D Mokes, what's up, man? Seen him on a couple shows. He's on our show. Bring up some game, man. In the chat, ask me and Jason some questions. Jason is a very good person that speaks well, knows his football, and maybe both of us can enlighten you on what we think we should do and what type of guys we should get. And what do we think? Jason already said he likes the attitude, wants to bring some attitude and toughness to the offensive line. I agree with that.
yeah.
Agree with that. And
Mm-hmm.
if we need to get a running back that's hard and demanding of yardage and makes that offensive line confident that we drastically need a running game, because I think that our option as quarterback as far as free agency, Jason, is very limited now. Very, very limited. Unless
Yeah.
we do something drastic and trade, we're stuck in some bad. We got problems there again. You know, what's your thoughts, man? As far as free agent quarterbacks or trade quarterbacks, what do you think about that, man? What do you think we have to do? Are we gonna go with the rookie or AOC? What's up with that?
Yeah, like
Tra-
I think before the AOC thing, like there's a couple more avenues. Like I definitely hope that we explore first, like the whole Pittsburgh with Fields and Russell. I kind of want to see where that plays out. Like if we can finesse one of those out of there, but I know there's the Darnold talk and stuff like that. So I mean, technically that's the same situation. JJ McCarthy, and then say if they want to go with one, they're probably gonna try to either get rid of the other one or they could keep just in case something goes wrong. But I feel like we need to do our due diligence in trying to at least wiggle something, something out of there. And if we could get a Fields, that'd be cool because it's younger. But if we end up with Russ, at least it's the experience, and then we could just, hopefully build around them. But yeah, it's tough. But I just, but worst case, like I said, I could see the way if they do end up, it could have been worse. You know what I mean? It could be worse. But I mean, it would only be like a little 1 to 2 year bridge until I guess maybe we stack our team enough to where we can afford to move up and give away, our draft picks and stuff like that and get the guy, whoever that guy is. But, I see us, we can do it that way for, a little bit more price efficient, you know what I'm saying? And, I guess it could be worse, better than Brian Hoyer, I guess.
Brian Hoyer,
that's not
man.
saying
We
much.
got to reserve. I'll just keep a. We got to go to Brian Hoyer. I'll just keep AOC, bro, and lose.
Yeah.
I'll take AOC and lose.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if that's our situation, Jason, where we got to go back to these two guys that we had, or just one of them, then I'm gonna be talking shit the whole season again. I know I am, but and people ain't gonna like it, but it's gonna be the fact. It's gonna be proof that we're gonna. If AOC starts the season and doesn't get hurt, we're gonna be disappointed again, and we're gonna know that this guy ain't the best. Ain't the. I want the best quarterback we can get, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's our option, unless the organization thinks that way, Jason, then
Yeah.
I don't have nothing. I have
Right.
nothing but to go with the guy. I have no choice but to go with the guy. I want to win. I'm a Raider fan. I want to win, but
Yeah.
if AOC is our guy, I'm not confident in that. I'm not going to be confident in that. I'll go watch
Yeah.
him. I'll support him. I'll say, let's go. I'll pump him up. But after the game, bro, he doesn't do nothing. I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to talk shit. And I'm saying, God.
Like even when you were saying the Aaron Rodgers thing, like I would be okay, really worse. That would be my really worst case because he's got like his thing is the off the field, shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. But as far as what he does, because I think we missed out on that thing with Tom Brady. Like I
Mhm.
think this would be a last shot at someone that is a vet. It'd be less, teaching and more, just getting the pieces around him. You know what I mean? And we're not that far. I think he could work with Bowers. He could work with Myers. He can, what I'm saying. Offense wouldn't be the problem. We would just have to
Mhm.
hopefully our defense would keep their half of the bargain. But I mean, it could be worse choices because I mean, at least we can't say Aaron Rodgers didn't do a lot. He's not a good quarterback when post or I guess before the injuries and stuff like that. Like when he's on at his best, he's at his best. But you know,
Mhm.
I don't know. I
So,
wouldn't
so you're
mind
down.
checking
Yeah,
that
yeah,
out
yeah,
either.
yeah. When we were with Stafford, I kind of got off Aaron Rodgers because I was confident that he was talking to Tom Brady and all this junk, and I was like, yeah, let's get it done. Tom Brady has an impact. He's doing shit.
Mhm.
He's being aggressive.
Yeah,
And it took a guy to say at least he's being aggressive. I was live, Jason. I was on live
Mhm.
early in the morning when when Stafford re-signed with the Rams or was gonna re-sign with the Rams, and it was a, a couple of days off. Him and Brady kicking it in Montana, and we were so confident. And you have all these things on IG, and all these things are coming to you from the same guys that came out with the Stafford stuff. ESPN guys saying, "Oh, he's talking to Tom Brady. It's a for sure thing. He's looking for it. He's looking at the Raiders." And I was started getting confident on that. And I said, "We're not going to get Aaron Rodgers. We're going to get Stafford. That's cool." I was getting confidence that you know what, then
Mhm.
we could get it. We're in the right direction. So I started feeling good, and then again, again, just like that, got shut down middle of the morning, messed up my day, and I was like, "All right, what are we going to do next? What are the
Yeah,
options?" I go, we're gonna go back to Justin Fields. We're gonna do Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna say AOC, and we're so conditioned that all this junk, and I'm not confident in it anymore. It's just the same old stuff. New guys, new coaches, new stuff. That's what I want to see. I want to see new stuff. I
yeah,
want to see old shit where we were losing.
yeah,
That's just me. People are more patient than I am, I guess, but I've been waiting a long time, Jason. I've been waiting. Some of
yeah.
us have been waiting a long time for this team to be successful, and we're always confident in our team. We always love for our team. We always do that every year.
Mhm.
We make the mistake of being overconfident and our expectations are too high, which is good. You're a fan. You love that shit, but when we get
Yeah,
brought down, we get brought down, bro. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of my messing up my Sundays, bro. I could be kicking it with my family. I was mad almost every Sunday for the last 2 years, bro. I'm mad every Sunday. Don't talk to me. Don't get at me. It's hard to do shows when you got a team like that. It's hard when you have a Sunday show. It's hard to do because you got to talk about
that's
that shit.
That's why I admire Raider Nation, man, because like to go through this every week, you know what I'm saying? It's never
Yeah,
a dull moment. It's always something. And
but I'm
like
but
we
I'm
talked about
excited.
last
I'm
year, it
I'm already
started off
excited.
with and then it just kept snowballing and snowing, and it was just like a mayor coming up missing and all, just everything. Devontae, the whole Devontae drama, just I mean nonstop. Minshew and his issues, Amir White, the lobby like all the fumbles, just turnovers,
Bunch of bullshit.
penalties. Yeah,
Bunch
last
of
year
bullshit.
we led the league in not getting penalties, and then this year we're right back to it.
I was pissed off every Monday morning, Chris. You're right, bro. How'd you feel? You feel good, or was it, or are you at the point where it's just I know it's a normal day? That's bad. If you're not pissed
Yeah,
off on Monday that the Raiders lost, that's bad. You're used to that stuff. You're way used to. I'm cool. I'm cool. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm not like that. I want to get better. I want to get better. And
yeah,
then having this, and then like talking about having this of AOC's our only option, Jason. I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna root them on. That's it. I don't have a choice.
yeah,
I'll be, what kind of
Yeah.
content creator would I be saying, no, he's not it? I'm saying that now because he's not. But there's
Yeah.
options out there. There's better players, Justin Fields. There's athletes out there, and we know that
Yeah.
AOC is not an athlete. He's a good quarterback, but he's not an athlete that's winning. Look at all these guys that were in the playoffs. Look at these guys that are in the NFC and AFC championship game. All of them can
Mm-hmm.
move. All of them are known to move.
Yeah.
And so to be at that level, look at the guy at the top of our division. The guys that are top of our division.
Yeah.
Herbert can move. Bo Nix can move.
Yeah.
And the guy we have out there, man, he can't. So
Yeah.
change that. That's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem. And
Yeah.
you could throw stuff at me that say he was only sacked 20 something times, but he only started what 9 games this year. Got sacked 24 times. Add that up, and how many times is that a game? It's a lot.
Yeah. That's
It's
I'm all,
about three. It's about three.
do quick math.
I got it right here. I got it right here, bro. I got two of them because somebody got at me, and I don't know if we were comparing C.J. Stroud, and I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
this was it C.J.
Yeah.
Stroud and Aiden?
Yeah.
And
Which is funny because
I was
C.J. Stroud wasn't really a runner either in college either. Because remember that was the knock. They were
mm.
like, yeah, he's kind of a pocket passer. He's gonna just stand there.
Oh, I'm not
And
asking for
then
that. I'm not asking for that, Jason.
yeah,
I'm not asking to be
yeah,
Lamar Jackson, bro. I'm asking you to get out the
yeah,
way. Get out, just move. Get out the
yeah.
way.
I
Make
used to
something
always
happen.
compare it to like it's like 1, 2, go. Either throw or go. I always say throw or go. It's 1,
Yeah,
2, and then ball's got to be out. There's no time for
yeah.
holding the ball. Like you got to either throw or go or get out of there.
Sit there
You
away,
know?
bro. You gotta move. One, two,
Yeah,
2.5. Boom. You got to start doing something because that
yeah,
pocket's gonna collapse on you because these guys
yeah.
are athletes now. They're not big guys just throw. You ain't got respects to Reggie White. He was one of the best ever. But
Mm-hmm.
you see the way Reggie White would pass rush, and then you see the way these guys do now. They ain't doing what Reggie White used to do. Reggie White used to dominate you, get that little hand slap and bull your ass over. Now these guys got
Mm-hmm.
moves. They use their hands. They got leverage.
Mm-hmm.
They know what to do in space and all this stuff. It's different. It's different now, and then it's hard for these because I never seen the technique of the tackles change, but the technique
Yeah.
of the defensive ends changes all the time. They come up with moves, they come up with situations, and the technique of a tackle can change, or it can, but to be a good tackle, you always got to have the same fundamentals, and it's been that way for a long ass time, for years, for tens of years. The tackle, you got to get that kick step, get wider where he goes, because defensive ends are fast enough to get it wide around those guys, and then they're slow. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna work. You get to your quarterback. And we
Yeah.
have to fix that. We have to adapt to that, and then I hope we do. I'm excited. I want I don't know if I'm saying this wrong, Jason, but I want AOC to be successful, but I'm just I just don't want him to be our only solution. You know what I mean? I want
Yeah.
somebody better. I want to I want us
Yeah.
to be
And definitely I just feel like, we give I don't know, I just felt like we give him a lot of hate, but like really in these last couple of years, he's been the bright spot of the
he's been the
quarterback
only
room,
dude.
even though as low as
I'll give you that.
as low as it's been, and even other teams. That's the thing. Like we talk about him,
Thank you.
but I hear other teams talking about how good he is. That's why like I appreciate kind of having him too, because it's like even outside teams talk about maybe teams trading for him and stuff like that. And I'm like, see, other people see it too. Like he's not that bad, but people say he's not that good. He's not that good either. But I
Yeah.
feel like he has the things that he does have. We can build around, like his accuracy. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate when he holds the ball and takes sacks. That's the thing that
Mhm.
drives me crazy with him. But I feel maybe he could work on that. Maybe just get the ball out. I feel like we need to create a healthier check down for him. Like there should always be a back for worst case scenario. So if he does get in that situation, get it to the back and get something instead of taking the sack and taking us out of field goal range, which he does a lot, and I hate it. Oh, it drives me crazy.
Third down, third
But
down,
I
third down
think
is
things
short.
like that. Yeah.
Third down is short. It always was. Third down is short. Third down is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
First thing that'll happen will be an offsides penalty on the Raiders. Go back. It's 3rd and 8. Next thing you know, Aiden
Stack.
O'Connell gets sacked for holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
And then we're at the
Yeah.
45. We're at the 55. And as a
Yeah.
60-something yard field goal that Colts can make. So we end up punting. We pin them down, but we end up messing that up because it ends up going in the end zone. And we're like, fuck, they get that way over there. You know what I mean? It's just repetitive. Jason, and we're adapted to that.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's normal, but it's not. It's bad. That's bad play right there. That's every time. I mean, you're tired of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going. How many times does that happen? Are people just so used to that, and it's just common for the Raiders right now offensively that it's just a normal thing? Okay, that's cool. They got the ball at the 35 or 25. They're all right. You know, we're all right there. Our defense will hold them, but we don't hold them on third down. You know what I mean? Third and long,
Yeah.
they get it. So
Yeah.
it's just, and I question that, bro. I question all that. And I like talking about. We've been talking about defensive football. I like talking about offensive football. And then when we sit here and we go, our only option is Aiden O'Connell. Let's roll with it. Let's say it. Let's say it. And let's go. Aiden O'Connell has. I would feel confident in the dude. I would talk about the guy, bring up his stats and what he did good, Jason. If somebody would give me some confidence that Aiden O'Connell has a shot to be a starting quarterback. Chip Kelly came up here and said, "Hey, Aiden O'Connell has a chance to start." And then, all right, Chip Kelly saying it, Pete Carroll saying it. Brady ain't said shit about O'Connell saying, "Our room is good." He's out there looking. He's out there talking to Stafford. They wanted Stafford, so why? Because
Yeah. Exactly.
they're not,
That's a good point too. Yeah, if
not
they were,
comfortable with that room.
satisfied, they wouldn't be looking for a $50 million, quarterback to fix this,
Exactly.
fix this QB problem. So
And I
yeah,
said, bro, you
yeah,
hear a bunch of you hear a bunch of content creators in the pockets of the Raiders, and I'm like, dude, if we get 10 wins from Matt Stafford, you ain't gonna be bitching about it. That's how much he
nah,
gets
not at
paid.
all. It'd be
We in the
well worth it.
playoffs consecutively, we ain't gonna care.
Yeah,
That's why.
and that's all we want.
I was. Yeah, that's all the Raider fans want. But we're so used to this same old shit, Jason. And then I don't know if it's I've been hit up a lot personally on IG. We talk about Gravy that AOC ain't good. There's a lot of AOC lovers out here. It's kind of like we got to come up with something. We had the Kardashians. We got to get something with the AOC at something like that. Like, because
I'm
the
sure
dude's
there's
gonna have
something out
another
there.
year. He's
Yeah,
gonna have another year to do something. And I understand that Aiden O'Connell. I don't know if this was going to be an extended Aiden O'Connell show, but hey, I'll do it. What I mean? I'm cool, but the dude was put in bad predicaments. What I mean? I understand that. He was thrown out there. He wasn't successful. People gave him confidence. That was the first year. The second year, I don't know. I don't know if he got a shot, but he got thrown in there again. He's never had a real offensive coordinator. He's never calling plays for him. And if if I wish that's unfortunate, and I should say take that. I should take heed to that and say, you know what, this guy probably needs a little bit of guidance. You know what I mean, and do stuff like. But I should give him another year. I should say, hey, try AOC out and do this. But AOC ain't gonna beat out if we get a Shador Sanders. Would you be if
yeah,
AOC beats out Shador Sanders and we pick Shador Sanders at 6? That's embarrassing for Shador Sanders. We got to sit Shador Sanders over AOC. How would you feel about that?
yeah. I mean, I think that would be definitely good because I think AOC is kind of if we don't get, say, if one of the quarterbacks don't fall to us, and then say we don't get nobody in free agency, so instead, okay, we'll just save our money, get AOC. Maybe something may happen later in the season, where we can get somebody else, but just kind of do what we can to make this team focus, hopefully, more on running the ball than passing the ball, But yeah,
You
I'd
know,
be definitely good with Shador because I feel like if he's there at 6, we have to, because it would be irresponsible for us to not. Because we've been talking about we need a quarterback, and then we thought once we got to 6, after we had the first pick, we got, we won some games, and we got, and then for us to still get Shador would be a win, because then that way we could still stack this team up without breaking the bank, without giving up picks and all this kind of stuff. We get what we want, and you never know, he might develop into the guy. But we don't know unless we get him on our team and see what he's got.
I feel you, Jason. I feel you. I feel your opinion. I'm not hot on a quarterback on the quarterbacks here. I wanted to see these guys throw in that uncomfortable situation that
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed. I wasn't a dart guy, bro. And if we could clean up that motion, which can be cleaned up, and I was impressed on the way he threw the ball and the way he did those routes. He was the best quarterback out there. I'll give you that. But when you're looking at the draft, are they the quarterbacks that could take a team over and win? You know what I mean, and do something with it without. I'm not with this sitting around waiting stuff. That's not AOC's job or the bridge quarterback's job to groom this dude. It's the offensive coordinator's job, the quarterback coach's job to do that. Quarterbacks, if they're friends with their backup, if they're friends with the person that wants to take their job, then would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be homeboys with the guy in the back of his mind? He wants your job.
I mean, I'm like the way I think. I'm gonna do me regardless. Like, if you do what you
Yeah, you
do,
have
cool. But
to.
I know
You have to.
I know what I got. I gotta hustle, do what I gotta do,
Yeah, you
and
asked me a
yeah.
question. Okay, okay. It's not team player. It's not that. It's not. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
get mines or whatever. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take control of this. I'm gonna take control of this offense, and I'm the leader, and then I gotta teach you that's messing up my clockwork. That's messing up my mission to make this
Yeah,
team better. You're interrupting my flow. Why I
yeah,
got babysit you? I shouldn't say babysit, but that's what the quarterback coach's job to do. That's what he gets paid to do is to teach you. You can ask me questions, and I'll be, but I'm not gonna be there. Oh, at this situation, you got to do this and this. You see how I
yeah,
did it? Yeah, that's when you just do it your way. And whatever, I'm not gonna do that.
mm,
I don't expect that from my quarterbacks. I don't expect that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
does it go around? Does it go around the NFL? Some guys are cool like that. Some guys want to say, all right, I'm almost done with my career. They know
Mm.
what their contract situation is, and they say, hey, I'll give it to this next dude. Man, I want him to be successful too. That's cool. But if you're young, you ain't giving that up, man. You take that. You take that and you run with it. You don't try to help somebody out take your job. Nah.
No, no, definitely,
Angelo,
definitely
what's
not.
up?
And like you said, it's
Ang-
pretty much towards the end of your career. Like, when it's almost time, so you're like, well, what am I gonna leave to the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, what
mm,
mark am I gonna leave? And then that's where you start, giving, because it's that time, so
mm.
you might as well start giving, making them better. Because then it reflects on you for the next team you go to now as a veteran, because they're like, oh yeah, he's a good vet. He helped develop, on his last year. So, that's
It's
good
just
stuff.
extra clout. That's
Yeah.
extra clout of your legacy. Aaron Rodgers goes in there and says, "Hey, man," he comes to the Raiders. He says, "Hey, man, I ain't teaching this dude." He never did. He never did.
Yeah.
Jordan Love sat under Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers
Mhm.
probably said, "Hey, man, we got to do this, we got to do that," but I ain't gonna let you take my job. He,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers left. They let him go because they gave Jordan Love a shot, and Jordan Love sat and waited, and it panned out for them. That's one of the few, but we can't use
Mhm.
that as an example like AOC. We can't do that, or
Yeah.
even should have sat.
Yeah, remember Russell Wilson, right? His first year, it was
Mm.
supposed to be what's his name? Flynn, Matt Flynn.
Yeah, Matt
They had
Flynn.
named him
Yeah,
the starter and all that. And then Russell just earned, pretty much basically came in there and took that position. You know what I'm saying? So like that was
in
under
the fourth
Pete,
round, bro. Fourth
that was
round pick.
yeah, that was
Fourth
crazy.
round
Cause I
pick.
mean I remember watching Russell and at college and stuff like that. He was a gamer,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then I remember that I was like, damn, he just straight came in there and took that job. So that's what somebody, I think, if Shador can come in and do that same thing, like say if we start off with AOC and then say he has such a good camp there, like I think this kid's, it could possibly happen. You never know. Because I mean, we were high on Shador last year, the year before, and then all of a sudden in the off season things have changed. Like people were like, "Oh, he's this and that, his attitude." I'm like, but it's just if we put him in the right situation, we get like, and he even said himself, like when he was talking about the interviews, he was talking about all the stuff that he did wrong, and he mentioned that holding the ball too long, and all this kind of stuff, and that's
Yeah,
one
he
thing.
did.
If you can voice that you're not perfect and that you do have flaws and that you do see what other people see, because there's some people say, "Oh, that's not me. It's the line," and even though he said stuff about that too, but you know what I'm saying. Most people, "Oh, it's the
Yeah,
line and coaching and but it's all this." But as a man, you got to be able to point at yourself and say, "Look, it starts with me. I have to clean this up because I'm affecting my teammates. I'm affecting, I'm not being the best I can be. So that means something has to change with me because it starts with me. I can only change me. I can't change what my teammate does and what the coach does. All I can do is control me. Be the best, know my playbook, know where I'm supposed to be at all times. That's it.
I like that shit, Jason. Man, Raider Nation, Jason with the Raider game on the Raider Nation live show, bro. That's deep.
Let's
I
go.
like that. I like that, Jason. That's dope, man. I like that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Hey, Angelo, what's up, man? How you doing? Who else I see? Vincent Rodriguez, what's up, man? New guy, Dixon Carter, what's up? Raider Ryan, what's up? I might be saying your name twice. That's just extra coverage right there, bro. Angelo again, man, I was way behind. My boy D Man, it's Sacktown Raider. What's up, bro? What's up? How you doing? Raider Paul. Where's this Will Howard junk? Where's this Will Howard at 6, Raider Paul? Were you impressed with Will Howard? We didn't even mention his name when we were talking about him. Was he a top 10 or was he a disappointment? Was he one of the disappointments of the
Yeah.
of the combine to you? Let's talk
His
about that.
facial expression too. His he looked worried. Like his facial, he didn't look like he was having fun out there at all. Like and then he just wasn't. It just wasn't there. Like he didn't. There was nothing that kind of popped and showed me, like a sharpness.
Mm.
There was no sharpness to his game. But I mean, maybe he was nervous. You know, you there to earn your money right there. You're supposed to show out. So
And people expected him to do a lot, and then I
yeah,
think that he might come back. I hope he does. But he people. I mean, Raider Paul. I don't know if he's exaggerating, but he Consec. I don't know where he gets this from, but he's seen something in the dude that it could pick him at 6, and he's not the
mm-hmm.
only one that I've seen. It sounds crazy, but and people had expected a lot from this guy, and then in that uncomfortable situation that I mentioned, he was bad. He was all over the place with that football, as much as
Yeah,
Dylan Gabriel was. And a lot of
yeah,
Raider fans were high on Dylan Gabriel because he went to Oregon, semi same, concept as Chip Kelly. That offense has never left Oregon that Chip Kelly installed in there when he was an offensive coordinator there. He was offensive coordinator and then he was a head coach. He's been there for a while. He was at Oregon for a while. And still there, but it's not Chip Kelly. And they people put their little sprinkles in it, but the quarterbacks are usually the athletic guys that could throw. And you know what? I'm giving him a disfortune because um, he's not really. I think he's better at moving, Jason. I think if you put him in,
mm-hmm.
remember, I don't know. I said that on the live, and then he got. I think he's better when he's moving, like doing some bootlegs or some design type running situations. You put Dylan Gabriel in, I think he'll excel at that more than any other quarterback that's out there. I think Dart will do something good like that. Um, Shador Sanders isn't really good at that, but he's good at play action inside the pocket. He's good at play action
Mm-hmm.
because he's not a runner. He makes things happen, and he's accurate at that. Yeah, and
Yeah,
what you wanted to say about Cam? Cam does shit to win games. I like that part of it. He'll throw it
yeah,
accurately, on a dot to win games, and that's big time right there. That's winning football games, and if you do that at the collegiate level and a consistently basis, that means that you got a knack for that, and I like that knack. I like that knack of winning and taking over your team, getting your team in a chokehold and say we're gonna win today, and if it's because of me, we're gonna do it. And I like guys like that.
It's
So
it's funny.
Will Howard,
Cam
go ahead.
Cam Ward reminds me of, I guess, the in the middle of and a Josh Allen. I don't know, like that. I don't know. I get that type of, because he just like this size, and he can, he
Mm.
can move around too. That's where he gives me like the Josh Allen. But how you said he could just carve, he could just sit there and carve you up too. That's why I say
Yeah,
Herbert too.
yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to put a comp on Shador though. I want to say like almost like a Drew. Oh, something says Drew Brees for him for something like that though. But because he's not really that mobile, and he likes to just sit there and deliver. You know what I mean? But it's hard. I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody for him.
He sits there a lot like that. And we and we I don't know what the I know that his offensive line was real bad, and they weren't the best in the FBS, but I seem to wonder is that why didn't Dion protect his son, bro? He was sacked most in the FBS in football. He was the most sacked quarterback in all of college football. There's like 200 and something teams in college football. He's last.
Yeah,
How does that happen? And he's a tough guy. He got sacked. He get
yeah.
blown up.
He
I,
he
I
he,
seen one
he
bad.
tried to do
I seen
way
one
too much. Yeah,
for all these special athletes that Dion brought in there. You would expect that these guys will get. He made things happen. I've seen his tape. I've seen the Shador Sanders tape. I've seen a lot on
mm,
on Jackson Dart also, and I've said what I said about Lane Kiffin and Dart. And people come back at me that he's moving his head around and he does different options and this and that. But I've told people that I've been on seminars with the guy, and he told me recently, 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I went to a seminar, and Lane Kiffin said my quarterback don't do anything that I don't say for him to do, and if he does, he's gonna ride the bench. He said that, and I put it on everything that he dictates where his quarterback throws the ball, and there's nothing wrong with that. He has confidence in Jackson Dart, but he says you can look wherever you want. You can move your head where you want, but I want you to throw it here. So that means
yeah,
that Lane Kiffin's a damn good play caller, and he knows where what's going to be open. And Jackson Dart listens to him, and so that makes Jackson Dart good. And if he does that on a dime and listens and it's open, he's open and he gets it. That's good for Jackson Dart. I understand that, but being in that situation, Jason, it's not gonna you're in the pros now. So you're gonna have a bunch of different options at wide receiver. All these guys want the
mm-hmm,
ball. They're gonna bitch at you if they don't get it, for one, right? And it's different.
mm-hmm.
It's not your little homeboy, 18-year-old homeboy, and then you go say, "Hey, coach, he's not giving me the ball." The coach is gonna tell him to shut the fuck up, and he's gonna throw it to you if you're open. That ain't gonna
Yeah,
happen in the pros. The player's gonna go up to you. You can't cry at the coach. He's yelling at me. He's gonna say, "Quit being a bitch," you know. Then you gonna say, "Quit being a bitch and get the ball to him. He's open. Get it to him. Let's go," like that. And it's different in the pro. We can't babysit these dudes and say, "Oh, he's good. He's gonna be a 6 round pick and all this stuff." There's a reason why they pick him six, and I just don't want to. I'm trying to dial it down a little bit to say, "Hold up, man. We got a lot of things to fix. You know, let's get a young guy, but let's don't overdo it. It's don't. But I know, and I can honestly say that, bro. We're gonna pick Shador Sanders if he's there at six. I know that. No matter how much I bitch,
definitely.
Jason. No matter how much I bitch, they say it's
Yeah,
not a good move. He's gonna be if he's there, we're gonna pick him. I know that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be very surprised if it don't happen.
yeah,
I'll be, I'll be, I'll question it, but I got to deal with it. There's nothing I can say about it. I'm not gonna say, the Raiders
yeah.
are gonna fucking suck, and I'm not. I'm gonna root for the dude now. I'm gonna say he needs to get to work. And if he says that,
Yeah.
I'll be proud of him. I'll be happy for him. Prove me wrong. I don't know if you feel that way, but that's
I
the way
feel
I
like
feel.
yeah, like he's definitely gonna have to prove it. And I think
Mm.
I thought imagine him and AOC in the room. I think that would be good competition for each person. You know what I mean? I think it would be a valid competition. Hopefully, and that's the thing. If he can't beat AOC out, that that's let's start there.
What are we
Like if
gonna
he
say?
can't
What are
beat
you gonna
out
say? He
AOC,
needs to develop. He needs to develop. He needs to develop.
yeah,
But hey, bro, you were
exactly.
pro ready. You were pro ready, bro, man.
My G,
Hey,
my
you can't
G,
disrespect people.
salute.
Why I highlight that? You can't disrespect people in my chat, bro. Come on, man. You can't do that. You
Because
be
I
sick
would
to your
get sick to
stomach
my.
if we don't pick Will Howard. Is that what it is? I didn't see your other chat, bro. We pick Will Howard. I'm gonna get sick to my stomach. I'll be throwing up, bro, because he looked
Yeah, I
bad at
want
this
to,
combine.
we could hope for the best, and because like I said, I'm screaming, like you said, Justin Fields, man, until it's not an option again. For right now, that's the next. That would be for me to be the next move. Like, let's see
Well,
what's up with Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, one of those. I guess
not Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers, huh?
Rodgers.
Just should I get on my hey? I'm gonna push this
No, I say
4,000 yards,
because
28.
to be honest, I would do Aaron Rodgers before I would do this Sam Darnold thing. Like I would test the because with for one, Aaron Rodgers is going to be. We don't have to give up any picks. We could just pay him whatever if we can come to some type of terms on a date that would be financially best for us too. If we can get him instead of having to trade away high picks and stuff like that, like we would have had to do with either Stafford and then give him 50 million on top of that. So I think yeah, but before Darnold, I would do the Aaron Rodgers thing, and then it kind of
Yeah, but
hopefully go
Vincent,
from, go from there.
how powerful? He knows the guys. He recruited him. He thought he was a good football player in college. It's different in the pros, bro. It's different. Maybe he said, "Hey, y'all go work with in college, bro." And I know this. In college, you go for the best player you could get in high school. You don't get fit. We run a wing T offense. Obviously, you're going to get guys that are fast and that can run. You know what I mean? You're going to get
Mhm.
small offensive linemen. You're not going to get these big old 300-pound guys that can't move in high school. You're not going to get big guys. You get smaller guys. But I understand what you say. The ties to it is cool, but they were just friends, bro. It ain't going to make the player better. The player's the player. you know, Dart ain't gonna say, "Oh man, I'm gonna play harder because Chip recruited me in high school and JPJ was my roommate, my homeboy in high school." It might be fun, be with your boys, but it ain't gonna make them better. I don't think it might be comfortable. He might be comfortable, knowing the guys. That's cool. I could dig that, but might be inspired a little bit. But you better be inspired when you hit that pro locker room. But if you ain't, you're gonna get drugged through the mud, bro. You're gonna get drugged because
Yeah,
these other guys don't give a shit
yeah,
who you were or what you think you are or how
yeah.
what you're doing or whatever. They're gonna test you.
Mm.
They're
We
gonna
just
test you. And these guys don't. These guys that are veterans right now, they're looking at this combine saying, "This dude thinks he's all bad, huh? He's talking all that shit at the combine. All right, we're gonna see what's up." Because hey, rookie, what's up? You know, that happened.
yeah,
It does it, man. I got several friends that went to the that went through the draft process and did all that. As soon as they got in that locker room, the high and mighty, all this chain shit and all that comes off, bro. It comes off at
yeah.
the door
I
once
don't
you
know
hit
if
that
you
locker room.
I don't know if you remember a guy named Reggie Bush. One of the best
Me,
ever like I ever seen play college ball,
me
and
too.
you know
Me
what I
too.
mean. Came to and got to the league, got a rock one good time, and like what I'm saying. Like we seen it live on TV, and it just you could do
Who hit
all
him?
these great things in college, but it's a different game. You got people that are just as fast as you, if not faster. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
college, oh yeah, you could be the fastest person on your team and everything like that, but you go to the NFL, and everybody in your team, everybody on the offense is running you. So yeah,
Yeah. Leo, you said you was at work. You said you was at work, bro. I'm way up there on my thing. Excuse me, guys. Go ahead, Jason. You want to say something? You want to say something to the crowd? Go ahead. I'm looking at some other people to see if they want to flip. People ask me, "Oh, he's working
Yeah,
right now. He's working right now."
yeah,
Okay. I'm cool
yeah,
with Radio
man.
Nation, Jason. I don't need no other guests. But you guys, let me know in the chat if you got time or if you wish. Like Jeff, you want to spin your little thing where you don't have to run a show or try to slow me down or whatever. This is my show, so I could yelp and gripe anytime I want. You know what I mean? And shit, I'll even invite Rebel over here if he wants to come. Yeah, Rebel's a good dude. I like the guy. We have our differences in opinion. That's it, bro. All of us do, Jason. All of us do.
Yeah,
And then the more we test each other, makes our knowledge better, makes our get up better.
yeah,
I do Rebel made me check out stats. You made me check out a little bit of
yeah.
stats, bro. I'm not a stat guy, bro. I'm lazy. I'm lazy, but see, my commentary is not. Well, look at the stats, and all I know is that I can say, hey, Aaron Rodgers threw for 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks, right? Right.
Yeah,
And I know for a fact that we didn't even have none of that this year as a quarterback room. All three of them guys didn't have that.
yeah.
So, and we know that Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. And I pushed that, Jason. I pushed it, and I said, hey, Jay Rader did a little poll. It was 60-40, bro.
Hey, where'd he go to college? I mean,
Who? Who?
Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man.
He went to Cal, bro. That you Cal
Come
dog. That's
on,
how I told you
man.
they
Like, you
can't.
know what I'm saying? Like,
20,
I got love for A-Rod, man. You know
20
what I'm
years
saying?
ago,
That's
we
that's one of
smacked.
my
20
guys.
years ago, we smacked down Cal Berkeley, bro. I was there, I was there, bro.
But
I
remember
was
the
there.
discount double check, you know what I mean? The good old days,
Yeah,
A-Rod being A-Rod, but you know,
yeah.
it's-
I
it,
actually, I had him going. I, the 49ers pay Purdy. They pay
mm,
Purdy, and it's iffy. It's iffy, bro. If they do, they might franchise tag the guy, but they still have to pay him what 40-50 million dollars. But I,
something for
I don't
him.
know what it is, but if they don't get him long term, just to talk about that sorry ass team over there in the Bay. Do you think he deserves that money, bro? He took him to the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship games. What do you think about that situation over there, 49er land? What you think? I know people don't
Woo.
give a shit, and I don't know why we're talking about it, but it's a topic. And so just a real quick, what do you think about that? Because sometimes I ask questions like that, bro. We've talked about the Rams for how
Yeah.
long the other night?
Well, I live in the city, so I hear it all.
Mhm.
I hear all the Niner talk,
Oh
and then, I
yeah,
mean they
oh
love
yeah.
Purdy. They really love Purdy out here. It's just because I think for AOC is just a poor man's Purdy. You know what I mean? To me, I feel like that's the because I mean a high draft pick at all. If anything, he was I think the last pick or whatever. And
Mhm.
but see the thing about him, he was put into a better situation. Like that
Yeah,
team was stacked around him, and all he had to do is just distribute, kind of like Jimmy G. Like Jimmy G was out there, all he had to do was distribute the ball, not turn it over, and they had a chance. That defense was going to keep him in it. For us, we don't have those luxuries. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you put him on our team, right? Who would you Purdy on our team, and you put say AOC with the Niners? Who would be more successful?
Purdy. Purdy would. And because you want to put Purdy on the Raiders, AOC will be better, but I don't know about this year. Play calling is
See,
different.
that's what I'm
Just
saying.
because he
It's
was
hard to
fast.
say because you would think it would be a solid like, oh yeah, Purdy for sure, and then you're like, oh, but if you
Mhm.
put, if you put, AOC over there, he might do good. I think it is a fit. I think what you call it. I think Coach Carroll could probably work with Purdy, because he can move too. I think
Look at your boy
say
Angelo
baby
when you
Kurt.
say baby Kurt
Hey,
Warner. That what they
hey,
saying about him?
that's what I said. I happened to make that mistake a long time ago. I said that it could be baby
You
Kurt
did, you
Warner. You know
did.
what I'm saying? But
The
I
disrespect
did.
for
I
Kurt
did.
Warner, the
Hey,
disrespect
severe.
we
Hey,
got for
severe
Kurt Warner.
lets me know every time that I said that too.
I bet you he is. Keep it up. Keep it
And I
up,
was
Angelo. Tell him.
I had
I mean,
high hopes for
yeah,
Aiden.
Angelo said it.
I had
Purdy
high
isn't
hopes
going
for Aiden
anywhere.
O'Connell.
Yeah, as much I know, I got a special group of people. I got a special group of people that I know that grind me drip. We go on we go on rides to LA when we go to the Charger game, bro. They tell me AOC's the man. AOC's the man. We should start the kid. We should do that. We went over there and the dude got sacked 7 times, bro.
He had his best and worst game against the Chargers. He had the
Yes,
first
he
game
did.
where he got just demolished, and then but I feel like he never had a terrible game like that ever again. Like that was kind of like that welcome to the NFL moment. And then after that, but then we put 63 on them boys. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
like that.
we seen both
I like
sides. We seen what he could do well. Like really, both of those games was what he doesn't do well with taking them sacks and fumbling and stuff like that. But then we seen
we
when
was
he
in the
does
game.
get the ball. Yeah,
We was in the game. He
yeah,
was almost in the game, and then he threw a pick. He was I
yeah,
give inexperienced. He got thrown out there by McDaniels, and then he it
yeah,
was just a bad. It was bad. And then when we beat them 63, we know about that.
yeah,
We know about that Charger team, bro. They were done with. They
yeah.
were planning vacations already. Get ready to get
Yeah.
out of there,
Hey,
bro.
he
So,
made it look good though. That's what I'm saying. Like
but
he
we put
was.
it down. We put
Hey,
it down. That's what we're supposed to do.
yeah,
Where's that Raider team, man? What was that Raider team the next week,
exactly.
bro?
Thank. Yep. And
What
I
was that
think
team the next week?
yeah, we
Score
lost.
63 points and then we lose, bro. Then we lose.
Was that the Vikings? I was gonna say no. Was that no? It was at the Vikings game first. Then it was that one because yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
score, and then all of a sudden we go 63 on the next one. So we seen the good and the bad where we couldn't score,
Mm.
and then we scored 63.
That wasn't
So
the last game of the
consistently.
season, was it? That wasn't the last game of the season, was it?
No, no, I think
I
who
think
was the
we
last?
lost that
I
next
feel
game. We
like
scored 63 points. We lost, we scored 63 points and then we lost. Oh, was that
yeah,
that run that AP got on? That was that run
yeah,
that AP got on, wasn't it?
yeah. I was gonna say that might have been. Oh yeah, what was that? Because we beat
Mm.
New York. New York. We beat
San
them.
Diego to beat Chargers.
Oh yeah, the Chiefs. Oh yeah, we beat the Chiefs. That was towards the end, and then who did
That
we
was
lose to?
Christmas.
Was that the Jags? No, who was that? Was
I
that the
don't know, man.
Jaguars or
It's
no? Who
just
was it? We lost to?
too many
Oh no,
losses,
the
bro.
Colts. We
I
lost
forgot.
to the Colts. I think it was the Colts that we
And that when we lost that Jeff Saturday game, was that Jeff Saturday game? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
that was horrible. That
Oh
was
man, that
horrible.
gets me more depressed. I get more depressed about that, bro. Look at the shit we went through. We lost to the Bears, the Badger last year.
Yeah,
Dalton. We lost
yeah.
to a homeboy from the Rams that was there for 3 days, bro. And
Oh
beat us at
yeah,
the end
Baker Mayfield.
with Woods, bro. They got a
Yeah,
rookie on Woods, bro. A
yeah.
touchdown.
It's been some
Jeez.
rough time. I was surprised
That
at
was a
Sam
while.
Webb. Sam Webb, I thought was going to have a little bit more play too. Like even after that
Me
first
too.
year, because he played pretty good for being. He was kind of thrust into a situation too, but yeah, we kind of didn't go to him as much. But then they played him last year a little bit too.
I was wondering why Webb didn't get that much reps, bro. I like the dude. He looked good like in preseason games and make stuff happen during games. He was there, good tackler, getting didn't doing stuff like getting into stuff like that and sticking his head in the pile and things like that. That's good, but he
Mm-hmm.
just fell off. He fell. I don't know if our cornerback play was better. JB is better and Richardson is better than Webb, but he don't get a lot of opportunities out there. I really can't see him on our team anymore. I really don't unless
Yeah.
you know the favoritism and the friendships that AP had with all these players is going to be going away. It's going to be done with. So those guys are going to be weeded out that are free agencies. We're probably going to get pissed about why did we get rid of this guy? Why did we get rid of this guy? Why did we get rid of this guy? Because they were friends with the coaching staff. That's what it was about. And that's why we lost. You can't do that. Your coach has to
Yeah.
be an asshole. You got to be an asshole. You
Yeah.
can have a good rapport. It's like having a boss. Like having a good work relationship. But you want to kick it on the
Mm-hmm.
end? Yeah, you got to. But It ain't all fun and dandy for me. Get to work. Let's go. You want to get paid? Let's go. That's the way I roll. I don't
Yeah, as
know.
soon as we start losing, man, no friend, we gotta
It goes away. We start
we
talking
gotta
our
we gotta
shit,
run.
bro. We start talking shit. Yeah, Steve Delona, what's going on, bro? Hey, Jim, it looks like you want to talk, man. It looks like you want to talk, brother. But I enjoy your company big time here, Raider Nation, Jason.
Appreciate it,
Enjoy
appreciate
it,
it.
bro. Let me get Jeff involved in this. See what he thought about the offensive line. I want to talk about that. We look like we've been a little collab for a while, for a minute,
Yeah,
huh?
hey, go
Any
24
other
hours,
any
24 hours strong.
yeah. Running back room, running back issues that you got. Who's your number one guy? Who's your number one guy? 1 to 3, one to no, I want to say 1 to 5,
Yeah, I
in the
think I can
free
give you
agency,
5.
1,
Mhm.
2, 1, 2 free agency, and 5 from the draft because there's a bunch of them in the draft.
So I don't know how because I know he was healthy towards the end of the season, but Chubbs, Nichols are my two free agent guys that
Chubb
I
is a
would.
free agent.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are the two that I would like. I liked Mixon last year. I wish we could have got involved in that Mixon deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for this year, I would say Aaron Jones because he can catch out of the backfield too. He's a vet. Um, I also like Chubbs. I like Chubbs. I like his running style. I know he's had some big injuries in his career, so that's the only thing that would kind of make me hesitate. But mentality, you know what I mean? Like I like Chubbs. But for the rookies, I like pretty much all the Ohio State backs: Henderson, Judkins. Um, I do like Caleb Johnson due to his size too. Oh, who's the other? Let me see. I would say probably forgetting
My
one, but
boy Jeff. What's
I'm
up,
gonna
Jeff? How you
say,
doing, man?
hey, yep. I like Scatterbo. I done Hampton like earlier, kind of in the season, but like after I don't know, it just looked a little stiff yesterday, so I don't know. But yeah, I would
Damn.
say I honestly wanted. I just really would love the Ohio State backs. Like if we could get both of those somehow, I'd be good with that because I think they bring something good. And then say Aaron Jones, oh my God, that would be a good little combination.
You like that Aaron Jones treatment? Me too. I like it too. Uh,
Yeah,
but you brought up the Chubb issue. Wow. You're 2 years off that knee. That was a bad injury, though. Real
bad man.
bad.
I was watching that game too. That was nuts.
Yeah. I
But
dig I
First
dig
step better I
Chubb,
put my
bro.
hat on my head, so
Oh
one
yeah,
less
we got
fault
we
for my
got we got Jeff over here from Rhode Island calling the offensive coordinator, calling the plays up top on the booth there. Look at there we go, coach. How you doing? See?
it's my
He's in the
clipboard.
booth
Hang
right
on.
there. He's in the booth right there,
Coach
looking at
Jeff,
plays. Only
What's
OC
Graham,
up?
Jeff
What's
right
up?
there,
hey, looking like
offensive line
Patrick
coach.
Graham in
Oh
the booth.
yeah. Oh Patrick Graham.
He just need that can of Coke. Just needed a can of Coke.
It's all
Patrick
right. I
Graham with some handlebar.
got my iced coffee.
There we
I'm
go.
good.
Hey, that counts. Hey, that counts.
Patrick Graham with the handlebars on his chin, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's up? What's up?
How's it going? How's it going, Jeff? We're
Good,
talking
good.
this real good. We're talking this real good game with Jason. Pleasure to have you guys on the Radio Nation live show. Uh, you were offensive line. We were on that show for about what 7 8 hours. I was off and on, but
Close to
how
it.
was your
Yeah.
offensive? Now that you get to talk about it, instead of just dictating the show, that's my job now. So you're a guest on the show. So what was your view on the big boys out there, the offensive line and concern? Or you just want to go tackles and guards? You got guys that are you know the difference, or you just saying names? Are you gonna say names? Do you know which ones are guards or tackles? Because it's mismatched. I guess
Yeah.
I
I
guess
mean, I
the
got the list here. I
combat
mean,
was mixed. Okay, let's go. Let's hear it.
um, I kind of had to rewatch the second the recording of it because kind of lost track after a little while because we get a little sidetrack on the show, so I kind of missed
Yeah,
some of the
yeah, yeah.
stuff. Um, but there was a couple of guys I was really looking to see how they were going to do. Um, Zabel was definitely one of them. I thought he had a great day today. I really do. Um, Obviously, everybody's was wanting to see what where the hell is he? Oh, here is he? Yeah, Campbell. Wanted to see how he did. He did okay. I get where they were talking about having the shorter arms. He did look a little bit disproportionate versus some of the other offensive linemen that were there today. I mean, these other guys were just massive too. So he
Yeah,
looked a
the
little
big
bit on
guys.
the smaller side. Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't say that he's not going to be what he's touted to be. It's just that's going to be a little concerning when you see him paired up next to all these bigger guys. Um, I was kind of impressed with some of the speed on some of these guys. Now, I said I didn't have a big interest in how fast they ran the 40. I was actually kind of impressed, to be honest with you, that some of them were moving as fast as they were. I think there
Hmm.
was one, I forget who it was, um, but one of them was under 5 seconds, which I was,
Yeah, it was
damn,
4.9 out there.
yeah,
One guy was four
'cause
nine.
I know I never could hit anything under five. Shit, I don't think I could hit anything under eight in a 40-yard dash, let alone fucking 5 seconds. You know,
Yeah.
um, the other one I was really looking forward to seeing is, and I know I mentioned this when we were on earlier today, was Truss, the kid from Georgia, because he's
Hmm.
from my home state. He's from Rhode Island, and I kind of liked what I saw from him. Um, it might be worth like either he might go out as an undrafted free agent, or if maybe 6, 7, he might have moved up a little bit, maybe. And he's a guard. That's definitely one of our needs is guard. I mean, I'd be
No,
willing to take
you're the
a flyer on
hometown
it.
guy that he's a hometown guy that you're hoping he gets a good little shot. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's something to
I
have.
mean,
There
I'd
was a
love to.
Fresno guy out there. There's a Fresno guy out there. I'll be doing the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him
Mm.
be a Raider, to be honest with you. I mean, the kid's big. He's 6'6", 310. I mean, that's a big dude. You know,
Big boy.
I mean,
Young,
yeah.
young
I
guy.
mean, the footwork on some of these. I don't remember the names per se, but I was impressed with some of the footwork on some of these guys when they were doing
Exactly.
some of like the pass blocking drills. Um, I think today, in all honesty, I enjoyed today more than I did yesterday. The
You
Saturday.
thought thought the group was better?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's those are my guys. I like watching the offensive line. I mean, that's what that's my thing. That's what I like looking at. The
And
quarterback.
position, it's a position. It's a position
Yeah,
that doesn't get enough credit to talk about as
no,
far
it's not a
as
glamorous position. You know.
on shows. Everybody talks about the offensive line. Oh, they suck. But a lot of times it's because our quarterback sucks, but we just blame the offensive line. But
Hmm.
and and that's the excuse that we do. But sometimes it's understandable, and sometimes it's not. You got a sorry ass quarterback. You're gonna blame the offensive line. You got a sorry ass running game. You got sorry ass running backs. You're gonna blame the offensive line. And then you just got to look at the game differently and see that And we our running backs weren't good, and
No,
so
that
most of it. And then our quarterback play wasn't good, so it just double trouble with the offensive line. Double trouble right there. So
yep, yep,
then
yeah.
you
I
and
mean,
then, like you know how I am with confidence and all that stuff. But it matters. It matters to me. Well, my
yeah,
guys, my guys. You got any offensive linemen that you pointed that you seen pointed out? No, we talked about the big guys, huh, Jason? You see, we talked about the big guys right there.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate
Yep.
on anything that Jeff said, bro?
Yeah, I think we both agree with Zabel, and then dang, I keep forgetting his name. What was the guy with the mullet? Is it fair?
oh shit, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Ratledge.
Ratledge,
That
Yes.
kid from Georgia, the other
Yeah.
kid from Georgia.
Yeah. Those
he's
because
a
I
guard.
like I
He's a
said,
Yeah,
guard,
we
bro.
don't like these. Yeah, we don't like these clean cut guys. We want those nasty, go to work. You know what I'm saying? Bring your hard hat. Those type of guys. That's the ones we want to, get to
He's
the.
one of those.
I know
yep.
those are the guys that impress me for sure.
He's one of those guys, and the more the better. I like those gritty, grindy mullet dudes that got scars on their face and knuckles all messed up and fingers
Yeah.
Yeah, they
broken.
don't care what they look like.
Things like that.
They're not. You don't see offensive linemen being divas, though. You know?
And they got the
Yeah.
prettiest. They got the
They don't
prettiest
give a
girls
shit
out of
what
the
they look
whole
like.
bunch, bro. They got the prettiest wives out of the whole bunch. Them
Yeah,
offensive
usually,
linemen.
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And we need guard more than tackle really this year. You know what I mean? We could because right now, thank goodness we got a good pick with Glaze, so we can work with him. He's going to be way better this year than he was last year.
Hmm.
You know, coming off that shoulder. But you know, I think I just hope he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think we'll be okay. And then we fix the guard situation, bring one of these guys in. Hopefully we get a vet, but if we can get one of these guys and they can, you know, kind of figure it out, we should be all right.
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I definitely, I still wouldn't be opposed to drafting a left tackle in this draft later on that you
Mhm.
can hopefully groom behind Miller.
Yeah,
Because again,
definitely.
Miller's a free agent after this upcoming season. We're going to need to either retain him or replace him. And if we don't get someone in there for this season to be behind him, you know, because other than that, we're going to be in the same boat next year. We're going to be like, shit, now what do we do? Now we got to go and make sure we get a left tackle in the draft when we could already probably grab one. There's a lot of offensive linemen in this draft that are good. You know,
Yeah.
I was rather impressed with the the performance today from the O line. I really was. Um, as
Were
far
you
as
impressed? Were you impressed with the offensive line this season, Jeff?
our offensive line, no,
Not
no,
at all. What grade
no.
would you give the offensive line? What grade on at a whole? With each game, if you can dial it down to each game we played, and I mean, we know we had the shittiest running game, so our run offense.
Hmm.
But you got to consider our pass offense was rated very high. You know, we
Yeah,
were a good pass. You know, not saying that our quarterback didn't hold the ball too much and we threw a lot of picks. You really can't. I think both of them did the best they could do, but there was a lot of
I'm,
interceptions. But I think our pass blocking was better than our run. But it's just
I, I'm,
and
I'm
all
gonna,
in all,
Yeah.
what do you
I'm gonna give two grades. I'm gonna do
think?
the mid-season grade basically. So I'm gonna go from the start of the season to when Getsy got fired. That's easily C minus at best, if not even
Mm-hmm.
probably lower. From when
Okay.
Philbin took over as the offensive line coach
Mm-hmm.
and the Turners came in, I got to jump them up to possibly a B because
Mm-hmm.
they definitely did improve because you put the guys in the spots that they should have been in. You move people around, and that's the system change is the big thing. You know, the way that they ran the plays, and I think they narrowed down the playbook a little bit to make it a little bit more, I guess, geared it like dumbed it down, I guess you would say. At least that's what I
Yeah.
saw. Whether anybody else saw anything different or not, but I think the O line definitely improved from when that change was made by getting rid of Getsy and switching a couple of coaches around and moving them into different positions. The offensive line definitely did get better. Plus, Colt Miller got better as the season got on health wise. So you could
He got
see him
healthy.
playing better as yeah, you could see him playing better as the season went on. The beginning of the season he was still you could see him favoring that left arm, so that makes it especially on pass blocking, man. If you can't get your left arm up fast enough, then you got a speedy guy on that outside as the edge. You're already behind the eight ball, because once he
Yeah.
gets outside of where you can get your arm to at least get a hand on him to disrupt him enough to like push him off balance, forget it. And if you're already dealing with a sore elbow to begin with, anything you do that motion is just going to add to it, until you're fully healthy. So
Yeah.
two grades. The for first part of the season, C minus, possibly I'd probably go an F. Second half, I'd go a B, at least a B.
So you said about a good come up after they got rid of Getsy. That's what
Oh, definitely,
you feel that
definitely.
you feel that
I thought
same
the whole
way,
team.
Jason? You feel that same way about offensive line concern?
Yeah, it definitely. But you know, getting Minshew out of there too helped too. But you know, it was. But yeah, the line definitely started figuring it out, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like when they just try to force something to work. You know, I like that they moved JPJ. They were like, okay, let's try this and see. You know, see what we got. Because that's sometimes all it could be is just, hey, move these two guys around, and then you know, you never know, it might fix it. But
Nah,
yeah, I definitely the line towards the end of the season. And yeah, as you can see, the running game started to get going too as we, you know, as the season started going a little bit too late, you know, last 4
got better. It
games of
got
the
better.
season.
I agree with you. It
But
got better.
yeah,
It got better. The
yeah. But
overall,
you
the
know, it's
overall grade of offensive line was like what 17th, 15th around there, middle of the pack,
yeah, yeah,
something like that. They were
Yeah.
higher with the you know with the Turners helping us out, and
two
they did a good
rookies.
they
Yeah,
did a good job. They did a good job. So I'll give them that. I'll give them that as far as bringing up the running game. That's Norv Turner's mo, bro. That's his mo.
yeah,
You ran the football with Norv Turner. Did it at Dallas where they won Super Bowls. Did it with the Raiders. We were a great running team when Norv Turner was there. And when I want that attitude of a team that you got to run the football because you have to in the NFL. You have to run the football in the NFL. It showed. It showed with unless you got the best quarterback in the NFL, and Kansas City proved that. Kansas City said, "Hey, they got the best one of the, if not the best, he's there." Mahomes is the best at what he does, and he's known for it. And I don't want to say it, but you got to agree to it. The reason that's the reason why I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and I'm glad I got let down by him because I would say nobody. He was the better quarterback out of both those teams. It
Yeah.
wasn't Hurts. Hurts got the
yeah,
MVP, but we know that Mahomes is better than Hurts. So
yeah.
if
9 out of 10 times he's going to be better than
yeah, he gonna
Hurts.
get that game. You know what I mean? But and then they don't protect the guy. You know what I mean? I don't know where they thought that they could that those guys would protect him against a defensive front like they were probably worried about it. But I would have did more as far as Andy Reid's concerned. I would have did more to protect him because he didn't have nowhere to go. He would have
Yeah,
nowhere to go. You see that dude after the Super Bowl, bro? He went straight to the freaking hospital because he was beat up so much, bro. He was beat up so much they got him on a golf cart and took him to in an ambulance and he went to the hospital. He got beat up so much. And he didn't even act like it during the game. That's a tough son of a bitch
yeah,
right there. I'll give
yeah,
him that.
yeah. I
Wish
admire,
I
like,
had him.
hate him to death just because of the team he's on, and it's
Mhm.
a rivalry. It'll always be like that. But I mean, I
I would have
respect the
been
hell out of
pissed.
his play. And
I would have
man,
been
it would have
pissed,
been
bro.
lovely if we could have got someone like that, but we didn't. So, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a hell of a player. I just hope that whoever be our quarterback adds a little of that to their game, and we get a
Yeah,
little
we
of that
need
too.
to. We need to. We need to get a guy like that in there. We need to protect them. We need to understand that
Yeah,
because good teams. We seen it in the Super Bowl. Philadelphia with the best offensive line in football. I've heard did Hurts even get sacked? Did
Oh,
Hurts
they
even get
lost
sacked
the
that
rush.
game?
I think he did.
I
Hang on.
don't
I'm
I
gonna
think
think
look.
so. That
Hurts did.
best
I feel
offensive
like
line in football.
Hurts did everything right. Like no one
Yeah.
really gave him a lot of credit, and like when it was time to throw, he made the throws,
He had
and
time to throw. He had time to
yeah,
get it to those dudes because they're big boys up
yeah,
front. They seem to get neglected sometimes, but that offensive
yeah,
line is known. That offensive
Twice.
known, and they got to sack twice.
Sacked
That's
twice.
better than
uh-huh,
what 5-6 that Mahomes did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Tranquil got him once, and Karloftis got him the other.
Yeah, two
Karloff,
linebackers.
yeah.
Yeah, linebacker blitz up there.
I
Linebacker blitz
I
is
re-
bad. But the
so
guys,
yeah,
Chris Jones did it.
nah. He was too busy
Chris
crying on the
Jones doesn't
sideline.
even. Dude, Jones doesn't even have any stats from that game. Like
Like
no
he was out of it.
tackles, no nothing. Yep.
That's the
Mhm.
offensive
Because
line,
that
bro.
They did pretty much
Offensive
offensive
line.
line
everything
was
away
that
from
good.
Chris Jones.
Yep.
You stop that guy. He's a whole defensive front. When Philly got
Yeah.
four of them rotating in, that's how you win Super Bowls, my friends.
Yep.
That's how you win Super Bowls.
Oh yeah.
Defensive front, offensive line. Epitome of showing you that.
Yeah.
And they had the team. They had to build that team since the last time they were there. They had to build that team to do that, and they got it.
Mm-hmm.
We let we let
Hey,
and we let that almost.
yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
I was no, I was gonna say they started off too like that. They won through the draft. I think it was a couple years ago. They had a similar how we had those 3 first-round picks after the Mac and all that trade, but they actually
Mm-hmm.
picked some good players. But see, that's how it's kind of started from a couple years ago. They started putting these pieces
Wow.
together, and that defense is fast. They have I forgot who that was. We were talking about Ringo. Ringo is on that team too, but you would never know because it's so deep. You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
got so many DBs that it's not funny. And like Ringo's like one of the least because that was one of the people that we could have had too. And you know what I mean? It was crazy. But yeah, they did
And
a
the
good
thing
job
is,
of getting these picks and putting them to getting good players.
they got guys like older guys that are gonna retire, so that don't even affect your cap, bro. They're blessed with that. They're gonna retire,
Mm-hmm.
so all right, you're out of there. You're not paying that guy no more. He's
Yeah.
not going nowhere else. They're retiring,
Yep.
leaving on a good note, leaving on a Super Bowl note, and it's not even gonna hit their cap, so they could get more. They
Yeah,
could get more assets. People are gonna go to Philadelphia because they're good organization. They're gonna say, hey, I'll win
yeah,
another Super Bowl with these dudes, defensive linemen. But the only thing that the only knock against them is that they get too much. They get too much, and they got to pay these guys. They'll get rid of them. They're just like Sweat. You think Sweat wants to
yeah,
stick around there? Yeah, and then he's tied to us.
yeah.
He tied to Sweat's tied to us. You
I'd
know,
take him in a heartbeat. I'm good
Hell
with that.
yeah,
I don't know what I don't know what his stats are as far as game time concerned, but I know he got 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl. But what
yeah.
does he do? What does he really do? How many sacks does he get a season consecutively? Is he worth that? Is he worth?
For the
You gotta.
2024 season, he had 8 sacks, and he had
The
two and a
same
He
half
amount
in
as.
the
definitely use a sack.
and he had two and a
Oh
half
yeah,
in the postseason, but that was all in one game against KC in the Super Bowl.
When it matter,
Chase on
when
had
it
eight,
matter.
what, 8 and 9 games?
Mhm.
Is he that type caliber guy? Is Chase on that type caliber guy, or do we need Sweat to to do we need Sweat to top over Cooch or Chase on? Or we're gonna get rid of the
And
most
then we
expensive
forget
guy?
about Wilson. We forget about
Oh,
Wilson too. I mean, I know, he's a
yeah,
slow developer, but you know, but
I
we do
really
have the
forgot about
bodies. You know what
Wilson,
I'm
Jason.
saying?
I did
I
too.
really
I
forgot
forgot
about
about
Wilson.
him too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sweat,
we get tackles, or we get Mason Graham. I'll throw
oh
Wilson in
hell
for a
yeah.
little bit of gap play. But
So
he didn't
Yeah.
get drafted as a defensive tackle. He did get drafted as he's lighting the ass for
Yeah.
a defensive tackle, bro.
so Sweat's
Yeah.
Sweat's stats since he's been in the league since 2019. Every season he's played at least 16 games, except for 2020. He missed two. And
Mm-hmm.
he's got sack totals his first year 4, then 6, then 7.5, 11, 6.5, 8. So that's his sack total. He's got in what 4 years, 5 years, he's got 43 sacks in total. 5 years,
In 4 years,
6 years counting this year. Yeah.
that's
Oh, and he
really
had
good.
eight. Yeah,
That's really
he
good.
averages eight sacks a year.
So he's not a guy that's TJ Watt or Bosa. He's not that type of guy,
No,
but he's gonna get there.
no.
He's gonna get there, and he makes it happen. A guy
Yep.
a guy that's consistent like that, consistent. You look at the years that he's been in the NFL, he's consistent at the same thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll take that. I'll take that. If you ever, it's guaranteed that this dude's going to get 8, 9 sacks a year. If that can
And
happen
based
every year that he's a Raider, I'll take that.
and based on every season, the games he's played, he's only missed two, basically. So, which means he's not an injury issue. Um,
Dependable.
yeah,
How dependable is Malcolm Kuntz?
obviously not very right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Jason is. Jason just needs to get. Jason is it needs to start rolling, and just imagine
Hmm.
that. If this dude, now that I got his stats, and I'm glad I did. That's why I said, Jason, I need to start looking at stats more, man. I need to look at doing that stuff, but I'm not gonna throw him in. I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Well, check this out, Jeff. This
Yeah,
guy does this and this guy does." I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna say, "Hey, look, this guy consistently does this, and I like him." But we can sacrifice a $20 million Kuntz if he wants to be that way for a Sweat, and then have Chason do his thing. That's just that rotation with Max, Chason, Max, Chason, Sweat, Max, Chason, Sweat, and then let Wilson do. Just let Wilson play wherever the fuck he wants to. You want to be a DN? Let's go. Put him at DN. You want to be a tackle? Put him in. That could be the little floater. He could be a little floater, like the
Yeah.
the defensive
Yeah.
line whore. You know what I mean? Just play what you want. You know,
so
do what you
just
want to do.
real quick on Chase on. So he came in the league in
Yeah.
2020. So from 2020, he played 16 games, then 15, then in 2022, 9. But I think he got benched was the
Yeah, he
problem.
did. Wasn't
2023,
successful
he
though.
had, yep, 2023, he played in 17 games. Last year, he played in 15 in total between us and Jacksonville. His sacks, he's 1-1-1-2-1. No, sorry, 1-1-1-2, and then 5 this year. He had 5 sacks this year, and I think those were all with us too. I don't think he got any with
That's why
Jacksonville.
we got him off waivers. They just straight up cut him. Number
Yep,
one pick, they straight up cut him. So
yep,
not
yep.
not 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 really a burden on our team financially.
No,
And we got to if we think about the money part of it, if we got a good player that's on the cheap, we keep him.
hmm,
You
Yeah.
gotta
Used to be a first round
get it.
pick. Hmm.
yep.
Yeah, you got to, and then that's a chip on your shoulder, and we seen that with
And
5 sacks in one season.
he's been in the league for that many years. He's still only 25, which means he came in the league at like 20.
Hmm.
So he's still
Yeah,
young. Again, he's a good size
Cooch
dude
is
too.
young.
Yeah, what's Kuntz? Let me look at Kuntz.
Yeah,
Cooch
because I
been here
think
4 years.
Yeah, he was here with the Gruden. I think that was the Gruden's last
Yeah.
good bunch.
You know
Because
what?
then we
Kuntz
had
And
is
then
that
still
crap
pretty old.
bunch.
we expected a lot from him, but then he got in the doghouse with McDaniels and didn't start for 2 years. He came in
Yeah,
the game. He would come in the game and he would make stuff happen because of
Yeah, Kuntz
injuries.
isn't showing in here because he didn't play.
Because of injuries, he got in, and that was AP's year. AP started putting him in the time when McDaniels got fired, and then that's when we seen
yeah,
Kuntz get busy, and then he got hurt in the beginning of AP season, and then it was a disappointment since then. But he don't got no starts. He don't got very minimal stats. 8 sacks and whatever 9 games he played. Is that enough? And then I don't understand why he's rated to get $20 million with that.
Okay, so
Man,
here it is.
yeah,
Here's Kuntz's stats, right? So his rookie year was 2021. He played 5 games.
mhm.
In 2022, he played 17, 0 sacks. 2023, he was in 17 games and he had 8 sacks. That's it because he didn't play
Mhm.
in 2024.
He got
So
in. He got in. He got in, and things happened.
yeah,
So that 8 sacks is all we see from Kuntz. That,
yeah,
but he got in every game, but it was minimal. It was minimal, but his production came when McDaniels got fired.
yeah,
That AP threw his ass out there and starting him. He played. McDaniels played him, but it was minimal time.
yeah,
His his stats in games from when McDaniel was there was way low, way his minutes were way low. His plays were way low until AP got there. Those 9 games AP was there, then that's when he started getting busy.
yeah, yeah,
He was out the
definitely.
doghouse then. But is that enough? Or we just love him too much? Let's pay Kuntz all this money for that potential. Or do you want a guy like Sweat that constantly for what? How many 5 years? Constantly getting 8, 9 sacks. And would
I'd
you
rather
take
have
that
that.
25?
That's guaranteed. That's steady production.
And then we don't know
And
how
he
much.
seems
I don't
reliable.
know how much Sweat. I don't know how much Sweat is worth, but it's probably gonna be a good penny. He's a Super Bowl
I
champ.
can I can tell you that right now too. Philadelphia, where are you? There you are.
EC, what's up, man? Rick L, what's going on, bro? Sacktown Raider. I see
So
some other
right
guys, man.
right
Desert
now
Raider, what's up?
the contract he was just under was a 10 mil a year contract. His market value right now is basically 3 years at 56 million total. So his average annual salary would be 18.8 mil.
I don't know how this guy can play for 5 years and Kuntz is that much. What's going on
Yeah,
here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it true that Kuntz is 20 million? Is that true?
That's what I'm hearing. I can tell you right
Yeah.
now. Let's see what his
Can you
salary
see that?
is.
Can you see that? You can see that?
Yeah,
That
I'll be able
can't
to
be the
pull that up.
same. After that injury, it can't be the same number. It may be like, we say like
I think LV put it up there.
14,
He's 20 million.
Kuntz's
15.
contract right now is 1.2 million, right? His market value is for 2 years at 40 million. Average salary of 20 million exactly. They got him listed as a
Where
defensive
does
rank.
that come?
He's ranked number 7 on the defensive rank through Sport Track or Spot
And
Track.
what's sweet? And what's sweet?
Sweet was all right. Come on. Gotta give me a second. I gotta keep scrolling. Uh,
He's below Kuntz.
oh God, yeah. He's he's
Well,
10 on he's listed as a linebacker. He's listed at rank 10 on the linebackers, overall 103. Kuntz is rated in the 80s overall.
so is Sweat an outside linebacker? Or is he a defensive? Is he a
That's the
pass
position
rusher? That might.
they've got him listed as an
So
outside linebacker.
also they run a 3-4 then in Philly. Yeah, they run a 3-4 because their tackles are so good.
Yep.
He's an outside linebacker. He's not a defensive end. They don't run a 4-3. They run a 3-4. All right. Now, are we gonna run a 3-4? And is he gonna be a defensive end? If he's a linebacker, that means he's a little light in the ass. He might be he
Yep.
might not be bigger as like a Kuntz. You got to think. You got to look at that. You got to look at that now. It'll make me wonder: is Sweat being a linebacker, is he comparable to Chason and Kuntz being defensive ends?
Yeah, I was gonna say who was the other that was competing that remember where Kuntz even got in last year? Because there was somebody else that was
That
in
was Snowden. Snowden,
Snowden. Yeah, Snowden. Snowden and
the one the
Chase.
guy that parked his car all sideways on a DUI and shit. Remember in Las Vegas?
Dumbass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Robinson. That was Robinson.
Oh, that was
Uh
Snowden that did the
something.
DUI.
Mm.
Robinson's another one. He had a couple
Yeah,
good
he had a
games.
DUI too. Damn. What's
Oh, did
DUI?
he?
Yeah.
I really, guys, that ain't really shit unless you do crazy shit with that. You shouldn't be doing that. But I don't think
I'll
just
be
like
right back,
Snowden, bro.
Chris.
The next day, the next couple of days, the dude was starting. What up, John? Man, how you doing? Thank you. It's good to see John in the chat, bro. Good to see you,
Up,
John.
Raider.
Thank you for being on the Radio Nation Live show, man. I was gonna say Coach Gravy show, but I don't want to be too hot. But John has a question here for you. See if we can answer it, Jeff. Let's see if we can get down to this. So the report from Vegas sports media is by taking the Titans GM have conversation at Combine and met again with Brady. Now heavy rumors Raider will do anything for that number one pick. Who they gonna get? They'll get
You
Shador
know what they're
Sanders
gonna
number
get.
one. We were
Either
there
that or
already,
Cam
John.
Ward. I know. I know. That's what pisses
We
me
were
off.
there already, John. How stupid will we look winning two games that really didn't mean shit? How dumb will we look? We were there already. Is that even like a question, Jeff, to you, or you don't? People don't care about that. We were
I just
there.
think we were there, and now we're gonna bet the farm or trade the farm away to move back to it
Yeah,
because
you
you
know.
know damn well that's gonna cost us. Um, we're not gonna like swap first round picks. Well, maybe we would. No, what I'm
We're
saying
going to do
is,
that. We're going to swap for that
yeah,
first round
yeah.
pick, but we have to give
I'm an
more
idiot,
for it,
but we're gonna lose next year's first round guaranteed. There's no way we're getting out of that just moving up,
and probably the year after
just
that.
swapping. We're gonna lose first round next year. We're probably gonna lose a second round this year, possibly a third this year, especially if it's the Titans, because the Titans have a lot of holes to fill themselves. So they're going to want as much as they can get for it.
And much
It's
high
going to
pick. They ain't
cost
gonna
us
be.
a
They ain't
lot.
gonna be doing this. They ain't gonna be doing this. Oh, give me 2, 3 bullshit that you have. They're gonna want 1, 2s. 1, 2, 3. We'll be picking it. We'll be picking at our second, third pick, bro.
Hmm. Which means we're
And then
not picking
probably
until
next.
the
We're gonna have a couple of
60s.
next year's pick too.
And what
And
sucks
this
about
guy.
that, it's going to handcuff Pete Carroll to a wall because he's like we've said before, he's in a win now type of thing. He's got limited time, 3-year contract,
Yeah,
guaranteed 3 years. So you're taking all those draft picks away from him, which is totally not his forte. He's
I
not
think he
one
ain't
to
gonna
go
be
in.
able to do his job. He ain't gonna be able to do his job, bro.
Nah,
You
that's what I
know,
mean. You
I wouldn't want
handcuffed
that.
him.
I
You,
wouldn't. I wouldn't
you,
want to
you're
do that.
you're strapping him down. He can't do what he wants to do. But in a
Yeah,
way, this is typical stupid Raider move. Like you said, we already
exactly.
had the number one pick. And it didn't cost us anything other than losing games. Not that I'm in favor of the whole tanking thing. I get it. But now we're going to go up. We're going to go and give up massive draft capital that we need desperately. Seriously, we need those picks. We can't afford to lose our second and third round picks. And we're going to
Raider
give all that up.
Gabe, what's up, bro?
You
Hey,
know,
Gabe. It could be a G and G show. I got some guests over here, bro. If you're not
What's up,
tired,
Gabe?
man, let me know what's up with this combine issue. I haven't talked to you all week, man. I was gonna put you on a milk car. I was gonna send a blimp to LA. Say, where's Gabe? Where you at? Look at my boy. Get some of the crew in here, man, with these new guests out here. Let's see what's going on. We have Jeff and Red Nation Jason. If you ain't tired, bro, much love. I sent you the link. You check it out. You come in whenever you want. Steve DeLuna, what's going on, man? Desert Raider, always good to see you, bro. I see
What's up,
somebody
guys?
else there. EC Everett, what's up, man?
What's up, EC?
Yeah, I know about the point system. I know about the 3,000 points. Our point total is 2,850. We ain't got enough to even get the first pick of the draft in our whole draft class, even with 2 extra thirds. So next year, we got to cover that. What it's saying is that it's not saying that our whole draft would go to that one pick. It's like 2 first round picks or 3 first round picks could be the value from 6 to 1,
Yep.
and then it'll cover it. But our whole draft right now, or we gave the whole draft per the value of that pick, each pick we have, and then we have 2 3s, which are high picks, Jeff.
Hmm.
That whole draft will not be able to get the first round pick as far as Carolina's concerned, or the pick chart, the value chart of the draft picks. Isn't that weird? Our whole
Yeah.
draft.
Whole draft be gone. Which means now you're
So
going to have
so
to be now you're going to have to be super frugal in free agency to bring in everybody that you're going to need to fill these holes because you're not going to have
mhm,
enough draft selections to bring in enough people. You're still going to need running backs. You're still going to need a wide receiver. You're still going to need an
mhm,
offensive line. You're still going to need some help on the defense. Any thought of grabbing another cornerback in the draft just went out the fucking window at that point
yeah.
too. You can kiss that shit goodbye. You can kiss goodbye trying to get any one of those top tier running backs that are in this draft. Granted, yeah, I know. Thank God the draft is deep in running backs. We could possibly get one late, like
Mhm.
picks round 7 or even undrafted, because that's what's going to end up happening. We're going to be picking up a lot of undrafted free agents. We're going to have to if we do a trade like that with Tennessee. It's
Mhm.
that's ridiculous. And then
It
who
is.
are we taking at number one? Are we gonna take Ward? We're gonna take Sanders. We're gonna take Hunter. You're gonna screw everybody up in Raider Nation and take Abdul Carter and
I don't
totally throw
I just
everybody
how
off.
you take that. It's how you take that, man. There could
That's
be
the whole
talks,
thing. It's
but
like
I, there could be talks.
what's
It could
up,
be, or it could
805?
be bullshit.
What's up, rundown?
Or it could be bullshit. I'm not saying your information is bullshit, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trade up
Mm.
because what would we look like? I said, what would we look like? What would we look like
We,
if we
we
were at one, and then we can't we couldn't we won a couple of games and we couldn't stay there, and then we got this issue that we're trying to get up there again. That don't look right against the Raiders. We should have
I-
stayed
I'll
there then.
I'll tell you right now, if that does happen and we make this trade and we move up to number one and we grab a quarterback and then we're strapped for the rest of this draft and have like say 0 picks, you can forget us being successful in the next 2 or 3 years.
We're
Y-
tanking.
That
We're,
that
we're, we're,
that
we're we're not tanking.
that
We're rebuilding.
yeah, well that win now situation, like everybody keeps saying, Pete Carroll's gonna win
Mhm.
now. You can throw that out the window at that point because you just took everything away from the guy. You took his
Yeah.
ability to build a team from the draft. You totally
Mhm.
screwed that up. It's over.
My
Guess
boy
what? We'll
Rundown. What's
we'll
up,
be
man?
we'll be lucky if we win 3 games next year if that's the case.
I'm the same way
You
with
know,
you. My boy
uh,
Rundown, what's up, bro? Tanner Jack, what's going on? And that picture, check out this picture you got in here, man. I don't know if
I
we can see
saw,
this
I saw it.
emoji, but
Russell
that's our
Wilson.
future court. That's our future quarterback right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he's gonna look like when he rolls up and signs his contract with the Raiders. And he got his lady right next to him, sitting on top of the booth, twerking right in front of what's her name, Taylor Swift. Who got the better lady now? What quarterback got the better lady in the AFC West? That's a competition right there that we want to see. You want the goodies? You want the goodies, or you want Taylor Swift? What do you want? Who you want?
I don't want
And
Taylor
Russell
Swift.
Wilson's an option. Russell Wilson's an option for the Raiders now. There,
I don't want
Jeff.
Taylor Swift. She got no ass. She's like a fucking two
Taylor
by
Swift ain't
four.
got no booty, bro. You got no
No,
booty.
she got nothing,
Uh,
man. I don't think she's that good looking either.
oh, really? But she a billionaire, bro. She got more money than Kelsey. I'll tell you
She's got a multi-million-dollar beach house right here in Rhode Island down on the water.
what you doing over there,
Anybody
bro?
gets She bought that a couple of years ago. Anytime anybody goes on the beach near it, her security goes out there and they fucking shoo them away, even though it's a public spot that you can walk by. Because when you own beach property down there, you don't own the beach itself. So like you can't mock off a fence that goes out into the water and says you can't go here. That's just part of the state
Yeah.
laws with the real estate here. So
My boy
which is
Gabe
what
said
gets
something
everybody
over
up
there.
in a roar.
All right, we got Jason back, man. We're gonna get some weed and feed at Home Depot real quick. What about the one on
Sorry, the
hundred
gas
$9
stuff
million
on
dollars we
the
have at cap space, Gabe? We got to use that shit, bro, because I don't
You have
like
to
this
use it all.
Stafford. Stafford, I think I want your input tomorrow. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm gonna have a show at 10. Penny might be a little bit after 10 because I gotta do some medical stuff, but and go to work. But I'll be back. So the thing tomorrow's show, you can get on there, or we'll have a show on Tuesday show, and we gotta talk about this Stafford. How you feel about this Stafford? Because I'm interested in what you think. Because I was getting high on that, and now it's done. There's no use talking about it anymore. But I was high on that. I was getting out of my Aaron Rodgers shit because of it. They were convincing me, and I gotta stop myself from doing that. But it was a good move. It was a good situation that I thought we were in, and I got disappointed when it didn't happen. So, but I just what you want, just Gabe. I want to talk to you, man. Let me know what's up. And at EC Everett, I seen something about Steve McNair. And we're not comparing these quarterbacks. I haven't read this yet, but if we're comparing any of these quarterbacks to Steve McNair, EC, you tripping. Let me see. The two
Yeah.
first round picks might do it, but Cam Ward needs some time to actually be NFL starter ready. So still need a bridge. That said, what a Ward sort of reminds me of Steve McNair, the way he moves and throws.
I can see that.
First, first of all, rest in peace to the great Steve McNair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was a
What
real big Steve McNair guy. He was the epitome of a tough player.
Yeah, McNair.
Yeah, I don't think the Tennessee Titans deserve that dude. He used to get beat
Oh
up
my God, yeah.
bad. You had to run for you running for your life was the epitome of Steve McNair's story. Com- a 2.0 in Cam Ward to that, I would change it. I would compare him to something. I wouldn't compare him to Richardson. I wouldn't compare him to anything like that. But
No, would have been nice to see him, you know, actually compete yet or be out there yesterday in the combine, we would have been able to
They
say, yeah,
would
he
have.
definitely looked like a
Maybe I would have.
muscle.
Maybe I would have agreed with you. He did. Cam. I watched a lot of Cam Ward because I was interested on the way. He was leading his team to comebacks, and he was doing it by himself, and I was impressed with that. Miami wasn't really a good team, Jeff. Jason, they weren't
Mm-mm.
really a good team. Cam
No.
Ward got them where they were at. And you can say the ACC sucks. Clemson's a good team. You know, I think Clemson won the. I was told the other day that Clemson won the conference. But that's Clemson. They're a national championship. Yeah. Miami used to be. I remember when Miami was a damn good football team with Jimmy Johnson and
Oh yeah.
all those others. I remember that. I remember the
The
U.
U. Yeah.
I remember that. But it ain't that no more. And this dude kind of brought that vibe back the way he played. I felt that
Yeah.
way. He was damn. He brought that team together, and that's what I liked, and that's why I don't conflict him being a number one pick. We do we want to move to the number one pick because we're so excited about Cam and say this Shador stuff. Man, I'll be so happy if that happened.
Is our
I'll be
team
so happy if
equipped
that happened.
enough, like right now, to be able to take that gamble and getting, you know what I'm saying, like trading those couple round,
I don't.
2 round picks or two first
I don't
round
think
picks?
so, Jason. What do you think? What do you think
Yeah,
that's worth it? We were there already, though, bro. We were there already. We were at the one
yeah,
already,
I
bro.
know. Yeah, that's the see that I was gonna say that's the part that'll piss me off
Mhm.
if we go and we were already there and we go spend our draft capital to get there. That makes no sense to me. But you know what I'm
Well,
saying. But if like how when they say that was the guy, we should have pulled the trigger. But at the same time, we wouldn't have had anything to go with him, so he would have been running for his life. So we have to think about that too. Like that. Yeah, it would be cool. But at least, for this year, we just can't expect anything this year. If we get the quarterback, this season will be pretty much kind of a wash because we won't have, it'll pretty much take next year for us to build around him. You know what I mean? Because we'll probably have to give up everything during the draft to get him. So we'll have fifth, sixth, seventh, and you know how that goes.
yep,
We
it's gonna
got
be
Torta.
tough.
We got Torta talk in the chat, man. That's dope, man. That's Raider Nation Live at its best right there in the chat. Torta, but it's not Torta Thursday though. We gotta wait for Torta Thursday with Raider Deb and all them are in there. Myra, ready to go with the Torta. They don't stop with the Torta Thursdays. Raider Gabe, no tanking is what we're preaching. Remember, we can't complain now. Exactly. But we move up
Yeah.
again, Jabe. How you gonna feel about that? How you
Yeah.
feel about that, bro?
Yeah.
Dixon with Pete at Dixon. Oh, with Pete and Chip, I doubt if we don't address the running back position. Yeah, we have to. It's a
Yeah. Yeah.
Mando.
Mm-hmm.
Mando. We got to take care of that running back position. And I think we will. I, plenty,
Well, we're gonna
plenty
have
of
to
running
do.
backs out there.
Yeah.
Plenty good running backs out there. That position is deep, and we've seen that in the combine. Those guys are good, really good,
No, the problem
really,
is
really
if we
good.
give up all
Yeah.
that draft capital, we're gonna be doing it as undrafted free agents and free agents themselves. It's we're not gonna have any
Yes,
picks.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Tony Shepard, what's up, man? Good to see you in the Raider Nation live show, bro.
What's up, Tony?
Get up my boys right here, Jeff and Raider Nation Jason. Appreciate them coming in and chopping up this Raider game. We've been doing it just
Um,
about for 4 days straight,
yeah,
giving you
really,
this
right?
Man.
complete Raider game and real talk. Raider Nation. Is that Jay? That's Jay, huh?
Raiders,
Raider talk.
Raider,
Raider.
just win, baby. I think just win, baby podcast.
Yeah, that's Jay.
Have a good day. Okay. Love you.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell my wife. You're going to watch.
Or just Raiders. I think is it just Raiders, baby?
It's
Or
yeah, it's
Oh, I got.
it's just Raiders, baby, is his. You know
Oh,
yeah,
the
there we
real
go.
talk
Just
Raider
Raiders.
Nation. Raider
and
talk
what
real
he just
nation is
said is
that.
perfect. That's
Mm.
805.
That's 805. Thanks for coming here, 805. I like your game, man. I like your analysis, breakdown, film, and all that. I used to do that. I don't like doing it because I know you coach and you enjoy it, but I only like it with the watching it with the team, my team or another team that I'm going against. Because Yeah, it's kind of time consuming and dissecting that stuff. It gives me a brain hemorrhage sometimes. I get so mad at what my team.
Hey, 805 is a smart dude, man. Like I like
Yeah,
watching
he
this.
is.
I like listening to his
I know he's
breakdown.
a coach. I know he's a coach. I just see the thing is the 805 says he's a coach and all that stuff and talks his game, but nobody messes with him like they do me, man. All I'm doing is just saying, hey,
Not really,
this is the
right?
way football is. But everybody, we don't know what the hell you're talking about. Don't hear that on 805's coach or the 805 show, and we're saying the same thing. You know, me and 805 know what we got to do as quarterbacks and how releases are and how you're supposed to step as a running back and how offensive line play goes. And we know that. Some of us run different schemes and stuff, but we know formations, we know schemes, we know what we're supposed to do. People don't jump on him, but they jump on me.
Yeah.
Ah.
I've actually said that to him before too, and I've said it on some of my shows too, giving him credit that this is the first season that I've seen any of the shows that you guys do and everything. And watching his when he does the breakdown, I've learned shit this year that I never really noticed before.
Mhm.
Watching his breakdown of the film and everything. So I mean, I thank him for that because it's opened my eyes to certain things that I never noticed before.
That's great, Gabe. Yeah, there are a lot of people that say they've been in the game and all that stuff, and coach, you just got to make sense, bro.
Hmm.
I've never read books. I've read a lot of books on football, but it never dictated on how I express the way things are supposed to be. Like 805 probably ran a different offense. I don't know if he's a defensive guy, offensive guy, but I know about defense and what people are supposed to do and how I don't know. People have their own different schemes, but I know what people are supposed to do. I know what a DB is supposed to do. I know it
I think
doesn't change. It hasn't changed.
trying to
It's never changed.
remember him from his
But
what he said in his shows. I think he was a defensive back.
oh, okay. So probably a lot of defensive
Yeah,
back make good
I
wide
think he
receiver
played
coaches.
safety.
A lot of safeties make good running back coaches. You know, I switched up. I've never been a defensive coach. I've always been an offensive guy, but it's just my thing. I try to stay out of defense because some of them guys are crazy. Some of them guys are crazy, especially the D line guys. They're real big. They probably were defensive linemen themselves. They talk
Lewis
way
Lowe
nation. They
says
give me
playing
oh,
Madden
they
for
give
almost
me just
20
a
years.
DM, and I see. I'm just talking about what they say to me in the chat. I don't even want to tell you about my DM. I didn't even want to get into that. You know how many gravies you don't know what the hell you're talking about? I get it every live, every live. I just express myself, I guess. I said, man, I don't like this dude, so he sucks. And I kind of need to slow down on that, especially with AOC, because that's where I get the most shit from is AOC.
Yeah,
And people throw stats at me and they say, well, compared to this guy, the dude don't look good to me, you know?
yeah,
And I go, wow.
The same way I feel about Shador. Just he doesn't
Yeah,
do it
I'm not
for me when
happy
I
with that.
watch
I'm
him.
not happy with him too. And everybody wants him. Everybody wants him,
same,
bro.
Yeah,
same way I
like
fay about Minshew.
Jay
Yeah,
wants him, Leo wants him. It drives
I'm
me
done with
nuts.
Minshew. I'm done with Minshew too.
Oh,
And I was a
fuck me
Minshew
too.
guy.
yeah,
Rebel wasn't lying. Rebel wasn't lying when he was coming at me. He said, you wanted Minshew. I go, damn right I wanted Minshew because I didn't like AOC.
yeah. I
You
mean, I
know,
guess
I was done
we
with
were all
AOC.
wrong at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because 4 wins, that was none of it worked.
Yeah. But it didn't work.
He's
And
a
then I was proven
gentleman.
wrong. And that happens, bro. That happens. You got to roll with somebody. Like nobody, like everybody would say, let's go, Garoppolo. Let's go. Let's win some games, Garoppolo. And if you didn't, then I'll give you credit. But most of the Raider Nation was on this dude's back to win football games. And you can't tell me that you weren't.
Porn
And then
star Jimmy.
the first time he went out there, that first game, we were rah rah. And then after that, all the bullshit started because he fucking sucked. You right off the bat.
Man, hey,
It
that
took
first
one
game
game.
had us believing. We was believing
Yeah.
after that first game, like, okay, you got us to it, because he literally did run us to that victory. You know what I mean? Ran a couple first
And then what
downs,
happened?
and then Jimmy came out. The Jimmy,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. I was down for that. But then I want that consistency, bro. I want that. I don't. I want us to have. But we get one of these young dudes, and I'm saying that I'm saying something that I don't like. I hope if we pick one of these quarterbacks that they blossom into a Raider to be a legendary Raiders quarterback. I hope they do, because this we can't do this over and over and over again to where we're at this situation at 6 and then we got an opportunity to get one of these quarterbacks and it doesn't pan out again. That'll be, you know how drastic. You got to think how drastic that would be again. The Raiders pick a quarterback at high and it doesn't pan out. You know, and it can't be that situation, and then it can't. It could work out for us, and I hope it does. I hope it does. But there's flaws in these guys' game, and there's flaws in everybody's got everybody's game. But I didn't see a lot of flaws in Jaden Daniels' game. We didn't see a we seen flaws in Caleb Williams' game, but that was being immature and doing like stupid shit. I don't want my quarterback painting his nails or wearing dresses and shit. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
that it looks like Caleb got out of that. That USC shit he got out of.
Yeah.
So now he's
Remember the
gonna be a
game?
quarterback.
Remember this game with Jaden Daniels against Williams, and see Williams was celebrating on the sideline, thinking it was over right before that Hail Mary. Him
He
and
dropped
his
that
team.
bomb on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the difference. You think you spiking the ball too early, thinking it's over, man. You got to play to that whistle, and they never
And
over.
where's well, what was Caleb? What was Caleb mama with the shoulder to cry on to do that? But your mama's way up there, and you got your mama
You know,
way up there, and that thing up
eh,
there. You can't cry on that shoulder, bro.
here's
Yeah,
what I wanna ask and see what people think. So Jay just said if he was elite, he could pull out more wins. You name me a quarterback that could have played with this roster that we have that would have got us more than 4 wins last year without changing anything. With how the season went, instead of it being Minshew or AOC 12, what quarterback would you put in there that could have gotten us more than 4 wins? With the porous O line, the shitty running backs, the lack of wide receiver beyond Jacoby Myers. You tell me what quarterback would have been that.
Mahomes would have
Are
got a
you
sick.
asking me? Are
Hey,
you
I'm
asking
like,
me? I'm
I'm
not.
asking anybody.
hey,
There
I'm
ain't
like
nobody on our
Mahomes.
team. There ain't nobody
I'm
on our
asking
team that would have
anybody.
been.
What
Yeah,
team would
Oh,
you put? What team would you put in there? Or what player would you put in there that could have won more than 4 games?
a big pick. Think Bill and Daniel. These Dylan Gabriel with his badass combine. His badass combine. You think he can come in there and take over the Raiders and take us to 10-win season?
What's up,
I hear
Diesel?
he has like the heart and everything to do it, but like that, his size is still what it is.
I mean, right now, I'm kind of proving my point that there's nobody that could have done any better. Nobody said a
Mm-mm.
damn name. All right, someone said Aaron Rodgers. Pick said Aaron Rodgers. Jay
Yeah,
saying,
there you
"Come
go.
on, we're on to the new season." No, because they keep telling me that. Well, if we're on to the new season, they cop stop saying that AOC was bad last year and he's not it. When you've got no other viable option that could have done better than him last year. Name a quarterback that's a starter in this league right now that could have done better and gotten us more than 4 wins than what we had last year with the
Homeboy's
shitty,
right. Homeboy's right.
shitty
Aaron
offense.
Rodgers. If that would have happened, that would have happened. Aaron Rodgers, no matter Getsy or the Turners or
Like,
whatever,
say,
Aaron Rodgers
say
would
if
have got us
Devontae
one.
was still on our squad, like say
He would have
Aaron
been on
Rodgers
our. He
come,
would have been on our team.
yeah,
He would have been on
yeah,
our team.
I
We
can
wouldn't
see
have had
that
that problem.
definitely. Yeah, but I
That would have
mean
been our problem.
that's what everything. But then like Jeff said that he's saying with everything we have right now, with
We wouldn't have got Minshew. We wouldn't have got Minshew.
yeah, no,
Jonathan
And
Studios,
AOC,
what ridiculous excuses am I coming out with? That's a legit question. Everybody keeps saying he's not it. Then name me somebody that would have been it last year.
he can't get
And don't
mad
use
on
the
the Red
word.
Nation Live show. We can't get mad. We got to get frustrated. We got to get frustrated on Red Nation Live. Talk
I'll run
back.
outside. I'll run outside
Talk
with my
back
phone set.
Sunday. Get in that ass Sunday. That's what we call it.
If we
Get
stop
in that
living in
ass
the
Sunday.
past, then why do they keep saying AOC's not the guy? We're living in the past still. I just want
yeah,
someone to
because
come up with a name other than Aaron Rodgers. That's the only name anybody said. And not Ken Stable. I'm talking about an active NFL player. And don't use the
Hey,
word great white around me. It's a
hey,
sore subject with me.
I got the better half of this show, man. One of the thirds of this show in the house, dude. He cleaned it up, got home, made it home. Oh, he's not even working, man. It's Sunday. He's just playing around, but he's exactly 2 hours and 19 minutes late. He will be fined. He will be fined because he wants to find me all the time. Every time he wanted to find me, and I was getting a liver transplant. Ain't that a bitch? Give it up for the infamous my boy Raider Gabe. What's up, Gabe? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Gabe?
I was
So
gonna.
with it.
I told everybody, man. I was gonna put an APB out on you, bro. I haven't talked to you in a while. What's going on?
Nah, just chilling, man, chilling. Fucking just went to fucking dinner and shit like that. I because what by the time I seen the message like said that we actually were gonna go live today, I was like, oh shit. And then when I got home, I was already all late and shit. I was like, fuck it. But I'm jumping on. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna jump on right now. They're still on shit. Let's do it.
You know when Gravy's out here, bro, it's gonna be a long show, bro. I got two dudes. I got two dudes that want to hang. Too. I've been on with these guys all week, bro. You
Yeah.
jumped on too.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been
What's
talking
cracking, man?
combine
What's up,
all
fellas?
week,
What's
bro.
up, fellas? Nice to meet you. What's
Gabe,
So
cracking,
what's
man?
up
See
with it?
you guys
what's up,
tomorrow.
man?
Pigs, what's up, man? Pigs,
Yeah,
Pig's been in this chat, bro. What's up, bro?
yeah. For
So
sure,
the only
man. What's
names that
cracking?
anybody's thrown out so far, someone said A-Rod, obviously, and then someone else said Josh Allen. Those are the only names I've seen. Somebody said Stable, but I'm talking about active NFL players, not guys that have passed on.
Yeah.
Who would have got that? Josh
So
Allen ain't
so
coming
no
to the Raiders.
so so there's nobody out there basically that could have done any better than what we had last year. So first of all, just stop then. Just stop talking about how bad he was this past season. If you can't come up with anyone else other than those two, you know, I just whatever. It's just
Hey,
I mean,
Gabe,
we
I gotta
lucky
ask
he
you. I
came
gotta
back
ask you.
those last two games. To you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have even had four. We wouldn't even have four
after
wins.
thank you,
that,
We would have had.
thank you, 805, because he even says it. He goes, it's not in the past when AOC is still on our roster. Absolutely, thank you, because right now he's still the only viable option that's on this team right now. If the season would start today, he'd be the only player that you could have right now as quarterback. What else you do? You
Oh
start,
yeah, that's true.
whether you
For
like it or
sure. Right
not.
now, yeah. Right now, yeah.
Yeah, Tony, everything,
You
just
what?
guys,
everything from the kickoff of game one right up until the final bell, the final whistle of the last game of the season. What quarterback could have gotten us more than 4 wins with all the same injuries, all the same suspensions, whatever, everything going on? Devontae leaving. So if Aaron Rodgers is here, still with Devontae leaving, with everything that happened throughout the season, you tell me who would have done just as good or gotten us more than 4 wins last season, other than what we had.
Damn.
You name it. And you guys said A-Rod and you said Josh Allen, but don't forget you're still losing Devontae Adams midway through the season, and your running back room is a complete pile of shit. And you got injuries on the offensive line. Max Crosby goes out, so same thing. You name that
Zamir
quarterback.
White's your number one too. Zamir White's your
Yeah,
number one
exactly.
running back.
Don't
Yep.
talk about my
And
boy
then in the
Zamir
mid-
White no more. Don't talk about
and
my
in the
boy
same
Zamir
and in
White.
the same yeah, and the same issue.
To
So halfway through
Zeus.
the season, your offensive coordinator gets replaced. You tell me.
Check this out. Look at my boy Pigs. Joe Flacco wins us 8 games. What's up?
That's
Hey,
probably
Gabe, you know what I want to ask you, bro?
That's
You
probably
know what I
more
want to ask you,
believable than
Gabe?
A-Rod or Josh Allen, to be honest with you, because I think Joe Flacco probably could have got it done because he's done in the past more with less than anybody else I've seen on offense before.
I agree
Fuck,
with
the guy
you. I
won a
agree
super
with you.
he's won a Super Bowl with absolutely zero on fucking offense for the most part. And that's
Exactly.
because they had a killer defense. So again, defense wins
Ray Lewis,
championships.
Ray
I
Lewis
want to
and
ask
Ed
my boy.
Reed, two of the
I want to
best.
ask my boy Gabe. I said, Gabe, what you think about? I haven't talked to you in a minute, but I gotta get some update from him because we ain't talked. What you think about that Stafford situation, bro? What you think about all that? Did you think it was really gonna
Uh,
happen after they were talking, meeting together, and all that shit, or is it a joke?
like I just think it's at the end of the day, I think it's maybe they had a talk, but I think whenever there's even a little bit of news, with the way I think the media is right now, the way social media is right now, everything is going to get blown out of proportion. Especially when you're a team needy court, like when you're a team that needs a quarterback, every quarterback that talks to Tom Brady, every quarterback that talks to Spytech, every quarterback that's had connections with Spytech, connections with Pete Carroll, like any little thing you're going to have, like anything, especially something like that where they were supposedly in Montana together on a ski trip or something, whatever it was, like it's going to be big. The news is going to be big time right now. Like it's like especially right now, but I think it's has a lot to do with. I've heard already some people about that the already kind of like saying that Brady has no influence. All that shit is like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just that's I guess like it's twice already that he's been
You've been listening to
rejected
me,
and shit
brother.
like
You've been
that.
listening to me.
And it's just like I don't know, man. I think it's that right there. I think right now, any news like that, I don't really take that serious anyway. Until like I've learned too many times in these off seasons where if you put too much hope in any of these fucking stories, you're going to be let down at the end of the day. 90% of the time, you're going to be let down because there's so many fucking stories. It's like so much shit that like where
Yeah,
people
until the
throw shit on the
contract's signed.
wall. And I mean, people throw shit on the wall to see what sticks. You know what I mean? So it's like at this point, you don't know what's facts, what's being really said, what's being not, because everything puts something out there with supposedly sources say. You know what I mean? That's always the thing that's like it's almost like what criminals say allegedly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
when they say allegedly, it's
good.
the same thing when they say my source,
That's a
they
good
just say
analogy. There.
nobody fucking told them. You know what I mean? But it's always my sources. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna wait until free agency anyway. A couple of weeks anyway. And when once you start hearing those news that week, and you see who's actually like with that tampering period, like who's already ready to sign here and all of that shit, then I'll be more excited and more ready to jump on. Oh, this guy's gonna be our next quarterback. Like Stafford was always a hopeful. You know what I mean? It was hopefully like maybe hopeful at the best. You know what I mean? For some people, they didn't want him anyway. So it's like I think it's just has a lot to do with about nothing. At the end of the day,
Okay.
it's more,
Your
more,
expect
more Stafford trying to get the best deal he can.
you think we were used as leverage? But what they doing over there, man? Just kicking it or what? What's up?
That's always going to be a guy that wants a deal's fucking play, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like it's always going to be, oh, let me go talk to one of these teams that has a lot of money, because that does put some leverage back in their pocket. You know what I mean? Because now you got these other teams that are willing to say, like, because supposedly the reports were that he was ready, like they had agreed on a compensation but not draft picks, right? So it's like, okay, so like then the Rams, that's when the Rams probably already, okay, this is serious. And some there are teams that want him, so let's just give him the money that he wants. I think it was probably would have took longer, but at the end of the day, I think he did use us as leverage to a certain point, but I think it was always intended for him to return to LA just to get his money. He was gonna get his money one way or another.
But we would have
Yeah,
gave him
I think
more.
if the deal
We,
was
we
fat
would have gave
enough,
him more.
I think he would
Did
have
we
went. But
lowball
I
the
think
guy?
you are right.
Did we lowball the guy? Are we lowballing people, bro? Or are
No,
we
I don't
trying
think
to
it's
get a
lowball.
good
I think
No,
quarterback?
yeah,
it's the Rams probably got a word of what the number was too when supposedly they say that they agreed on a compensation. Rams probably got word on what the compensation was, because obviously they have back and forth with the agent. So they're going to say, and the Rams probably said, you know what, we'll match that, or we'll give you a couple more dollars than that. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it got done so fast, because the Rams were like, oh, that's what you're looking for? Okay, let's just give you that. And he signed the extension.
yeah,
He got what he was looking for.
yeah. They
I
they
never, I
probably
never
gave him
thought
like a little low ball,
of
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like, and then he's like, well, the Raiders want me too, so and then like, all right, we're gonna stop playing. Let's get it
So
done.
do so do
Let's stop playing.
so is there a gripe out there, like I said? Because Gabe, I was live, dude, in the morning when that shit came out. I think it was I think it was All Eyes or Joel Lee or somebody. I don't know who's
It was
credited
all
that.
eyes.
I forgot.
All eyes said it.
I think it was All Eyes that said at like 10 in the morning. I was 10 minutes into a live, bro.
Yeah.
And it said, oh, Stafford just signed with the Rams. And then I said, nah, I look up and it's the beginning of the combine and it says Matt Stafford has agreed to re-sign with the Rams. And then I said, the first thing that clicked in my mind was that there was supposed to be this intimidation factor and that we got Tom Brady and he's supposed to be doing all this shit. And this is the second time that he hasn't done shit. And I go, I was just, should I feel that way, or should I just wait a little bit till his impact kicks in effect? And this was a good quarterback. This would have been somebody that would have made a difference on our team, Gabe. And now look what we have to look at. Who
But
we
what if
got
the
to go
Rams?
to now?
What if behind the scenes the Rams were asking for a first or a second round pick? You know what I mean? Like, are you still like? Were you still willing to give that up for the sixth pick if they wanted? The money was compensated, all right. The money was agreed upon, but were you like there was still that other hurdle? You know what I mean? Like because that was the news, but that the second part of that whatever whoever posted it or whatever that said that now the second hurdle is what will be the compensation in draft picks. You know what I mean? So it's like if honestly at the end of the day, say if the news comes out tomorrow that that's what the Rams wanted, then Brady actually made the smart move, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Wanted,
Definitely.
that means that we lowballed them, bro. We were gonna pay him less than what the Rams offered them, or they beat it.
Because
I
I
don't
think
think it's.
they just
I
had
don't
to
ever think
match
it was
it.
lowball.
Yeah,
I
they
think so
just had
because
to match it. I
there's
think.
two parts of that trade. It was always too hard. It was always going to be like it needed to be a perfect situation for the Rams to get rid of Stafford. Like it was never
Yeah,
going to be an easy situation, like regardless, because the Rams were looking for. Well, one part of it is that the Raiders agreed upon paying him what he wanted, but the other thing is the Rams need to be satisfied on what the Raiders are going to give them back. You know what I mean? So the low
I hear
ball,
you.
I don't think because they had already agreed on the compensation. That's why I don't even take the low ball into effect. Like he was in low ball because I think he was willing to come for what the Raiders wanted to pay him. But the thing is, the second part of that deal was okay. Now it's compensation, and if the Rams could always match that number, then I'm willing to stay here too because there's still too much hurdles to like jump over for. Okay, they need to add this guy in the trade, or they need to add a second round pick and a future guy or something like that. Whatever it is, you know what I mean. I just think that it was always a long shot. You know what I mean? It needed to be a perfect situation for the Rams. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we were going to get lucky if the Rams were going to take that third pick that we were always talking about, that extra third pick that we got, and the compensation. But I
The
don't think
rumor has
that's
it
what the
they
Rams
were looking
ever
for they were looking for our number 6 pick, correct?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't
Yeah,
think that was
because
ever on the table for the Raiders either. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why it was
I,
always a
I,
long shot for me.
I would have
They
been
were
fine
gonna get
swapping.
they were gonna our first, and they keep their 26 pick. And
Yeah,
fuck
I would have been
that. I wouldn't
fine
have did that.
swapping. I would have taken their 26 and given them
Yeah,
I would have
number
swapped
6.
picks. I would have
Hey,
swapped picks with them and give them AOC. I'll give them
that's
AOC
maybe
why
the
and
Yeah.
Rams
swap picks.
wanted.
I wasn't
Maybe the
even worried
Rams wanted
about.
Dart.
Like I heard
You
that
know
I
what I'm
heard all the
saying?
news on Friday and shit when like they said like if it was like something that was almost set in stone. Like I never looked at it that way. You know what I mean? I never looked at it like as in okay that's a done deal because of that news that came out the day before that okay they agreed upon a number because I still knew that there was way more things to for this shit to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I was like when the news came out the next day that okay now he extended with the Rams and he plans on staying with the Rams. It's like okay, I mean he got the money that he wanted. He got the situation that he really wanted was that because I don't think he wants to up and move and leave. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day he's probably looking out for the best situation for him, but it's negotiation tactics, bro. It's like these guys have been in Stafford's not a first time in the to the negotiating table. You know what I mean? So I think he knew what he was doing. He knew that there's a team with the 102nd second most money available. You know what I mean? A top pick. Who knows? Maybe the Rams hit gold. You know what I mean? That's what the Rams were probably hoping. But I don't know, man. I think until we see the end results of free agency and the draft and all of that shit, then we'll be able to really see what type of effect or like whatever influence that Brady has. You know what I mean? I think that's when we'll be able to see. Right now, it's just all talk. Like I think, and that's why it's just for me. I don't take too much stuff with. I don't take too many things that serious yet because nothing can really be even fucking said.
So
So I
now,
see a
so now,
breaking news, it's been traded, or like the Debo situation where they already said it's a trade. Like until those fucking letters come out, it's always just news.
Yeah, until the NFL
hey,
itself, the front office signs off
hey,
on it.
Gabe, one more question, bro. Do you think that we should have been involved in this Debo shit? You want to hear that Spike Tech or Tom Brady or somebody in our organization was
What's up, Portuguese Jim?
willing and dealing with the 49ers to do this, bro?
Is that what? Wait, do you think is that the type of guy we need at receiver though? I like Debo. Don't get me wrong. I
Yes,
like Debo,
yes,
but
yes, bro. Yes. It'll
I think
benefit
we
our
need.
team. It'll
I don't
benefit
know,
our
man. Like
team.
I think we need a different type of whiteout, like whiteout, like whiteout.
And
I
you
think
agree with
he
what
ain't.
about
I
going
know
on
him and
being
Jacoby Myers.
aggressive?
I know him and Jacoby Myers ain't the same type of game, right? It's not the same type of game because but Jacoby does he will take the ball and hand off sometimes. He will, take it on reverses sometimes. He is a possession receiver and he's going to be a guy that's trying to get yards after the the catch and shit like that. So he might not be Debo, but damn, bro, he had a great year last year, and I think we need I think we need a different type of guy because I think Debo's going to get the money he wants that he was looking for with the Commanders. I mean, because the Commanders have a lot of money too. That's why they were able to make that trade too. I know that the draft picks, people look at that and they'll be like, damn, they only got him for a fifth round pick, but they're also, I think,
Gonna
when
get
you look
paid.
at the end of the day, he's going to get paid by the Commanders, and we'll see what the money is that's going to be
Mhm.
involved in that, and then we'll be able to see more like, okay, that was worth it. Like, yeah, fifth round pick, but we're going to be, and say if they pay him $30 million or $28 million, or were you willing to pay Debo $28 million,
No,
$30 million? You know what I mean? Like
not,
that's why I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I think we go a different route, maybe in free agency or the draft even too. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think we need a bigger type receiver, a bigger that can, like a
yeah.
big tall receiver. Like I think we need those type of receivers. Like I like Debo. I'm
So
not. I'm not, and I'm not even shitting
you're
on Debo.
talking about T. Higgins and DK Metcalf, right? You're talking about
That
guys
that
like
in
that, big
well,
boy.
DK is gonna take a trade too. So that was still it. We'll need to figure that shit out too. But like free agency, like T. Higgins, yeah, there's T. Higgins. There's other guys out there. It's just like older guys too. But like the even in the draft, you know what I mean? So it's like I think we need a different type of receiver. It's not more necessarily the guy like the name. I'm more in like on like the trend of like we just need a bigger type receiver. Like hopefully we can find that guy in the draft. Like and he's a younger guy, but shit, I still think taking that guy from Arizona at 6 is kind of high, even though he's fucking good. He's really really good, but like 6, I don't know. You know what I mean? Where like those speed guys, even from fucking Texas, man, are starting to look pretty
They look
damn.
really good. Those Texas guys look really good, bro.
So it's just I think we need a different type of receiver. I wasn't too mad that like our name wasn't thrown in that discussion for Debo or anything like that. Nah,
I'd still rather try and go after DK. But here's the thing with that trade that they made with San Fran and Washington, they kind of set the bar as far as the value for a trade for a wide
exactly,
receiver, his
and that's pretty good for
caliber.
us.
Now with
Mhm.
DK, I don't think what was a fifth round? I don't think a fifth round's going to do it for him. I think
Can you flip the Can you
you're
flip
going
the
to have to do a
Devontae for
third
him?
or a fourth.
Can you
Huh?
flip the Devontae for him? Can you flip that Devontae pick for him? You know what I
That's
mean?
the one
Like,
I would. I first I would try at 4, and if they don't take the 4, then
oh
you
yeah,
offer them the Devontae pick.
Nah, DK, you can't disrespect DK with that. Bro. DK's way better than Debo. They're two
Oh,
different
I
dudes
know
right
he
there.
is, but
that's
that's
what I'm
why I'm
saying.
saying
Debo went for a fifth. Debo
he
went
went
for a
for
Is
fifth.
he
That's what I'm
better
saying.
than?
Can you
Oh, you
flip a
said
third?
fourth.
Like
I
third
think it's
DK's a
and a
I
third
three.
at
I
the
think
think
he's
most.
taking a
DK.
third.
I think
You
DK's a
Devontae
three.
went for that third, and I would hope
Yeah,
Devontae's
and that's the
better
other
than
thing. Devontae
you know
got
DK.
sold off for a third round pick. I think that's a comparable trade. You give Seattle that
I
our third
see.
pick that we got from the Jets, and they sent him our way. We restructure his contract, and guess what? I'm happy. We got
I'm
a
more
what?
I would
happy with
take
that
Pollard.
pick
I'll
than this.
take Pollard for a fifth
And,
round pick.
and you see,
Yeah.
like if you look at the
Because
production, they might be close. DK and Debo, and Debo might have better run game, whatever. But that production is real close, and I think I would be more happy in having DK on this football team
Oh
than
yes.
Debo.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
Gabe,
He'll
did you
look
watch
dope in a Raider
the
uniform, bro.
combine at all
He'll
this
look
weekend?
dope.
I don't know what
I
your
watched some of
schedule is
it. I
like.
watched some highlights. I watched some of the highlights and all of that shit. But like
Oh,
I didn't watch
Bro,
too much.
you
Like,
see, we can't get DK game because man, them dudes from LA can't wear that jersey in LA, bro.
why?
That's like wearing a Renfro over here, man. You can't wear a DK Metcalf jersey in LA if he keeps the same
Oh,
number.
I don't buy jerseys of like that anyway. Like you know what I mean? Like he might be only here. Who knows? He might only be here a year or two. Like
Yeah.
if he stays here for years, then I don't give a fuck what number he wears. I don't care what number he wears. I'm buying the jersey. You know what I mean? If he ends up being here and wins a Super Bowl, I don't care what number he is. You know what I mean? But it's like,
What number he has? He got that number 14 over there in LA. What's up?
hey, that shit, I
I be tough, brother.
me
Be
vale.
tough.
But it's, nah, but
Yeah, that's like what? That's like don't get caught wearing a retro jersey over here in Fresno, bro. You get lit up.
nah, I just wouldn't.
hmm.
You know, I'll just hang it up. You don't see me wearing it probably, but I'll just hang it
Hey,
up.
that'll be dope though. All that pushed aside, bro. That'll be dope to get DK Metcalf as a Raider. He'll be a great Raider, bro. I can
And
imagine.
that, I
But we
think
need
there's
a
still a lot of
quarter.
things, bro. I think there's still a
We
lot of
need
things
a
that are going to happen in this
quarterback.
offseason.
You're
AOC
talking
to
about a
DK
nice big
Metcalf.
strong wide
AOC to
receiver, man.
AOC to DK Metcalf. Oh my god, bro. That'll be.
I'm all for it. Then you
Yeah,
still
we'll
have
make all
Jacoby
for
Myers
it.
on the other side. You got Brock coming off the line at tight end. Dude, now
Hey,
he needs one good running back and we're
Jacoby
good.
Myers is our best option at quarterback right now, bro.
What I'm saying is, you get
Number
you
two.
get Jacoby.
What is our next plan, bro? What do we think our next plan to do? I don't care if it's the dumbest shit. I don't care if it's the dumbest shit, Gabe. What is our plan to get this quarterback situation? It needs to be done. It needs to be done quick. Free agency. If we're not doing it in free agency, then we're doing it in the draft, bro. We don't get
I
nobody
just
in free agency, and we do the draft. I'm gonna consider this season a rebuilding season. We have to
I
do it
really
with the
think
draft.
that fucking these quarterbacks too aren't in love with who's picking in those top fucking five positions. I don't think these
Mhm.
quarterbacks are really high on trying to go to any of those top five teams, like except for like maybe New York, you know, the Giants. That's probably the
Mhm.
only team that I could see them. Okay, maybe because it's New York, but I don't see. I could see that being a big reason why none of these guys wanted to throw at the combine. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are saying that that's dropping their stock, but that could probably play into their favor and make them land in exactly the situation that they want to be in. You know what I mean? Because now they're saying Shador because not throwing, kind of didn't help his case because he didn't throw at the combine, so he might slip. You know what I mean? That could be to our advantage. Ward, you know what I mean? He didn't throw, so like that could be to our advantage if he slips. So it's like I don't think Ward. I think Ward is probably gonna be a more lock of going in that top five,
Well,
but like it could be to our advantage. Of I'm just saying if those guys are doing it to like a strategy where, you know what I mean? Okay, don't throw. You know what I mean? That we don't want they want to be. I think they're more.
Mhm.
I think, and a lot of these kids are more worried about their pro days anyway.
well, here's one thing that you missed a little while ago that came up is supposedly uh, there's a it's got some grounds to some run to it is us trading with Tennessee for the number one. Which,
Ooh.
if that's the case, then that means we're
for
going to get
Cam,
either
right?
one of those two. Yeah, well, probably either one of those two at that point. But what we did talk about before you came in, Gravy, myself, and Jason in the chat was that means we're going to lose our entire draft this year if that's the case, because it's going to cost us that much to move from 6 to 1. But I was thinking of something
It
since we
says
talked about that, Gabe. Gravy. There's a way for us to do this and not lose our entire draft. I know people are going to snap when I say this, but you make that trade with Tennessee instead of giving draft picks, you give them Max Crosby, and we
I was
still
gonna
keep all
say
our
Max
draft
Crosby.
picks,
Yeah.
and we won't lose any draft
mm,
picks.
nah. That's the only guy we got on
That's the only
defense
way.
there,
But
Jim.
again, that's the only way you're going to save this draft. That's the only way.
But I don't
You've got
want to
no
go
other
there.
option to save this.
If
Oh, I
we're gonna get a
agree.
quarterback, if we're gonna get a quarterback, then Shadir Sanders will be there at 6. He will
I think
be
we'll
there
have
at
I,
more of
and
I
I
think we'll
believe
have
I
more of
believe that.
understanding too. Though. I think we'll have more of
I believe
understanding
that.
once because
But if we're
go
in
ahead, go
that
ahead, go
talks
ahead.
of wanting to trade with Tennessee, if we're in that talks, and that means we're going to give up everything for our draft this year, the only way to even redeem ourselves and keep picks is to offer up somebody of the caliber of Max Crosby. You name another player that's on our roster that we could give them
well, it says that,
other than
Jeff.
Brock
It says
Bowers.
that.
You know,
Our whole draft equals the amount of what the number one pick would be. Okay, but that
hmm
doesn't mean we would. But see, if you moved up from 6 to 1, a number one pick is drastically more than the rest of those other picks. So if we gave them 3 picks, 3 number 1 picks, it probably would average out to be 3,000 points. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what they go by that table.
okay,
Jimmy Johnson made that table. He said a number 2 pick is worth, you know, 900 points or whatever. Okay, but the whole draft that you have is worth three. The number 1 pick is worth 3,000. Okay, you gotta with the picks that you're gonna give that team that has the number 1 pick. Basically, it needs to equal 3,000 to get, and then the best way to do that is to give them ones, because that's the most points. Ones and twos are the most points. So you got to sacrifice a lot. And if Max Crosby is worth a number 1 pick, then you would give him Max Crosby. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I got a better idea.
Basically, you would
We can give him Tyree Wilson, and we will be able to keep our number 1 pick.
they'll and then
And
The thing is
Zamir
though,
I don't
White.
like,
know.
but like if
Let me
you
think
go
about
Yeah,
and
that.
and
get
then they're white too.
or like if but if say you go get some of the top guys at the position in this free agency, you know what I mean, and you sign them on board and shit like that, and the team looks more complete, and all you need is like, say you are closer to that goal of where all you need is more maybe the most important position at the quarterback, then yeah, I think you feel more on board of making that trade because say you do trade up, like I don't what do you think it is to trade up? Like say so you think that you're going to lose. Obviously, you're going to swap first, and they're going to go to 6. You're going to get
hmm
the first round pick. You're going to have to give up your second. You're going to have to give up probably your third round pick. But you think it's beyond that?
Yeah,
First
Uh,
I
and
think it
go to
second.
is.
one.
Yeah,
First and second.
definitely.
And Max.
Because the first and second, because if you give up your second and third round pick, at that point, you're still getting what, like the 38th pick or something like that, 39th pick or something. You're still so you're getting the 6th, the 38th, and then the 70 something or something like that. So you think it goes beyond that, or like or you could add maybe next year's second round pick or something like that. Like I don't think it goes beyond going to where you still can't add. It takes away your whole draft. You know what I mean? I still think you because you still have 2 third round picks. I think you still have your 4th, 5th round pick. You know what I mean? And I think you still could add future round. Like I don't think they all everything has to go away in one draft. Like I think that the Raiders know the importance of that too, to where they like that would be agreed upon to. Like I don't see them
Yeah,
giving
but
away. I can't see any team giving away their whole draft. You know what I mean? Like I
no,
can
I
see them
get that.
giving a
But
big.
here's the thing: the Titans will know they have us over a barrel. If we want it that bad, then they're going to shoot high. They're going to aim high. They're going to ask for a lot. And then it's up to us to negotiate it down a bit. And if we're not good enough negotiators to get those picks down, we're either going to have to bite the bullet and give up what they want us to give up, or we're just going to have to stick at number 6 and pray to God that one of them falls to us, or even just bite the bullet and grab Dart at number 6, because I don't know how
Who
long he's going to
who said
last.
that, Jeff? Who brought this all up? Who made this a big
Oh,
old ass
shit.
topic?
I
Who
don't see
said
the
that?
number one though. I don't
It
see
was
us
brought up
jumping up to
earlier.
number one.
Someone said it in the chat earlier that there was
Oh, okay.
there is.
Hey, check this out, man. Just another DJ. Thank you for being. I gotta get back to the chat real quick, guys.
There's too many top
Yep,
Yeah, no,
players. Too many
I
top
know.
players to be like taken
yeah.
at top one to where like at one where they're not even considered the quarterback to where I think that we have a good chance. I don't think the Raiders need to jump at one. At the
Oh,
I
I
think
agree.
I don't
we
think
can
so
we
either.
can do a we can do ourselves a bigger
Yeah.
service and like maybe losing a couple draft picks and maybe jumping up to 3 or 4. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? To where we can
trust me.
still
I don't want to.
secure ourselves one of those guys, and we don't have to give up that much because you're only jumping
I don't
up
want
two
to give up
spots.
a
You know what I mean?
single draft pick. I don't care if
Oh,
it's
I don't want to
Rodgers.
give up nothing either. But
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I don't think it makes sense to jump up to one for us. Not
Oh,
one.
I
I
agree
think so either. I
100%.
don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Hey, EC
Yeah.
Everett,
Another
man. Welcome
team
to the
shouldn't
show, bro.
capitalize off what we need.
Like at the
Yeah.
most, if we see desperate and we want to, if we really want one of those quarterbacks, and we really want Shador, and they don't feel like we're going to be there at 6, there's no way Shador goes, you know, 2. You know what I mean? So I think the Raiders could still go like 3 or 4. You know what I mean? To where like they can probably trade up to 3 or 4. I think the desperate they go 3 or 4, but not no.
Yeah,
I don't think they trade up to 1, and that's still far fetched to like even
or
try to
Bernie.
trade up to that because of all the news about Shador and all of that shit that teams feel like he's slipping. I think he'll be there for the taking if the Raiders and if the connection is really there between Brady and him or whatever. Like if the Raiders do believe in that shit, like I think the Raiders will have a chance to to get Shador at 6 or go best player available at 6. I think at the end of the day we'll have our pick at 6. Like we'll see what we want at 6. Like who's gonna make more sense after this free agency. But I think Shador's gonna be there at 6.
There you go, Gabe. Gabe gets his
Yeah.
guy.
Well,
Just
unfortunately,
another DJ. Just another DJ. What's up? Welcome here, man.
So now
Portuguese
it's do we
Jim.
go still in because like I
Portuguese
said, that's why
Jim. What's up?
we still have to figure out what happens in free agency because we can still go Sam Darnold and Shador's there at 6. Do we go Shador? Like that's what I'm still saying. Like we still got to figure out
You
what we're
make my
doing. I don't want Sam Darnold. But I'm just saying
you
like
making my
that's what we
stomach
still
hurt,
got to
Gabe. Making my
figure
stomach
out.
hurt.
We still got to figure out what happens in free agency. That's all I'm saying. Like
Are you
at the
taking
end of the
Sam Donald
day,
over Justin Fields? You taking Sam Donald over
no,
Justin Fields?
no. I'm just saying
ugh.
like all I'm saying is we still have to wait for that. That's all I'm saying. Like and
What? But
we
what's
have
our plan?
to.
What's your plan, Gabe? What's our plan? Is it just we have to get this situation thing? We need a free agent quarterback. To me, we do. And I don't know if you guys agree with that, but
I
what's our
think.
plan? What's our next option out there, bro? Do we need to make a trade to get somebody different, or do we got to get these guys that are in free agency? Is there Aaron Rodgers out there? There's Justin Fields. There's Wilson. There's Donald. You know, do we make a play to somebody different? Gabe, we've even heard rumors that Arizona ain't happy. Arizona ain't happy with Kyler Murray. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's gonna be a lot of news. Like, anybody that's not happy or news that's not happy is like literally in the next hour after that news comes out, is going to be linked to the Raiders because everybody's gonna jump on that story. Because if you hear from any camp, from any team, any one of these 32 quarterbacks tomorrow, they say their quarterback's unhappy. Within the next hour, there's going to be content
Oh
creators
yeah,
going
Figures are
live,
there.
all of that shit saying that there's
Well, Tom
connections
Brady better
already
be on his
made.
way. Tom Brady
I'm
better be
telling
on
I'm
you,
his way.
I
He
can't
better
wait
be
till
on his
Joe
private
Burrow
jet.
it's that season.
till
It's
Joe
just that
Burrow's
type of
unhappy.
time of season right now.
I'll trade. I'll give up my whole draft for the next 2 years for
oh,
for
absolutely.
Joe Burrow,
That I
bro.
would. Absolutely.
No, I'm just saying, like any quarterback tomorrow says that they want out of their situation, and he has anything like a good name or whatever. Like within the next hour, they're going to be linked to the Raiders. That's where we are right now.
Gabe got a number one fan. Who is that, bro?
Yeah.
Is that your dog right there? Is that Blue? No, that's not Blue. Blue's
Yeah,
all.
that's not Blue. Blue doesn't have that much white on his forehead, but he does have a little bit of white.
Yeah. I thought that was Blue right there. I thought it was a family thing
Kind of
going
looks like
on
him.
right there. Oh, well, welcome, Raider Game #1 fan. I don't have one of those,
Yeah.
but yeah, there we go right there. Sub to the station. You're a fan. It's probably somebody that we know.
Let's
But
take a rip
Arnie,
for
what's
that.
up,
Let's take
man?
a
Rick
fucking
L, what's
rip.
up, bro? Dixon, my boy. Hey, Raider Rebels in here. Sacktown Raider, spitting out game.
But yeah, man, I'm just
I'll call
waiting
it.
for this free agency to start. That's why I'm so
Nikki, what's up?
looking forward to this free agency, dog, because we'll have so much of a clearer picture. That's why I haven't done any no mock drafts or anything like that. Like, not even on my spare time or anything like that. I don't really feel like doing any of those things right now, just because of the simple fact that I know all this whole picture is gonna change because of the new regime, because of all of that shit. You know that there's going to be certain guys that they're going to be looking for. We're going to see what guys that they're looking for. You know what I mean? We could all, hope and pray, like hope and, want a certain guy right now, but they know what guys I think they're looking for. You know what I mean? I think Pete has been in this game too long. I think Chip knows what type of guy he wants on offense. You know what I mean? I just think that they know. I think they're going to know. And once free agency is over with, we're going to have a clear picture, dog, of like, these damn mock drafts of who we can go get, and you know what I
I'm
mean.
telling you.
Is it even worth it to go trade up for anything? You know what I mean, because of the situation that we're left in. It's just, oh
Right.
man, I'm just can't
When
wait
it
to
gets
this shit. We're
when it gets
March.
to the
We're March
when it
already
gets
though.
Hey,
when it
Dan,
gets
Gay, did you
when it
spend
gets
some
to the
time
draft.
looking at the combine? You spent some time looking
Some
at
of
this
it,
combine quarterback
some of it
wise?
on YouTube. Most of it on YouTube. You know what I mean, looking at just dudes throw the ball. I seen dart through was the, I guess, the talk of the combine with his throws. I see a lot of
Yeah.
people throwing shade on Will Howard and shit like that. He had some bad throws and shit like that here and there. But Gabriel, I heard Dylan Gabriel. I heard he had some pretty good, a pretty good day.
Dylan
Um,
Gabriel, dude, he had one of the worst days.
Dylan Gabriel looked terrible, Gabe. He looked
Horrible,
terrible.
horrible.
oh, maybe I got the wrong fucking.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like,
He got the wrong info.
I
Someone
gotta go
playing
see it
with you.
more. No,
yeah,
I gotta go see it
it's
more.
not good.
I just know that I heard that Dart for sure was one of the guys that had that with the better days.
Oh,
He was
Doc came out
impressive. He was
came out
impressive.
Saturday #1, and
Yeah.
#1
He
that
was impressive.
performed because Sanders and Ward weren't there. Oh, they were there, but they didn't do anything.
And then what was it, bro? The kid from Missouri was good, right? And then
The
But
mechanic.
at the end of the day, too, I,
Yeah,
I do believe
Bosmer,
more in like I've said it before on this show too. It's like
Brady
this
Cook.
is this is the underwear Olympics for me. I go more on tape anyway. You know what I mean? I try to go look back more on tape. Like some of these guys, you do be like, okay, like it's more of like I don't really necessarily believe in like, okay, you were a fourth round pick, and now because you ran 2/10 of a second faster, you're all of a sudden a first round pick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might have wowed some people because you ran a faster time than expected, but I still always go back on tape. You know what I mean? Where like I think that says a lot more than any of these things. You know what I mean? Because these fools train for now 2 months, get specialists, track guys that to go train them for the specifically for the 40. So like I'm looking more at the their game tape. You know what I mean? So like, and what have they done? Like what awards have they accumulated in college? What fucking like what conference they played in? You know what I mean? Did they dominate in their conference? Like
Yeah,
that type of shit. Like I don't really put too much stock in. Like there's some guys that you really want to see if more of like solidify. Okay, that guy's a 4.4. He ran a 4.4. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? Like okay, that more solidifying that guy's that guy. But I don't really put too much stock on it. The combine.
hey, Red Ryan, man, thanks for the gifts, bro. And Chris for Raiders, thanks for the gifts too. Baby dog, I don't even know who Drew Peacock is. You guys got any info? You guys know who that is, Drew Peacock? Or are you just
Oh, I do
playing with me or
No,
something?
I do know that the running
no.
backs and all the running backs that
Mhm.
are supposed to be something and be good, except for well, Scatterboy I know didn't run, but almost everybody ran in the 4.4s, bro. So it's like you're gonna get somebody fast out there. You know what I mean? I think that's why
Mhm.
it's so important. Like I think we could get a guy in this draft, but we gotta like not wait till the fucking fifth, sixth round. Though. I think we gotta go one of those third round picks or at the most the latest fourth round pick, bro. But I think we need to address the running back position like kind of early and get one of these top guys in
I
fucking
think these
in the
two
draft.
threes, these two threes, Gabe, these two threes need to go to either running back or linebacker. Both. I don't care which one it is. Those two threes need to go to both those spots because we haven't addressed those positions in
I
a
like the
grip of
linebacker
time.
from Alabama. That dude ran like that
And
dude.
we're
See that's what I like to see. To like you like that, what school he went to. You know what I mean? He was impressive at Alabama and shit like that. And then he goes to the fucking combine and runs a 4.46, at linebacker. That's what I like to see at the combine. I don't like to see like, okay, this fool wasn't that good, but all of a sudden he runs a 4.3 and then
Right
now all of
back.
a sudden he's a third round pick. Like, nah, like that you missed me with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I believe more in like, okay, you're solidifying your stock. You know what I mean? Okay, you were that guy at Alabama and you ran a 4.6 or whatever you ran. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what I like to see at the combine. You know what I mean? Just more of that type of stuff. But yeah, that linebacker from Alabama, that dude looks like he's gonna be a beast, man. Jahad Campbell.
Campbell, yeah.
what you think about that, Jason? What
Yeah.
you
Hey,
think about that, brother?
like with this draft, it looks crazy. It feels like everybody's gonna be gone by day two. Like you know what I'm saying? Like all the talent's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty much taken by like I say like third round. So fourth and fifth, we're gonna have to be digging
Yeah, we
because
got
it's not. It
two-thirds, and I
doesn't
think
feel
those
as
are
deep.
important picks.
Yeah.
Those are important picks, those two-thirds, and I think we should address that. Those are high picks. Third round picks to me, you're gonna play. You need to be in there and play. And linebacker position, those guys are tough dudes, and now it's changed so much. The linebacker position changed up. That's where you get impressed of guys running 4.5s, 4.4s. That's amazing for a big linebacker. But one thing I noticed about these linebackers now is that there's not a lot of 250, 255, 240 even. These guys are real light because they got to cover. They got to cover now. And I'm impressed with the speed of the linebackers and the built they are. They're bigger, but they're faster and they're lean, long arm guys. And I think that's a we got to address those two positions. Very, very important that we address those two positions at either two or those two threes. We have to, and then we got to
Yeah.
we can say that with almost every position on our team, right, Jason? We every team
Yeah.
it needs to be addressed, but especially at quarterback, especially we got to do that. That's why I'm down
Yeah.
to say, hey, if that dude's there at 6, let's get him. We got to get him, and then
Yeah.
if I
Hope
got to
Hey,
hold on a
get them
minute,
and stack
if
another.
I got to
I'm
hold
but
up.
stack
Jalen
more.
Jalen Walker and Jihad Campbell ain't no small guys though either. Like there's some big
They're big guys.
linebackers.
They're the biggest guys. Those are the
Yeah.
240 guys that
I mean,
I'm
Jalen
talking
Walker
about.
is
There's not
6'1", 245,
45.
and
Those are the
and
two
then
guys. Those are the two guys that I made an exception for, Gabe. I said besides those two main guys, they're the first and second linebackers that are out there. They're the big guys that are fast.
yeah, no, and
Yeah,
what's his
but we
name
can.
too? Fucking Jihad Campbell, 6'3", 235. I'm seeing right here. I mean, that shit's
It's big boy. Those guys are
yeah,
big.
that's a big dude, man. I mean,
But
that's what
most
we
of
need. Though.
them, but
That's what we need.
most of them are smaller guys that, and then you look like I got a app that shows them their hand size, their arm length, and all that stuff. You got to take into account all those things. But I do, I look at guys differently. And how big their hands are, and how many tackles they got. You know what I mean?
Pause,
I look at
pause.
that.
Baby. Why are you looking at their hands, bro? Stop.
Hey, bigger the hands, the more they could grab. Grab that ass on the way down, bro. You know what I mean?
Stop,
I
man.
wasn't a linebacker, bro. So you look at that. Why do they? Why is it? Why is it a measurement? Why is it a
Nah,
thing
that's
on
for
the
the
ass
quarter.
for
I think
linebacker?
that's important for the quarterback. That's just that the
How big
hand
your
size.
hands are,
I
man.
think that's just important for the quarterback, just because
You trying to
like
make my show. You
you
trying
don't
to make
want
my show. You trying to make my show all different and all sexual and stuff, bro. Come on, man. We ain't
you
like
want
that.
them you just want them to fucking you want them to be able to hold that ball in the pocket. You know what I mean? That sounds pretty positive too. But you know what I
Bat
mean?
that
Like
ball down. Bat that ball
it
down,
just
bro. With them 6'5".
you want to be able to I think that's
Bet
the
that
only
ah.
reason where that's the only place where it really matters. I think and just arm probably length for the offensive lineman. Arm length probably for the offensive lineman. Arm size, I mean hand size probably for the quarterbacks. Well, other than that, I don't think that shit's important for any other position.
I
Yeah.
want the big hands on them running backs so they don't.
Receivers too with
Receiver,
the hands
receivers,
too.
yeah, receivers, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because man, these
Yeah,
little
all
that's what I'm
around, bro. It's
saying. Like
good.
these little wide receivers we got. That's why, like when you were saying we need size for wide receivers, we
Yeah.
definitely do. You know what I mean? That's another element we need. Like, in fact, who do you like in the draft? Like, for wide receivers?
Wide receiver, I'm not too like. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. I know the guy from the guys from that guy Matt from from Texas is the times that I've seen Texas play, he stands out. The dude from the guy Tui Tola, whatever what his name is from Arizona, that guy's
Arizona.
pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that kid from Miami, Restrepo. He has a good like I've seen him
yeah.
play.
Like,
I've seen him play with Cam Dog like he's. But then again, too, that's the type of receiver that like I think that we kind of need that other guy type of guys where like I like Golden. You know what I mean? I like that guy Golden from Texas. I mean, if we could somehow get our hands on the guy from Arizona because we don't need a quarterback at 6 anymore because something happens, between
yeah,
this time and now, then I'll be happy with that because that dude is big, man. That dude's 6'5". You know what I mean? I think like 240. You know what I mean? That dude's shit. You put him, Bowers, and Jacoby. I mean, damn, that's just pretty. That should be pretty scary. You know what I mean? Pretty scary as you know what I mean, pass catching and all of that shit wise. You know what I mean? Like then you just like Gravy said, you draft one of these running backs, third, fourth round. I think you can have yourself a pretty good damn, turnout. But it's just what we do in free agency. But I like those receivers. Probably those are the guys that I look at most. But I gotta look a little bit, take a deeper dive into like just to look and see a little bit more tape on them, look a little bit more
I'll
highlights
put
on
you on
them
the
and shit
right.
like that.
I'll put you on the right
yeah.
direction, Gabe. If you're looking at somebody, look at Jalen Higgins from Iowa
Oh, you
State.
know who
Well,
else
you
too?
gotta.
I like I like that kid from Ohio State too. Emeka Abuk.
No, he's from. Yeah, he's one of them. But
Yeah.
this dude from Iowa State, bro, he was a combine bandit. He was the best receiver out there. That was there.
Luther
That
Burden.
was there. No, his name is
Yeah,
Jalen
Luther Burden
Higgins
from
from Iowa
Missouri.
State. Yes. No,
Who?
Jalen Higgins. He
Oh,
from
Jaden
Iowa
Higgins. Okay,
State.
I see. 6'4", 214 pounds.
Yeah, buddy.
He was
Okay.
dope. That type of guy we could get. He's a 13th best receiver, 11th best receiver in my app. But and then Isaiah Bond is the Texas one you're talking about.
I like Matthew Golden better though.
Oh, you
Matthew
like
Golden.
the
Yeah,
other
Golden's
Texas
raw.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad you brought
He's
him
up
up,
there.
Gabe. I
He's
forgot
a
about
second
Golden.
best, bro. He's a second best, bro. And then Luther Burden, he had an all right day, but I thought
I
Higgins
think the,
shined
the, the news
the
was
whole
around
day.
Bond this weekend because he said that he was gonna break the record, and Golden wasn't talking. Golden was actually the faster guy in the
Yeah.
40s. So it's like I just think I think
429.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I think Isaiah Bond just got more of the fucking virality, if you so call it, like this weekend because he talked that shit on fucking Friday and then didn't back it up, basically. You know what I mean with Xavier because he was saying that he was gonna break Xavier Worthy's fucking record. So I think that's why he got a lot of more things. But I think the better player is Matthew Golden
Ain't nobody
from
beating my
Texas.
Fresno boy, bro. Ain't nobody beating my Fresno boy. I'm gonna take that shit to the house, bro. And he had a good year.
No,
But
yeah,
I heard you. You were right on Higgins. Higgins is definitely the best receiver out of that group.
Higgins, yeah, we said that, and we said that on your show, Jeff. That
Yep.
that Higgins, rundown was the one. Rundown was the one that I was watching him, but he's the one that right before me. I wasn't gonna say it, but right before me, Rundown took knowledge of it and said, "You know what? This Higgins dude is dope." And I was like, man, I was thinking the same thing. He just, he's knowing that, and he kept catching. He didn't drop shit. He was running straight lines. His routes were
Yep.
dope, and then
Hey,
he's
that
up and
guy,
coming, bro.
Tez Johnson or whatever, like the one that they said
Mhm.
that was killing it at the Senior Bowl. But damn,
Hogan,
150 pounds.
he's little, bro.
Yeah,
We
he's
we were
small.
talking
Dude,
about
it
this
was
dude. They got about
skinny.
5'8", 160. He
No,
looked like a little boy out there.
154
Yeah,
Dude,
he
one
looked
hit from a
at
like
the
a little
safety
boy
and
combine.
right
he
there.
was snapped.
154 at the combine. 154 pounds.
He takes a hit from a
Yeah.
safety, he's gonna get snapped in half.
That's what we said about Worthy, though. Worthy was 165. He's
Yeah,
20 pounds
true.
more, but that we said Worthy
Damn,
was going to get killed. He
150.
didn't miss a
I don't
game,
think
bro.
I've ever seen that. I never seen a person weigh in the 150s in the NFL.
But hey,
Ever.
Deshaun Jackson was small too, though. I didn't
But
think he was
I
gonna
think
last that long either. Like,
150 pounds is what my right leg weighs.
But dude, it said he was 5'11", 180 in this app. Bullshit. How they miss it by 30 pounds, bro?
on my app right here it says he's 5'10", which I don't know if that's true, but he says 154. And like but the thing with him right here,
Isaiah
it says
Bond, right?
he ran a 4.51. You see the thing with Deshaun Jackson, he had that God
You
given
got to
speed.
catch.
Yeah,
You
he
got to
was.
catch
You know
this.
what I mean?
You couldn't catch this up.
Yeah. Yeah, I used
You
to
can
always
catch
think I'm a Cal fan, so like I used to always think, damn, when he gets to the league, it's gonna be hard for him because he's gonna get whacked. But yeah, he lasted pretty long.
Speed was
fast,
He
different,
was
man.
a tough kid.
Gotta
And they
catch
said
that
he was
dude.
still, like he was a little like I think he was still what was he always weighed at? I know they always lie, but what they say he weighed like 170, 160.
Maybe so.
No,
No, DJ.
yeah, Deshaun.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah. And
What up, Tyler?
Ruggs was
T-Mac,
built though, man. Rick
T-Mac,
out. Ruggs might have been
T-Mac
small, but Ruggs was
maybe
built, bro. Ruggs was no 150. Ruggs might have been 180,
Nah.
and he was built and fast.
T-Mac
He
and
fast,
was
bro.
weren't even there.
5'9",
They didn't even do anything.
170.
Yeah, 170s. Yeah, I mean it's not that much more, but damn,
Yeah.
150, bro. Like
Damn,
154.
150. That's
150, and he ran a slow 40 time. Is that you talking about this Taz guy?
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. Because they were saying he was killing. Because I remember at the Senior Bowl, they saying that he was tearing it up. Like he was putting everybody on skates at the Senior Bowl. Like he was putting all the cornerbacks on skates at the Senior Bowl. But that's why I'm saying, like, how much stock can you put in that? Like, a lot of people are saying, and I think, Tez might end up being a great pick for somebody because a lot of teams might say he ran a slow 40, and he ran, and he's 154 pounds, but then he gets to a team and then he does what he did at the Senior Bowl to people. You know what I mean? So it's like that he could probably be a great pickup for somebody, a sleeper pick for somebody. So at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying like the I don't put a lot of stock into the fucking into the combine, but I mean that's just 154. That's the only thing that's alarming me. Like Tez tape speaks for itself. He was great at Oregon. I mean, what they said he did to a lot of people because at the Senior Bowl, that's when they bring everybody that's supposedly good. You know what I mean? So I put more stock into that more. But that is alarming 150.
Well, in his
150.
in his synopsis on Pro Football Network, they got him saying here that he's probably won't be a true number one for an NFL team, but he could certainly be a third or even a second option. But he's actually going to
He
be
gonna get
more.
paid.
He'll be more valuable as a return man on special teams because of his experience doing that in college.
Renfro was small. He also got concussed about 4 or 5 times on the field too. So
I was
That's
just watching
why being
Renfro
limited.
stats. I was just watching Renfro stats today, dog, and like I've talked shit about Renfro myself, dog. But at the end of the day, I mean, shit, that boy fucking caught over 100 passes, a fifth round pick. Wasn't meant to be even fucking that good. You know what I mean? Not no 100 catches in a season good. Fucking break a fucking record in Raiders, you know what I mean? For I mean, short lived, but you know what I mean, he broke a record.
And
So it's like,
fall off the face of the earth, bro. After
I
that,
mean,
fall off
but
the
Hey,
face of
still,
the
they
earth.
man,
say
I mean,
Gruden
shit,
grinder.
he
Do you
could
guys remember how
Gruden
literally
that kid
grinder.
when he goes
Amen?
back, when he
You
goes
guys
back and
remember how A
fucking
Manor did on
Who?
Saturday from
Who?
Stanford? That Alec A Manor.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, I remember.
I didn't see too much of it, so I can't really say. But I was just
Trying to
gonna say, like Renfro, man, that dude could go back to his grandkids and say, "Hey, I was fucking one of the, I was the best rated fucking receiver for a year." You know,
What
shit.
happened to him, bro? What happened to Renfro, bro?
oh
Was it
shit.
McDaniel's?
Remember,
Is that what happened
hey,
to
you,
Renfro?
there was an actual saying third and Renfro for a while, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, bro. I was
Yeah.
chatting that shit. I was chatting that, man.
And he did some
I was
crazy
chatting that.
ass things, bro. I've seen Renfro do some things. Like
For
remember the
real.
Miami game where he barely caught that ball. Like he made like hella people miss and just broke. Like really, he got us to the playoffs. I was gonna say, remember what he made? I was gonna say we were driving and we needed like 70 some yards, but he got us close to where we got to
Mm.
that field goal because he broke some tackles and all kind of he did Renfro,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'll
Oh,
never
the
forget
in
him
San
for
Diego
that.
in overtime.
Yeah, I was gonna say because man, he
Oh,
broke
to
a
a
couple of
point
tackles.
overtime.
Yeah, I was like, I'll never forget
give
him
it up
for that.
for Renfro, man. He was a baller for the Raiders. That was a true
It
Raider right
was,
there, bro. He didn't
man.
talk shit. He didn't say nothing. He didn't talk no shit, bro. Even though he didn't, we didn't have no playing time. Game up, Raider, man. Hunter Renfro, give it up.
He made his little
I'm
mark,
down for
and
Hunter.
I think he's happy with doing what he's doing now, dog. Just probably be a mentor,
The,
you know, in the bench somewhere. Who knows? He might get a chance somewhere. Dog. I think he was in Carolina. Yeah, I mean, so like
the
we'll see.
epitome of how to run a China route, bro. Epitome to how to run. And
Yeah,
schooled, bro. Had Jalen Ramsey over there said that white boy is tight for the Raiders. Remember
Remember
that?
that
Kenny
part.
Moore? Remember the matchup? Like they were talking shit because Kenny Moore came up as a like rookie and he was being supposed to be like good as fuck. He made Kenny Moore fucking like you know just almost fall out of his shoes.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
up?
it
What's
was cool,
good?
man.
We got some shit
Repro was
talkers
just.
here.
I think he's just getting good. It's cool to give him some of his flowers for that. That he did what he did here. Like I think what they were saying in the chat right now is a big thing too. Like I think McDaniel's fucked up a lot of people, and Renfro was one of them.
Yeah, I think Renfro was one of them. I
Yeah,
think Derek Carr was
He
one
was
of
a
them.
what do they say? How do they say like they in war? Like what is it? Like he was a fucking he was collateral damage, bro. He was like that was like he fucking McDaniel just came in here, fucked everything up, and he was part of that collateral damage, dog. He just him, car, all kinds of motherfuckers, dog. Like just
And we
ended
haven't
up just
and we haven't got over it yet. We're still in that funk, bro. We're probably gonna have to
shit.
suffer from
Man.
McDaniel's bullshit for a little bit until we get changes. And I don't see no changes going on right.
He's
So we
like
need
a
to
he
get
was like
that
a
going,
torpedo.
bro.
He was like a torpedo sent from the Patriots, dog. I think that's what McDaniel's was, dog. He was just like a torpedo sent to fucking sink our battleship. That's what he was the whole time. Just fucked us over. You look back at his whole time here, he just fucked us over. Just literally
He almost
sabotaged.
look, he's
Fucked
right back
right
over
up.
there.
I almost
He's
bought a
right back
Renfro
over
jersey.
there.
That's good, man. Not good, man. You right back over there, gonna get that team to a Super Bowl watch.
That'd be crazy.
Hey,
Man, if New England goes to a Super Bowl before the Raiders, I'm gonna get pissed, bro.
telling you, the Patriots are
Because
not
they
far off
were
from being relevant again in the AFC East.
they're
They're really
way
not.
worse than us, bro. I don't think now. I think we gotta go. I
Well, they
think
got a
Pete Carroll's a
quarterback.
better
They
coach
got
than
the quarterback though. They got at least their quarterback that they at least they're they're settled into for the next at least year, at least 2 years, at least the very least.
Think about
They're
it.
probably settled into their quarterback.
They've got their quarterback. Ramonde Stevens is a good running back. They've got Hunter, the tight end. The biggest thing they're missing is an offensive tackle and a number one wide receiver. The defense is serviceable. They've got a shit ton of money in free agency. They're going to be relevant before you know it in the AFCs. Who they got to compete with? The Bills is it. Dolphins ain't going anywhere as long as McDaniels is still there. The Jets are trash right now. They've got nothing, you know. So I'm telling you, the Patriots are going to be back in it quicker than you think.
Well,
Hey,
I
my boy,
mean,
the sportsman, man, up all night with the Raider Nation live. What up, Raider motherfucking
it's all
Nation?
the
What's
same.
good,
I mean,
man? What's going on, man? We're gonna get with you, man. We gotta go see what's going on with this combine juice. Sportsman is with me on this Tom Brady not making an impact for the Raiders. He's with
I
me
think
on
we're
that.
gonna get a better. I think we're gonna get a picture of that though on in free agency. I think that's where you'll see his impact if there is any, if there is any, because it could be like it could be like you and Sportsman are talking about. You know what I mean? Like it could be very well that he has no impact and nobody gives a fuck what he thinks. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
so, it's like, but I think that's when the money will talk, the influence will talk. That's when we'll be able to really tell if Brady has any pull in this fucking league or whatever, or that because money we have it now. Can we get the players that we feel like we should be able to get with that money? You know what I mean? And especially with Brady's influence, I mean it should be a no brainer, right? We have the money, we got him. He's the most winningest quarterback. That should be supposedly the narrative, but we're gonna see, man. What is it like? You said the 12th is the legal tampering period. I think that's
The
what we were talking
12,
about last
no,
time.
12 is free agency.
Is okay. So it's so that's what 10 days from now.
Yeah, 10
Uh,
days.
I think this next week, a couple of days before that's a tampering. Remember,
That's why that
we
shit's
I think Low looked that up. Low looked that up.
crazy. That's gonna be crazy, man. That's gonna be a crazy time.
It's coming, man. It's coming. So we got to start getting these. We got to start talking about it. Say who we want to get. What's up? Let's trade.
Because
Let's get
just the
rid
way
of.
we're talking about, I'm one of them. That's the way we were talking shit about Telesco and all of the shit that he didn't do,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
he didn't do a lot. It's fucking Spy
I
Tech and
want to see
Brady and all of
something
this shit.
different. I want to see
Spy
something
Tech and
different.
Brady and Pete. We gotta see that fucking. We gotta see that impact 10 days from now. We gotta see
Exactly.
that shit.
I understand. You know what? Guerrero checked me the other day. Gravy. I said, "Hey, Gravy." He called me Gravy Bayless again because I was all pissed off
You
because
figure.
I found out Stafford signed up for the Rams. He goes up there and say, "Hey, bro, at least he's being aggressive. You know what I mean? At least he's being aggressive, talking to these guys already. I gave him that, and at least he got Pete Carroll and all these dudes up in there. You know what I mean? I said, "Hey, I'll give you that." So I kind of laid back on it. But every time I hear that you're hearing that is the impact of Tom Brady gonna do something, it just makes me go back to that. But then I slow down because he had an influence on getting Pete Carroll. He had an influence on getting Chip Kelly, and he's aggressive. We wouldn't be talking about we weren't talking to no with Ben Johnson even sniff our way if we didn't have Tom Brady. If would Stafford even sniff our way if we didn't have Tom Brady? Maybe with Pete Carroll, maybe Pete Carroll had an influence like that. But I know Tom Brady. If he kicking at Tom Brady's house, then that means something. So Mike checked me on that. So I was like, yeah, all right, I get you, Mike. You know what I mean? But nothing happened. So we're both right. You know what I mean? We're both right.
I mean, I just like the fact that I mean we that could be very well be the case, but I just like the fact that we're actually being the team talked to. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not cool. Like that we're getting rejected. That doesn't fucking look good at the end of the day. I think that's what probably the guys are talking about. But I just think that it's like we have a team. We're a team with some of the most money. Yeah, I mean, so people are gonna use us to leverage. I think that's always gonna be the
Are we
case.
are we getting used as leverage, Gabe? Are we getting so used to that? Are we the simps of the fucking NFL, bro? Is that what we are?
I don't think it's more Sims because I think it's more I mean, we're always in that
We got all
situation.
this money. We got all this money. We
We're
want to
always
give
in
it to
that.
you. He goes, nah, you
You
guys
know,
don't
I think we're
win. We got
always
to
in
get
that
rid of this team.
situation. We're always in the situation where we got a lot of money, or we have fucking draft picks to give up, and we're looking desperate to go get a player, of a certain type of caliber, and I think that's what happens, bro. And I think that we gotta be at the end of the day, we have to see what news comes out of this shit, bro, because we only get I think we only get what we hear. You know what I mean? Like we still haven't heard anything about anything. Like what was like because we could be. I think we will. I think if the news was that, and this is all hypothetical, but if the news was that the Rams wanted a first round pick or second round pick, I think we could all be on the same page and say like it's good that we okay. We just said, fuck it, do what you have to do with Stafford then, right? Like
Mhm.
I wasn't. Were you comfortable giving up a first round or second round pick for him? You know, like I wasn't. Much as I want,
I
much as I like
wasn't.
Stafford, as much as I like Stafford, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna shit on Stafford now because we don't have him, but I didn't want to give up no first round pick.
Man, we need a quarterback so bad like that, bro. I don't know, Gabe. I don't know. From what I'm
First,
hearing, bro, it was a pick. It was a first round pick next year. That's what I was thinking. That was the second this year and a first
I
round
don't think
next
the
year.
Rams do that shit. I don't think the Rams do that shit, bro. Like they stay without like I don't think they do that.
I would have swapped
He
picks
has a
and gave him a
better
second next year.
he has a better situation with the wide receivers over there staying. You know what I mean? He's already
They're gonna
comfortable with
get rid
those
of
dudes
Cup.
over
He
there.
got Puka. He has Puka. They're gonna get rid of Cup. I think so.
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
I,
They got
I
a
and
think
lot
they're
of
in the
young
I,
cup.
guys though. They got like
I mean,
T2
I
and
think
they're
Atwell,
and the
you know,
way,
Cup's probably going
and
to
I
go to
think they
New
have to
England,
get
by
rid
the
of
way.
Cup. I think they're gonna
Cup's
have to
going
get
to
rid of
New
Cup
England.
What
because
about Cup
Cup.
to the Raiders? What's up with that? Cup to the Raiders. What's up?
Patriots
Deep
are going to
threat.
take him. I'm telling you, Patriots are going to go for him because they wanted Higgins.
Yeah.
Higgins is off the board. They'll
But the
look at
thing is
him as the next
Higgins
best.
already got Higgins already got the tag or
they're
what?
gonna have to. Cup is going
Yeah,
somewhere because I mean it could very well be fucking New England, but he's going somewhere just because I
and
think
don't
that
forget
the
Ayuk's available now too because San Fran's looking to
Rams were
get rid of
50
If I
million,
Ayuk
was
right?
too.
Cup, I wouldn't go to
The
that.
Rams I think were
No,
50
but
million over the
someone's going
cap,
to take
so they have
him.
to get rid of something. And then they just restructured. They restructured, you know, a Stafford's contract, so maybe that puts them a little bit closer to zero, but that still puts them in the
That's
plus side. You know what
that's
I mean?
why I
So they're
thought
gonna
they were
have
going
to
to
get
have a
rid of
legit.
somebody.
That's why I
Get
thought
rid
we
of
All
were
the
going to
guys
have
somebody
are
a.
just
young
to need
though.
them. Huh?
That's why.
All their guys are young, bro. All their
Yeah,
badass players are all young dudes.
Yeah,
but their salary cap situation is not ideal though. They're over the cap.
That's probably that's
that's
probably for
why I thought we were
Stafford
going to
and
have a
Cup.
shot at
I bet you
Stafford
it's for
because
Stafford
they
and
were.
it's for Cup and
That
Cup
was the
and
whole
Stafford.
reason why it was such big news because and it seems so like such like a story because the Rams were so far above the cap. So like it was a like a feasible situation where like okay they could probably get rid of them just to maybe get even, you know what I mean, just to get their salary cap situation right. So that was always the like I think that's why it made it such a big news. But I think that he if they could have found out always the it was always to where if they could figure it out in LA, they were gonna figure it out in LA. Well, by restructuring his contract and doing that shit
Hmm.
because nobody wants to leave their situation. I think at the end of the day, like yeah, he could probably go get, but if the money's the same and you gotta and you can stay, I think he's gonna stay one like probably 90% of the time, unless he hated his situation where he wanted like if you were hearing like over and over that he wanted him out, you know what I mean? But I just think that I don't know, I never seen that. Like yeah, they were trying to like appease him and all of this shit. Like they never really threw him under the bus. They never really said you know, you never heard McVay talking shit like other coaches might, you know, throw their quarterbacks under the bus because they, you know, they want to drive a price down or whatever. Like I don't think the Rams were ever doing that. I mean, they were doing the right,
Nah,
they were doing
they're not
right
gonna
by
do that.
him.
They're not gonna
They
do
were
that
doing
to him.
right by him by letting him go see his value and all of that shit. And I think he wanted to stay at the end of the day. That's why I started off by saying I don't make too much of that shit like that situation. Too much of it. Like yeah, it looks probably bad that
Word.
we got rejected. It looks like we got rejected, but I mean, I think it was always a long shot anyway to get Stafford here.
Again, I thought we had a
You
good
remember
shot
what
at
they
him
gave up for him,
because of the cap hit that they were going to take.
and remember what they
He
gave
would
up
have
for him.
relieved that.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just don't think that the Rams are willing to not take the most that they can for him. There's no way. Like the Raiders were gonna have to give up that part too. Like I don't think a lot of people would have been comfortable when it would have been all said and done, and they would have said, "Okay, we gave up a first and a next year second or something like that." You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people would have been comfortable then.
And
So
pay
what,
for
Made, is
yeah.
that a good thing? Is that a good thing that, but rejecting free agency is everything? I think free agency is very, very important. You think it's very, very important, or you're just saying it, and
I
it
think
will
that's
be?
more important. I think that's
They're
what it's
looking at it the
more
wrong
important.
way. You think they're looking in the wrong way, free agency in a wrong way, or is that everything for him? Because I think he's right there. Free agency is important, bro. As far as the quarterback concerned, has to be. What y'all think about that? What think about that, Jason? Think free agencies are more important? Right now on win mode. Are you thinking when we win right now mode, or are we just kicking
I'm,
back and waiting?
I mean, for us, it is like because if we're gonna do anything, we got to get a quarterback first. Like that's
Yeah.
to know where we're going. We have to get a quarterback because, like, if like tomorrow they're like, oh, we get Aaron Rodgers, or you know what I'm saying, just hypothetically, then we know okay, older, all this kind of stuff, getting weapons. It's like then you know where we're going. But like as long as we don't have a quarterback and we don't know, it's hard to kind of it's hard to for one bring other players here. You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna want to come if we don't even know who our quarterback is. Yes. Like for
Yeah,
free
I think
That's
agency,
cool
free.
with the
it's
prices.
definitely because like after we get the quarterback, then we can say, okay, now let's fill the line in with whatever we got to do to get it right. Weapons. Let's get some weapons.
Now, if we don't get Shador, you guys, we don't get Shador, if we do get Shador, we don't get somebody in free agency. Are we thinking rebuild now? Are we thinking that? Because I don't think Pete Carroll has the time for that. I don't think he wants to do that
Mhm.
rebuild
Win
mode.
now is
I
his
don't think
mode is
so
win
either
now.
because
It
if you
has to be.
go because the mere fact that like I've seen too many teams already start winning in their first even in their first season with rookie quarterbacks. We might not like some of us might like because I think it's a split. Like I believe that Shador could do it. You know what I mean with the right weapons around him. Like say like that's why I'm saying you go get a DK, you go get a one of these top running backs in the draft. You know what I mean, and then you get a good tackle in in free agency, and you get somebody like a top corner or a top just like that's what I'm
We need a
saying. Like
guard. It's a guard we need.
either way, like
Most
I think
likely.
like either way, like if you get say you get a top guard, not a top tackle, you get a top guard. You know what I mean? I just think that like you put those weapons around the Shador. It's always been to me like a lot of these guys fail, and I've talked about this I think since we started this podcast. Like a lot of these first round picks fail because they're not put in the right situation. I mean, you have
Mhm.
Bowers, you know what I mean? You have Jacoby Myers. If you go address it and you go get a receiver and you get a running back, let's say in the third round, Shador, I think can start. Like, there's no reason why this would be a rebuild at that point. You know what I mean? I think we're ready. Like not maybe not ready for Super Bowl year one, but like what I mean? Who knows? Because the sky's the limit because you put him in the right situation with the best tight end in the league, and then you know what I mean. You get one of these top wide receivers in the free agency. Like I think we could be really good.
Mhm.
I don't think we have to. I don't think it's more of and especially with the experience that Pete has. I just
So
think
you're
that
not down
it's.
for no rebuild. You ain't down for no rebuild.
I just think that we have enough ammo this off season that if we play our cards right, regardless if we draft Shador Sanders at 6, it doesn't have to be a rebuild. Like there's
Okay.
so much money involved, and then like that, if we put the right pieces around Shador, I think he could be just as good as one of these other, quarterbacks that maybe not at the same, maybe like because Jaden Daniels is fucking that dude was special, last year, but I just don't see the like where I remember clearly the noise around CJ Stroud when he was entering the draft. It's a different story after his first year because he was so successful. But I remember the stories that were going into the draft. You know what I mean? Where when CJ Stroud was saying that like he was slipping, that
All
he
lights.
wasn't going to be worth the top 5 pick, and all of this shit. Like I could just see that same news around Shador. You know what I mean? And then so that's why I'm saying like I don't want to compare player to player, but it's the news around those players are similar. Where Shador seems to be, kind of falling right now, and other quarterbacks seem to
Mhm.
be, moving up. And like we've seen how how good some of these rookies have been. How many even just reached the playoffs in the last couple of years? Rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Now, is it the better option to go on with the running back and I mean a quarterback a rookie as is? Because do we think that AOC will beat out now that we have to bring AOC in this mix because AOC is gonna compete with Shador Sanders and Shador Sanders is supposedly pro ready. So when are we? Do we see the situation where Shador Sanders? If Shador Sanders can't beat out AOC, what are we gonna think about this dude, or what are we gonna say? But I'm pretty
Shador
confident
Sanders
that
can
Shador
be.
Sanders.
I'm confident.
If he can't beat out AOC, then my point is made
We
as to
won't
why I don't
know.
want him.
Wait, I'll just put it this way: if we don't, we won't know if he can't beat ILC because they'll never make that known. If even if he is not playing up to AOC level, like if we draft Shador at 6, he's starting. And because if
You
it's
think
him
it's
and
like that? You
AOC,
think it's like that with
if
all
it's him
these
and AOC,
AOC fans,
if we
bro?
don't go, if we don't address, if it just stays like that, AOC and Shador, and we draft Shador at 6, Shador will have so much, pressure. He's gonna start the game one. I don't see AOC where he'll be the quarterback on day one, bro. I just don't see like they'll be that'll be a bit like it'll just be so much that would look so bad, I think. Or that'll be like so bad already on day one. They'll start hyping Fedora up from day
If
one that
Shador
like
Sanders, if then I'm right. Then Shador when we pick Shador at 6, he has to start, bro. I don't.
yeah.
Is that what they're
If no,
thinking? Is that
he
what they're
doesn't have
thinking?
to start. I don't think it's a have to start if it's like say they go get like a Justin Fields. Because then I
But
think
I think it's
then I
think
think
that's a wasted pick, bro. It's a wasted pick at that. We rather get a guy that's gonna make an impact right now. If we want to win right now, get an impact player in this draft that'll do something right now.
yeah, but Justin Fields is not a sure thing. That's why because if you go get a Justin Fields, that's why I'm saying you go get a Justin Fields. I still think you're still in the business of quarterback. You're still in the business of quarterback because Justin Fields is not as much as we could say like, oh, he's not been in the right situation or anything like that. He hasn't proved anything. So Justin Fields is still a unproven quarterback in this league. So it's like we're still in the business of quarterback. So that's
Okay,
why
let's get
like
off Justin Field. What about Russell Wilson?
he's older. You
'Cause I
still could
think
go quarterback.
I think
He only has
you think
what two,
Shador
3 years
Sanders
left too.
you think Shador Sanders will beat out Russell Wilson?
In not year one.
So we're gonna pick 6 a quarterback and then make him sit when he's pro ready.
I think,
Mm.
but that's why I'm saying though, like that's why we gotta wait till free agency because if you go get a quarterback like those guys, then you don't go quarterback at 6. I think you go quarterback maybe later. I think you're still in business of quarterback, but you're probably not in the business of quarterback at 6. You probably go quarterback at 30, 38 or 39, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's just that like it all depends on free agency, bro. Like I just think it
So
all
for
depends on what type of caliber quarterback you get at free agency, or if you even address that position at all, because it could leave us
He- he-
desperate and actually put
Here's
us in the situation where we have to trade up. You know what I mean? Because we can leave
I don't want to
if we
be
don't
like
address anything at free agency, then it can leave us desperate to the point where
I'm not
we
trading
probably
up.
have
Fuck
to
that.
trade up.
Why?
Go ahead.
why.
Why would
Because
we have to
I'm
trade
just saying,
up?
because if we don't go address the quarterback position at all, and you're stuck with AOC,
Well,
then
I'm going to solve the
we might get
quarterback issue
desperate.
right now, and it's going to be money involved. So Russell Wilson, his market value 2 years, 77 million. So he wants 38 mil. Okay.
Mm.
Justin Fields. Now I'm not in favor of Justin Fields, but for the money, I would do it. His market value is 1 year at a 6.4 mil. I would take the flyer on Justin Fields
That's what I'm
just
saying.
because
That
of
But
how much.
that's a Pittsburgh lets him go. Pittsburgh's looking at that too. Pittsburgh's saying, all right, I can
He's a
get this
free
guy for
agent.
$1 million. He's
He's
younger.
a free agent. He's a free agent.
Yeah,
They can't tag him because they're going to tag him by tomorrow. Tomorrow's the
they can
deadline for
tag him.
tagging free
I wouldn't
agents.
tag him and pay him 40 million like quarterbacks are getting paid if you're supposed to get
that's
a
the thing too.
million.
Like that's what I'm saying.
But
Like if
but
that's
say
his
they
value,
don't.
imagine that's
He's a
his
free
value.
agent. There's nothing holding him
Yeah.
to Pittsburgh. He's
That's what I'm saying. If you
unrestricted.
imagine that's his value, that does not that does for sure doesn't like scare you away from getting a quarterback still at 6. If that's the money you're investing in a quarterback, you're
It kind
still
No,
of
I
going to
wouldn't.
try
kind
to
of feels
most
like we're
likely
stuck.
get
It kind of feels like we're stuck at
I would.
6 if Shador's there or Cam's there to pick the dude. You know what I mean? It
I
kind of
wouldn't
feel
pick
like we
them,
have to.
but I wouldn't pick.
I
I
think
wouldn't
it's
As
pick
is,
smart
this.
if
I
one of
wouldn't.
those
good.
guys are there.
If
I
hear
just
me
think
out.
it's smart if
If
one of those guys are there. Go get those guys at 6.
no, fuck that.
Like
If
we need a
if you
young quarterback.
if you take
Do you
Fields,
think that?
say we
Do you
get
think that's
Fields
an
in free
aggressive move?
agency, I would then trade out of that number 6 spot, fall back to 12, trade it to the Cowboys, give them first crack, and just accumulate draft picks. You'll get a quarterback later on that you
If
know
we
you
get
could
who?
possibly work with. What do you mean?
Fields.
Like
We
If we
drop
before
get
down
the
to
Fields
20,
draft?
and
man. We trade with the
No, no,
If we
you're
get
Cowboys. Move
saying
down
Fields,
to
we
12.
trade back. You trade
if we
back
pick up Fields,
if we pick up Fields, you trade back.
yep.
I'm not that
If
confident in Fields to trade back though. Yeah, like that's
why
what I'm
not?
saying. I'm
Everybody
not.
wants him. I mean, you feel more confident with Shador starting over Fields?
I don't.
I'd rather take
I
Fields.
like
At least
Fields
he's been there.
because he could probably be effective in this offense. But do I believe in Fields? Like he has done nothing for me to believe in Fields. Like no. Like I'm not
Trust
ready
me.
to. I'm not ready to
I'm
say.
Yeah,
I'm not ready
I'm
to
one of the
say like.
biggest non-fans
what
of
it's
Fields.
boiling down
Trust me.
to, if we pick Shador at 6, the dude has to play. He has to start.
I don't think so.
So
I
if
don't think
let's put it
so.
this way,
Especially
if in free
especially
agency
with
we pick
Brady's
up
remarks.
Fields, we pick up Fields in free agency and comes pick at number 6,
Rodrigo, what's up, man? How you
And
doing, bro?
Mason Graham is there at 6 or Shador Sanders, guess what? I'm taking Mason Graham because I know that's an immediate impact. That's a guy that's going to play right away.
Mm,
But the
Sanders is
Raiders are
either
good.
going to
The Raiders need a quarterback. We need a quarterback too, though. And you know
you
what? I
get
would
one
agree
later on.
with you, Jeff. But the quarterback issue, that the
This isn't
Stafford
the draft to take a quarterback. I'm
Stafford
sorry,
was
other
the
than
best
Carr.
option we could get.
Exactly.
Stafford's better than Fields. Stafford's
Oh,
better than all these
100%.
other guys. You know, he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I would have took Stafford over Aaron Rodgers. I would have took him over Fields, any of these dudes. But it's either going to have to be a drastic breaking news trade that we have to do with these quarterbacks, or it's going to have to be one of these guys that are free agents, or we're going to have to get a quarterback at 6 and deal with it and take it in the freaking chin and say, hey, is this dude gonna blossom like Jaden Daniels and take us to the next level,
hey, but
or are we gonna?
Brady's already on record saying that he wants his quarterbacks to be able to sit a year anyway.
Well,
But
the other option, here's
he
the
could
other
say
option.
that
Tom Brady goes on.
bro. But what if he's kicking ass, bro? What if he's kicking ass in
What do
training
you mean?
camp
What if
and
he's taking
beating
that? The thing
everybody?
is that he says he feels like these quarterbacks are always getting rushed into position anyway. Like they're
He
not
has said that.
sitting back and
But
learning
no,
the
but
NFL
everybody's
game.
not Tom Brady. Everybody's not Tom Brady. He had to wait.
But
So why
he
does
has
everybody
the
have to wait?
keys to he has the keys right now to the franchise. So he's going to have a big say so in that though.
I
Like if he
think that's a
wasn't had
mistake.
if
That'll be a
How,
mistake.
if
how
Brady
about
wasn't
this?
the part owner of this team, then that would be a fucking non-issue. But what he says in the media now has going to have a lot of weight because, especially if, in that case, when he's saying he like when you're saying when you're a part owner of a team and you're saying that you want like your best for your that what you think that the problem is for some of these young quarterbacks is that they don't succeed because they don't be able to sit for a year. I just feel like Brady's gonna do everything in his power to be like if he could get a veteran quarterback, he's gonna feel comfortable with regardless if whoever he picks at 6 to sit for a year because Brady's already on record saying that. That's all I'm saying. Like because he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be shy away and like I don't think he's gonna care what anybody says that like he picked him at 6, he should play. But like I think Brady's already on record saying that like he rather a quarterback sit because that he feels like that's always to the better of the developing of the quarterback.
I think Brady should have said that. He shouldn't have said that.
I mean,
Because
the other
Lador
option
Sanders
is
pick six, and he
Brady.
has to play, bro. He has to
Brady
play.
takes Brady takes a leave of absence from Fox TV, transfers his shares over to a legal team to hold on to him or the ownership, comes out of retirement, plays quarterback for a year or two, put a rookie behind him to groom. We don't lose any
What's
draft picks.
up?
We take a pick and we go from there.
There you go. Next thing you know, Deion Sanders the coach.
How's that for out of the box?
I don't
Deion
know, man.
Sanders the head coach. Pete Carroll
I mean,
gets
it's as
fired
about as
first season.
it's it's about as wild as some of the other ideas other people have come up with. Trust me.
I just think it
Not
all
saying you
depends.
guys.
What's
I'm
up?
talking.
What's
About
up
ten
with
days
my
from now.
boy
It all
Raider
depends 10 days from now.
Loon the Tick? What's up, Raiders allegiance? Good to see you, man. You at work
Unless
tonight?
we
What's
get
going on, bro? How you
Sam Darnold, unless we go get, I don't want this, but unless we go
Oh, I'm
get
not
Sam
spending that kind of
Darnold
money.
or unless we go get Sam Darnold or the guy, I don't want that. But and we go get to him or because that's going to be a big investment too. I don't think that's where that scares us away from going maybe quarterback at 6
Hmm.
because of the amount of investment. But or if we trade for a quarterback, say like we make this blockbuster trade for a quarterback, that's the only way I don't go quarterback at 6 for me. That's just me. Like but
Haley
because
Lichtenstein is on
for
my
Sam
side. He
Donald?
agrees.
For
if
Sam
you go
Donald.
get Rodgers, if you go get Rodgers, if you go get Fields, if you go get Russell Wilson, like any of those guys, I'm not content on saying, okay, here are the keys, you're gonna be the next guy, and we're not gonna worry about another quarterback. No, like I'm still very heavily probably going quarterback at 6. Unless that like we're so ready, then we think that this quarterback could probably win. You know what I mean? Like, cause that one piece, it maybe it's fucking the receiver from Arizona or Mason Graham, whoever it is. But there's no way I go off of 6 quarterback. Like, unless it's like the amount of investment in Darnold, or we go make a blockbuster trade because anybody else is probably not going to cost that much with like Fields situation, or like Rodgers or Russell Wilson. Those guys are old to the point that doesn't scare you away from going to quarterback at 6 either. I
Yeah,
don't see that.
Carroll and
That's why
What you guys think
Spagnuolo
about
have
that? What you
gone and
guys think about that? What you
fixed
guys
both
think about
QBs,
that?
but they're
What you
also
think about
known
that?
for trading back and obtaining more
Who?
picks too. Remember that?
Who is?
Spy Tech and especially Pete Carroll. You look back at his past
Pete
drafts in
Carroll, yeah.
Seattle, he very
Is he?
seldom
Does he?
moved forward in the draft. He always went back and accumulated a shit ton of picks, and also trades for players a lot in the draft too. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. Because
that's
if
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
this
A
guy coming in as the
blockbuster
coach and
trade
he knows that he's on
will
borrowed
come.
time as the head coach, so
What up,
he's in as
Ernest?
the
How you
head
doing,
coach.
buddy?
He's on borrowed time. If you're not going to let him shop basically for what he needs to cook, then what's the sense of having him here? If you're going to hamstring him where he can't go after certain players or make certain decisions, and you're going to base it all on what Brady wants to do, that's not the right decision either. The owner still needs to kind of stay out of it a little bit. You need to leave it up to your GM and to your head coach. Because if the head coach is not comfortable with bringing somebody in, you're already starting off on a bad foot. And the coach is already going to have animosity towards the ownership and vice versa, because the coach isn't doing what they want and the coach isn't bowing to them and doing what they want. You got to let him pick who he wants. You got to let him make the decisions. You can't be sitting there
I would
saying, "Well,
I
because
would
Tom Brady's
agree,
this,"
but if it
you
was
know.
somebody else that hired these guys, like if it was like a former regime that hired and like Brady was barely stepping in to this, but
Karen,
Brady
damn.
had I think Brady had his fingers in that too, where he had to say so in this in that who was getting hired at GM in Spy Tech, who was gonna get like he had a big say so in bringing Pete Carroll in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
So
you
I
got to
think
remember
that,
Brady's still a
but that's
rookie
what
at
I'm saying.
this.
Like I think
Brady's
that's
a
probably what
rookie
was
again.
talked about. But I think that's
He's
what
a
was
rookie
talked
owner.
about.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what was talked about. Okay, I'm hiring you guys, but you guys know I'm the end all be all here right here right now because I'm
And there's
the
no
you
way
know
around that either, Jeff. It doesn't matter if he's
No, I
a
know.
rookie owner. There's no way around that, bro.
The only guy that's in place right now that is not a rookie is Pete Carroll. Spytek's a rookie at his position. Um, Pete Carroll is not a rookie in his position. He knows
You
how to
can't
build
say
a
a
team.
rookie owner, bro. You can't.
well, you've heard
Yeah,
of
you
already a
can't
lot
Oh,
say
of
he is.
people
that.
He's a
say that.
first time.
But
He's
you've
never
already
dealt
heard a
with
lot
it.
of people say that he's the de facto type of GM. Much I don't think so. I think Spytek's gonna do his thing. I think Spytek's gonna do his thing. I think Spytek's enough. I think he's enough like experienced in this league to where he's gonna do his thing. But some people are already saying that he's a de facto GM. You know what I mean? Like it's really, could probably gonna most likely be, you know, that's why it's his best friend. It's his college roommate. You know what I mean? Spike Texas, his college roommate, sat behind him at Michigan. You know what I mean? Was the guy that talked him into going to Tampa Bay and all of this shit. So you know all the history between him and Brady. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why some people point to that fact that like the real GM really is probably Brady and Spike Tech has the title. I don't think that. I think Spike Tech's enough experience that he's gonna do his thing in the draft and in free agency, but it helps that Brady's going to have. I think it's going to help with some of his influence more in free agency than the news that we've talked about with like Ben Johnson, supposedly that rejection, and then the recent news with Stafford. Like, I think it's more going to
Well,
be
here's
the influence is going to be more
here's
seen
the
10 days from now.
Wait a sec, Tom. Here's the other downside on that, because the more Brady gets involved and gets his hands into it, then he's really going to kind of be no better than Jerry
Strike
Jones.
down, boy.
You gotta let your coaches coach. You gotta let your coaches pick the players they want because
I
it's
think
their
Jerry
system.
Jones.
It's
But what
their
is
neck
Jerry
on the
Jones
line.
more? What is Jerry Jones more? I think Jerry Jones and Al Davis. What was the more criticism on them later on? Because I think they're just aging out of the game. I think that's not the
Yeah,
problem with Brady. That
yeah,
wouldn't
but
be the
Jerry Jones
problem
has
with
been like that
Brady
from day one,
in
though.
this. No, but not Al Davis. And that was Al Davis's, big criticism at the end of his year. You know, what I mean, at the end of his year, that he was being,
I mean,
he
come
was
on, let's
being,
let's face it. He didn't
aged
make some
out.
smart moves when he was still cognitive, too. Either remember that.
Yeah, but he was still worried about 70s football into the 2000s. You
Correct,
know what I mean? So
correct.
it's
But
like the thing is that people, and that was a lot of people's narrative. You know what I mean? Like that he was being aged out of football. He was still trying to be, just get the fastest guys at the combine and all this stuff. So it's like I don't think that's gonna be Brady's, type of thing. Like Brady's not gonna be aged out. Maybe that'll be down the line, but I think he's enough in tune with this game. You know what I mean? That that probably wouldn't be an issue till later on down the line. I mean, because
yeah,
I think that's because I mean, Jerry Jones since day one, we could say that, but he has 5 championships. He has 5 Super Bowls. You know what I mean? So it's like that.
Yeah,
He obviously knew something about football in the
yeah,
'90s.
no, you see, he said he has an impact on this team. He has a say on what the team. He can be a 5% owner as far as the
10%
business
owner.
as ownership. He has
it's that
decisions.
Mark
He's a
Davis
decision
gave
maker
him.
for the team.
Yeah, Mark Davis gave him the power to make
He's
the
a decision
decisions.
maker of this team. 5% is 5%, but that's 5% of a multi-billion-dollar business.
Bro, I
Yeah,
would wish I had a half a percent, half of
Half a
like one
percent, you're
percent.
making half a percent. You're making several hundreds of thousands.
I'll
Half a
take
percent
zero.
is
I'll
making
take
hundreds
0.01.
of thousands of dollars a year, bro. You're getting a percentage. You're getting half a percent of everything that's sold in a stadium. Everything that do with that the team. You're getting some piece of that shit.
Caron,
Shit,
did
I'll
you
just
just
take.
say Jerry Jones has
I'll.
3 Super Bowls and not 5?
Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
yeah. I guess when he was an owner, he took over 3 of them. But
Yeah,
was he the
I,
owner on all 5? I don't know. I'm not
no,
Dallas fans. So I gotta ask my
no.
wife for that shit.
Because
I don't
Dallas
know.
won in
Yeah,
the 70s.
I don't know. I mean,
Shit,
still three Super
Oh
Bowls.
yeah,
I
think
I
That's
Landry. I
take
think
one.
still three
Landry won
Super
two
Bowls,
of
right?
those.
I take 1% of just the merchandise for the Raiders, and I'll be happy.
Bro, I'll take five. I'll take 1% of the parking. I'll take 1% of the parking and live off that shit. I don't give a
That's why I'm saying that.
shit.
But like Jerry had his time. You know, Jerry had his time as a great owner, regardless if he was like the owner that took over everything. You know what I mean? Like we could criticize him now, I think, because of his decisions now that he's in his older age. But
Yeah, Jerry
I
Jones
think
took
nobody's
over in
criticize.
'89.
I think nobody will criticize his decisions in the '90s. That's all I'm saying. Like as much as people do still like with the Jimmy Johnson shit, because you know Jimmy Johnson had wanted a little bit too much control and all of that shit. But he still, you know what I mean? Like as much as he was a hands-on owner, he got 3 championships, right? He got 3 Super Bowls. So at one point
Well, in all
he would probably be
honesty,
considered the best owner at that time.
those 3 Super Bowls came from one trade, and that was the Herschel Walker trade. That set them up for those 3 Super Bowls because the amount of draft capital they got off of that was huge. That's what built the team. That's what brought in
But we're
Michael
over.
Irvin. That's what brought in Emmett Smith. That's what built that offensive line. That's what brought in guys like
Hey,
Novacek, Bruce
yeah,
Johnson.
Yeah, but we
EC.
still those moves, those
Answer me
guys
then.
still had to be brought in. Like those guys, like you said, those guys. That's what brought in this guy. That's what brought in this guy. And we're saying how Jerry Jones was that like that since day one. So if he was like that since day one and he had his hands on everything, he was the guy that brought those guys in. You know what I mean? So like that's what I'm
Let's
Yeah,
saying. Like
let's
that's what I'm
answer.
saying.
Let's answer EC's question right here, 'cause I think he's kind of
it's
confused
an
what we
easy.
said
Yeah, it's an
about
easy answer.
because what it is that yes, Mark Davis is the owner, but we're talking about the football aspect of it. Every owner
Mark only
in
owns 40%.
every owner is has brings good football people around them. An owner is not an employee of the
And Mark is not the owner. His
His
Al
mom
Davis's
is the
Mother,
wife
owner.
Al
his
Davis's
mom.
wife,
His
which is his
mom is the
mom,
owner.
is the owner. He's not the owner, and they're 40% owners. And then there's a bunch of other owners. Brady's one of
Other
them.
owner.
He's a 10% owner. There's other owners there's other groups that are on there too. And he's a 40% owner, which he has the highest stock in the company. So he's
In the
considered
Raiders. In
that
the
family
Raiders.
is considered the owners, majority owners.
But
But they're not.
but Tom Brady is an owner that knows about football, and he's the type guy that you would put in the executive roles, but he's an owner, so he uses Tom Brady as an owner to make decisions. You could do that. You can say,
Hmm.
"Hey, Tom, you're an owner. You're not. Like Tom Brady. Mark Davis is not the boss of Tom Brady. They're business partners. That's
Hmm.
what they are. They're business
Not only
partners. Is
that,
that
you,
Mark
you
Davis just
think
has a
you think Mark Davis would have
eh,
sold him that part of that team to him if he didn't want somebody like that to like take over those
yeah, he
type of
brought him in
situations?
there. He brought
He
him in there.
wants
He
him
said,
for
"You're
that.
making decisions for
Just,
this team because you're
just
Tom Brady. You got to make an impact. Everybody loves you in the NFL. Let's go. I want my team to be better. You do it. You do
first
it.
of all, Mark
I don't
Davis has
have a
already admitted
I
he
don't have a
doesn't know shit
president
about
of
football.
operations.
Exactly,
All I have is a
exactly.
GM. I have a GM and Tom Brady and a head coach. That's what you guys make all the decisions. Tom
Yeah,
Brady
so
writes the checks. Tom Brady probably will have the decision saying, "You want this guy? He wants $70 million
Bro,
dollars. You want 50 million." He'll say, "I don't want to pay that."
how old is
And
Carol
then that's
Davis?
it.
She's like in her 90s, right? Carol Davis.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's
She's like
90
in her
something
90s.
now.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then Mark is already older,
he's in his
kids,
70s, 60s.
has no
Yeah, he's got
kids.
nothing.
So it's like
So
they're
eventually, this
looking
team
for a
will not be
successor.
owned by a
They're
Davis
looking
family
for a
member.
successor. You know what I mean? So it's like people have to get ready for that too. And this could be the start of that, bro. Like Brady's probably the start of that shit. To be honest, like as much as people want to hate on that shit and all that shit, I hated Brady for fucking years. But
I
at
still
the,
hate
the
him.
mere fact of the matter is that we might have to live with this motherfucker for the rest of our fucking lives if we want to be Raider fans.
Mhm.
See, here's how you got to look at this. So this is Mark Davis right here, him and his mom, 40%. Here's all the other guys over here. So they're the smaller percentage, basically. So what Mark Davis does is he says, listen, I'm taking my 40% and I'm, as the majority controlling owner at this point, I'm giving Tom Brady full control of player personnel. So basically, Tom Brady's like senior VP of player personnel and coaching. Yeah, so that's pretty much
He's a
how
senior
that's
president.
senior
He's an
president.
owner.
That's what you got to look at. He's
His
put in
title is
charge of
owner.
that aspect of it.
I'm just saying,
So
like,
Tom Brady is making all the football decisions from a
Yeah.
owner standpoint, and then it trickles down from him to Spytek and then to Pete
It doesn't
Carroll.
matter if he's 5%, 1%.
Yeah,
He gave Mark Davis
but,
gave him the
but Mark
responsibility to
Davis,
run the
correct.
football team.
Mark Davis
and you
as
hear
the
Mark say
majority
it.
owner has that right to do that because there ain't nobody
Exactly,
that can
exactly. And you
overrule
hear
him.
the majority owners saying that expect Brady to be more involved in this too. Like you hear the majority
Yeah.
owners saying that. You know what I mean? So it's like obviously he's giving them that. He's giving them that. You know that responsibility. It's not like Brady's going in there and like demanding it. Like I think that's always kind of been the reason why Mark wanted Brady to buy into the team anyway. Like it's been a ongoing situation for like a year, over a year, right? Over a
Yeah.
year situation where Brady was fighting the NFL or like the owners to approve it and all of that shit. So like
He didn't get approved until like the week before the season started.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's always been the in like Mark's like in mind to like for somebody to take over like these everyday activity type stuff. You know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you
So it's
right
like
now, if Brady would have been named an owner like say a year ago at this time, I guarantee we wouldn't have made the same moves that we made last year in the off season, like free agent moves, draft picks. That would have been a completely different team. He would have made some different decisions.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You see, it doesn't
Uh,
matter. He's the dictator of this
mhm.
organization right now, and that's
man,
where
4 hours
we know that.
strong, gravy. 4 hours strong, gravy.
All the Raider fans know that Tom Brady's running this shit, and then that's it.
And
He's not an employee. He's not an employee of the Raiders, bro. Pete Carroll's an
he's
employee of
owner.
the Raiders. He's an owner.
I think,
So
you know, as much as we
Pete
want to
Carroll
hate
has
on
to
Brady
listen to
too,
what Pete Carroll has to listen to
no,
what
like
Tom
no,
Brady
that too
says.
though, Brady, like that too, gravy though. I think we overblow that too though. Like I think that Brady's smart enough to know how much Pete Carroll's experience is important too. Like I think he's going to respect what Pete says in that room. That's why he hired him.
Yeah, he has to.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not. I think we overblow that. Like, oh, like
No, 'cause
Pete's going to listen to like to Pete to like to Brady. You know, I think that's one of the main reasons why Brady kind of hired him. You know what I mean? Like, was a actually part. I'm not gonna say he hired him because it was a process, probably whatever, like whatever you want to call it. But I
I
think
want
that's
to answer
why, like,
that question too,
you
just
know, I
for
think
limited coming with the knowledge.
Pete is going to like he's going to respect what Pete says at the end of the day too.
yeah.
You're gonna take that into account. You know what I mean? Like, I think, and it's gonna be because Pete knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so and I
won
hope Brady does
championship.
too.
Yeah.
Because Brady is
It,
new. This is new for Brady. This is all new for Brady, unless
mhm.
he knows what he's doing. But I know Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Raiders
if
allegiance,
yeah,
used to
Loom,
I
what
say
owner
that all
does
the
no
time. I say
football.
that all the time, bro.
It,
not
that
many.
that's
People
why
around him.
that's like Paul Allen's sister. Okay, she owns the Seahawks. She never played, but that's why you have a GM. That's why you have these other guys in the
Presidents,
front office,
presidents,
that
and things like
handle
that.
that.
Yeah,
That's why Mark Davis did what he did. He was making some of these decisions prior to, and they were horrible
fucking up.
decisions. So he's
He
finally
fucking up.
smartened up and said, "Listen, Brady's now part owner. I'm going to give him the reins to handle it because he's a football guy. He's played the sport. He knows what it takes to win. Definitely does. I'm not going to dispute that. I lived for years with him here in New England, and I hate him. You know, but I understand
Hey,
that if this team's going to get better, it's going to be him helping us. There's no two ways about it. Because if it kept going with Mark Davis making the decisions, we'd be stuck in mediocrity until the day he passed. It just would be miserable.
I'll be
You
like,
think
I
we're
hate him as a
miserable now
player.
after this
I
past
hated him as a
season?
player. And I hope I love him as an owner.
I've said it before.
Yeah,
If even if
let's
he
go.
walked into
Let's
my
go.
room right now, I'd still punch him in the face at least once.
That's
Hey,
what I'm
yo,
saying.
check
I
this
hated
out.
him. He was like probably the player I hated the most up until like probably Patrick Mahomes. But like he
Living
probably the
in
player
New
that I
England's
hated
been
the
tough.
most. And like, but as much as that is, like I will love him as a fucking owner if he fucking brings us a Super Bowl dog. Like, and
Hey,
you know
you
what I
know
mean?
what?
Like
Bring me a Super Bowl, and I'll guess what? I'll let bygones be bygones. You did good
for
for us.
real.
No,
Vegas for the
all four
That's
of
what
us
it's
gonna
gonna
be.
take.
All four of us
That's
gonna.
what it's gonna
All
take,
four of us
Brady.
gonna be. All four of us gonna be in Las Vegas at the parade, tipping over fucking police cars and lighting
yeah.
fires everywhere, getting high in front of the public. That's what we're gonna be doing. The next Super Bowl victory. That's
That's
what
what
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
do
take, Brady, for these Raiders all the Raiders to be on your side, bro. Because
at the
we're gonna have
parade.
to live
At the
with you.
parade, I'll
We're
be
gonna
there.
have to live with you for sure. That I
Dude,
can guarantee you. Like we're most likely gonna have to for sure live with it. You know what I mean? For a damn long time. But
Philly
until you
thought
win
their
that
city got
Super
torn
Bowl,
down when they won the Super Bowl. Oh my God, Vegas
until
is going
you
to be
win that Super Bowl,
destroyed.
then we can let bygones be bygones.
I'm
But
gonna
until
be
that,
there,
Think
there's
man.
about
Let's
it.
always
go.
gonna be
Let's
hate.
go do
There's
that.
always gonna be hate right here until
Think
that
about it,
happens.
because you're gonna have all the people.
Me,
You're gonna have
Jason,
everybody.
me, Jason, uh, Jeff B leading the way, Gabe B the linebacker, me, I'll be in way in the back, and then we over there be all jacked up, tipping
Think
police
about
cars
it.
over,
If the Raiders win the Super Bowl, not only are you gonna have
lighting
everybody from
fires
Oh
Las
yeah.
everywhere,
Vegas that
bro.
is a fan, you're gonna have
My
everybody
lighter be
coming
burning
from
my
Oakland.
hand.
You're gonna have everybody coming from LA, and then from everywhere else in this country converging on Las Vegas. You ain't gonna find a place to stay. There's gonna be so many goddamn people there because they're gonna come out of the fucking woodwork, and that city's gonna be torn to pieces. My
Check
God.
out, check out lunatic, man. My
I'm
girl cheated on me. I forgave her if she hit the
saying
lotto and gave me half.
exactly. Like if that's what I'm saying. If
Lunatic with
everything
the
is like
badass humor.
he's basically saying everything is forgivable. So like if you win us a chip, I'll forgive you, motherfucker. I
That's what
forgive
it
you, Brady.
pertains
Hmm.
to. They say a little twisted, kind of twisty real quick, bro. But you know what? Gabe was right. We are 4 hours. This is the longest Raider Nation live show that we've ever had. It was suspected. It had to be.
I
Gravy's on
took him
here.
by like 2 hours and shit. See,
Yeah, you did it. And it's time. And with regret,
I gotta go work early too. Fuck,
Gravy
but I was
gotta
drunk,
go to
man.
work tomorrow. Gravy gotta go to work tomorrow. And I haven't had my torta yet, bro. So I
Uh-huh.
gotta get my torta.
Back to
And I need
work
some
for
more
Brady.
weedy. I need to do some
Yeah,
weedy feed. I'm gonna be over there with them badass kids. So look forward to
back
that.
to work,
But
baby.
gotta go over there.
The new improved gravy, huh?
And do
RoboCop
improve
gravy.
gravy. They're
Oh
gonna
no,
get
no,
it. They're gonna get a little whiff of this young whippersnapper now. Be over
no.
there,
RoboCop
long
gravy.
stroking over there.
Hey, Jason,
What?
Gravy, and
Uh,
myself. Think about it. We've done about 10 hours worth of live shows today because we did six
Oh,
hours earlier
I've done
today.
about 30 in about 4 days. 30,
Yeah.
30.
Oh
I had a
yeah.
seven
I've done
hour
some
Ooh,
live
shit.
by myself, Gabe. Did you see that? I had a
remember
7 hour live,
man,
bro.
you remember those fucking the COVID days?
Yeah, we did be on here for almost
Mhm.
20 hours, bro. We'd be in there. And then we'll go to the Discord when it was done with and talk more shit for about 5 hours. That was
Yeah,
fun,
Those
bro.
yeah.
That
COVID
was
days,
fun.
I mean, you were locked in the house, shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing else to
But
fucking
anyways,
do.
hey man, we're gonna end this Raider Nation live show.
Okay, I gotta go work.
I want to thank Gabe for popping up. I was worried about him, and want to thank Jeff as always. And Raider
No
Nation
problem.
Jason was our guest on the show for the original guest. Tell him what you're about, Jason, man, so the people can know, man. Let them know what's up.
Well, besides long walks on the beach, you know what I'm saying? It's Raider ball, man. Very passionate about this Raider football. We got a lot of good stuff coming. We got the
SoCal South Side.
combine, so we're gonna definitely see what we do in free agency. You guys will be seeing me. I'm gonna try to do a live a day. You know what I'm saying? So just get used to seeing me. If you don't know me already, for the ones that already know, appreciate y'all. And I'll be with Turf. I think tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I think 6 or 7. I think it's 7 though. But yeah, I'll be there with Turf tomorrow, and I'll see you gentlemen for sure later on too. Gabe, good to see you too,
Yes,
bro.
sir. You man. Tell them what you're about, Jeff. See what's up, bro.
I just posted in the comments. That's the Booster
Tell
Club's
us.
clothing store.
Tell us.
Can you hear me?
We have any
Yeah,
moderators
I
in the
hear
chat?
you. I hear you, bro.
We have any
Uh,
moderators in the chat? Try to can you post
um,
that link for us, please?
the only thing I got coming up right now this week is Wednesday night, the Raider Connection. It's myself, Jay from Just Raiders Baby, LV Raider 10, and Leo from Cheetah Linus. We go on at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific, and then Thursday night it's myself and LV Raider 10 doing Raiders Coast to Coast.
Man,
Same
all I
time
was
frame.
Go ahead,
So
Jeff. I'm sorry.
That's all right. If you go to that website that I posted, that's the Booster Club merchandise site. So that does not go to me. That's all for the club itself. So it's not
There
anything
it is,
that
right
I
there.
pocket. That's completely for the Booster Club. We got T-shirts, challenge coins, these winter hats, baseball caps, uh, the magnets, which are these with the QR
There you
code on
go.
them too.
That's cool.
So go
Tubby
check it
got
out.
well. Tubby's in there. I'm gonna make
So,
all lives my moderator, bro. This is my show right here. Cool Kev, you want to be a moderator? Let me know what's up. Tubby, that's it. Tubby go block your ass quick. You talk shit to Gravy. Gravy, Gabe, you want to pull up your show, bro? Or you want to say something what you're about? See what's up, bro?
Oh shit, well, yeah, you know me, shit. Fucking, we be right here,
Say it
always.
right there. Get
You know what I
down.
mean? Raider Nation live, you know. I got Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and shit like that. You know what I mean? Kind of switching it up a little bit, you know, during the off season. But you know, once you know everything gets back to, you know, what I mean, fucking new year of the new NFL year, we'll probably be more back to schedule right now. Always on Sundays for sure. You know what I mean? I know we were I was late today for shit. Thanks to the boy Gravy. You know
My
what I mean?
bad. My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
thanks to the boy Gravy. He was, you know, he was holding it down for the 4 hours. You know what I mean? So for sure, man. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it going, man. And tell somebody to follow everybody on the screen. You know what I mean? You know, follow me at Raider Game 420. Also, you know what I mean, right here with with me, Low and Gravy, you know, Raider Nation Live. And also follow Coach Gravy, man. So for sure, man, let's just keep it going. Keep this, you know, keep the Raider fucking keep all the Raider channels just growing and shit like that, and just, you know, so that way everybody knows, you know, fucking the nation, man. The nation is just, well, there's only one nation, you know what I mean? So it's like, let's just show them how united we actually could be, man. Because fuck, man, I'm just tired of all of that shit. Like everybody's on one side or the other side, you know what I mean? So let's just, you know, let's just start
go
fucking
AOC 12.
no, huh?
hey, Team AOC on 3.
Team
Hey, baby.
AOC. Nah, but for sure, man.
Hey,
Yeah, let's just keep,
we know what
keep
we
it going.
say, bro. Get that Gravy, man. Gravy will be on Coach Gravy show. Gonna be on 10 something tomorrow. You guys are
Ooh, huh?
willing to let me know if you're available. If you're available, I'm gonna try to do this morning stuff, man. I got nothing to do. I'm in between work.
10 a.m. in the morning.
You want to hang out
Oh
in the
yeah,
morning? See what's up?
you go to work in the morning, and then you have that break, and then you have to go after.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I
get
don't
up
work
early.
anymore, so I'm home all the time. I
Yeah,
got
I gotta
nothing
get
going on.
back to it, man. I've been off too long, bro. So I'm gonna get back to it.
I'm
We're gonna.
I'm
I gotta save a little bit. I gotta save a little bit of info and energy for that, and then
so I'll be at
anytime, man.
work.
Just all you guys gotta do is just let me know if you're available and say, hey, I'd like to hop on and talk my shit. All you gotta do is let me know. Coach Gravy Show
good.
is fully for everybody, man. I want to have
Right.
everybody's input and see what's going on. So the more the better, and then. And then I want to thank all the chat, man. We're 70 deep right now in here, bro. They can't get
I know it's
enough.
tough to
So
walk.
I want
That's
to.
tough numbers to walk away from, right?
So yeah,
That's
it
tough.
is, man. But Gravy's tired, bro. You got to
Yeah,
get
no,
used to
yeah.
that. You got to get used to that. If you can leave that, you got to be used to it, Jeff. You know what I mean? And I see
No,
your shows. You get up there, you get way up there, bro. It's hard to leave, but
it is.
you know how long we've been doing this, and sometimes you
I
get
know.
tired.
I bailed
But
on a
Gravy's
night when
not
I still
tired.
had
I'm
like
not.
60. I was like, I gotta
Gravy's not
go.
tired. It's just that I want to do some things that my boys are doing, and I don't like doing it on TV. So you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want my doctor seeing my
Gotcha.
shows because he's a Raider fan. And I don't want him checking me out. I can
That's
say
right.
all I want, but I want him checking me out.
Yeah,
But anyways, man, it's wonderful to have you guys here. I love the knowledge.
it was fun. It was a good
Great,
time.
Gabe, my brother, man. We gotta respect our boy Low, man. He has Parvo right now. He ain't gonna be able to be here, so don't drink and drive.
Mm.
And you know what we do on Radio Nation Live.
Part.
1, 2, 3. Red.
Okay, yep.
Raider. Yeah.
Thank y'all, man.
Gravy didn't end it. He just left it live. Gravy, you gotta end it. You gotta end it. You gotta press end live, Gravy.